Anthony on satellite radio. Host Anthony Camilla and Greg Opie here. Controversial team. And Anthony apologizing for yet another raunchy comment, profanity-laced rant. Is this the last straw for the raunchy radio duo?
Shut up! Get us back to the funny.
But first, let's play this. People understand we don't belong in radio, right?
Satellite radio douchebags? I take that as like a compliment.
Yes, we suck a dick.
Sorry to everybody out there.
This is fucking satellite fuck dick radio.
Holy shit.
What a great show.
We heard you!
I don't want to make everyone feel bad, but you know this is what old people sit around and do.
Kitty porn, semen squirting, and shooting up the job.
Oh, what the fuck?
This morning has been, I feel like I'm on Jerry Springer.
But enough of this palaver. Let's get the show on the road.
Here we are.
Good morning.
Here we are.
You're listening to the #1 show on satellite radio. Hey, man, Jay Leno said it, so
Right.
it must be true. Morning. Jim Norton back from L.A.?
Yes. Thank goodness. We missed you, Jimmy.
That storm traffic going to the airport.
Oh, yeah.
I literally, at one point, I was so buggy, I almost got out of the car and just started walking on the Grand Central. Like, I didn't know what to do. I was going to miss. I walked in for an 8:25 flight because they called me that day to come out.
Yeah.
I walked into the airport 8:08.
Wow,
An 8:25 flight. And they let me on the plane because they knew that there was a big weather problem.
You would have missed your plane. I heard it was like a little late, your plane.
It was a little bit late. It wasn't that bad. It was probably because Obama was in town, so I think they had runways closed and stuff. So, yeah.
Well, when we get a storm like we did last week, you got to expect it, though, right?
But that was, dude, it was horrible. It's the worst traffic I've ever hit.
It was one of the worst storms to hit.
It was bad. But of course,
As far as thunderstorms go.
and I'm so self-centered. Like, I know a woman died, a tree went, which is horrible. Her family has to deal with that. But this is what a self-centered ass I am. I'm actually, like, I talk to God.
Yeah.
Like, I'll get mad, or I'll say thanks for good things, and I'm actually like, what the fuck, dude? Like, I'm actually mad
Dude.
that I'm going to be late for a plane to perform on a TV show when I know there's a dead lady.
Yeah, when you're getting on a plane, don't say what the fuck, dude, to God.
Well,
he
he
might
understands.
take it personally.
He doesn't mind.
Yeah, you might
Take
have
his finger and just flick your plane.
Right, and say, fuck you. This is what I do now.
Like that bus full of church people that just fuck, that van full of
Dude,
church people.
just
God
amazing.
doesn't give a fuck.
I tweeted that yesterday. I'm like, what the fuck? Really? Right? What was it? A Bronx bishop and just church do-gooders, and they were going too fast. The tire fucking popped or something, and everyone's dead.
Wrong God. Wrong religion.
Oh,
X
really?
that one off.
Oh, that's not.
That's what I would do. Anytime something happens to a group of church people, you X that religion off as being the religion, and you move on to something else until you reach a religion where if you're doing a church activity and nothing ever happens to anybody, that's the religion.
There's two scenarios I never want to be in. I don't want to be in a van with a bunch of churchgoers ever.
No.
And I don't want to be on a bus to Atlantic City to gamble with the old people.
Oh, those are the bad ones.
Is there any more to add to that list?
I don't know.
It always seems
that's-
like the churchgoers die in fiery accidents and old people going to gamble.
That's because have you ever been on one of those buses going to Atlantic City?
I've never been. Have you been?
Oh, yeah, years ago. And the bus driver's just like, the bus is sitting there rocking back and forth, just going, blah, blah, like 110 miles an hour down the fucking turnpike. Blah. They don't give a shit. The driver's half asleep.
He really is.
He's as old as the people on the bus.
And they end up in the woods.
Oh, it's crazy. Right off the fucking highway, into the woods. Bus roof gets ripped off.
Yeah.
And somehow some of the old people make it through.
Unbelievable.
They pull through.
Unbelievable.
Hey, that lady that was killed, did she? I heard
Which
pulled
lady?
The one that the tree fell on her.
Where did the tree fall on her?
Jewel Avenue. I think the Grand Central,
okay.
or it might have been the Van Wyck.
I heard
not Van Wyck.
it was raining so hard that she pulled over because she couldn't see and wanted to be safe.
Yeah.
And when she pulled over, the limb fell and fucking.
Wow.
But let me tell you
What
something.
a bad place to fucking pull over.
Jimmy doesn't know because he was in L.A. I was stuck in Central Park. I was in the middle of a bike ride when that thing hit. And as far as rain goes, I don't think I've ever seen it rain harder in my life. It was like a wall.
Crazy.
and it was like a wall of water.
Yeah.
It was so bizarre how much rain was coming down at one time, and then getting hit in the head with the hail was no fun.
Oh, did it
either.
hail too?
Oh yeah.
Oh, I didn't
Not
know.
as much
Hail.
as Central Park as in Brooklyn, because Brooklyn really got the brunt of the storm. But so I don't blame her is what I'm saying. I don't know how you would have driven in that. I think you would have had to pull over.
Yeah, pull over, not under a tree.
If she pulled over like what 5-10 feet, sooner or later she would be alive today.
Yeah.
Maybe, because I finally got by. We went we jumped off the Grand Central, jumped on the Whitestone Express to get to JFK, and it was literally, there was like 5 downed massive trees in a row.
Oh, wow.
Like, I couldn't, I've never seen anything like that on a highway. There was like 3 or 4, and then you went for like maybe, 30 seconds, and there was like a couple of more. It was fucking horrible.
Yeah,
Wow.
that'll make
Okay.
the trip to the airport a bitch.
But, I mean, God was looking out for me because I made my flight. Maybe her not so much.
Yeah.
But me getting on the plane.
You're more important to God.
But that's what a self-centered idiot I am. That I actually think that he was concerned with me.
Of course.
And everyone believes God cares about what they're doing at the moment. He doesn't.
Would you have your cabbie run over a dead body to get you to the airport quicker?
I'd have him run over a live person to get me there.
Dead body.
Dead body. Who cares about that? A live woman giving birth.
Yeah.
It's not as important.
How's our pal Jay Leno doing?
He's good, man. He was in.
How's he doing in the ratings and all that? He's doing all right?
I think he's doing well. I didn't ask, but
Yeah.
seemed to be in great spirits. The
Very
mood
good.
there. The exec producer. Everybody's in a great mood. So
Yeah.
Yeah, it
for
was-
them.
Man, he
Enjoyable.
loves poking the king of all media, doesn't he?
I don't think he thinks of it.
Poke.
He just loves you guys.
I know, and we
It is
love him.
great.
He
He's
has
a good
never
guy.
mentioned poking anybody. He always asks how you guys are doing. He's like, I hear the show is doing great.
We are doing great.
People have talked to him about the show, so he's very happy.
You know, I mean, it's our last week of our contract, but we're doing great.
Oh my God! What a week last week was.
Yeah.
And that's what we do. We come in Monday and go, I don't know. How are you going to top that?
Whatever.
It's just amazing.
I know how we top it. Kevin Smith is in a car to do our show.
That's
The
great.
entire show today. So
Oh, is he going to be on the whole show?
Gonna
yeah.
do an entire show from his car? What?
I don't know. Yeah, I guess.
He's in a car to do the show?
I mean, if
What?
you know anything about Kevin Smith, he might as well. He does Smodcasts all over the place.
Yes.
And they're great Smodcasts. He doesn't need an actual, multi-million-dollar studio.
No,
and
we love
obviously,
those.
we don't either. Piece of shit studio.
That works.
Yeah.
I guess.
I don't know. We come in to our windowless little box.
The way I look at it is, as long as the audio gifts I'm giving
Yes.
are received in those filthy listener ears,
Yay.
sometimes I think that every 5 minutes someone should call up and just go, you know what? Thank you, guys. Thank you for the audio
That'd be great.
gifts.
Little ass kissing.
Auditory gifts.
Is today Thank You Day?
Should be every day should be thank you. This show should be 4 hours of talk broken up in 5-minute increments with thank yous.
With thank yous from everybody.
Every single person listening. Well, you want to talk a little football?
Football. My God.
Fucking Jets had a nice game against the Pats.
They certainly
First half
did.
was so-so, and then the second half, they fucking routed them.
They unloaded.
And
Brady
even-
did not look like a happy man every time he fucking
Fuck Brady.
unsnapped that helmet. He just was like, there goes.
You guys are in trouble up there with this Brady.
Yeah?
He's got a Justin Bieber haircut. Did you see his Justin Bieber haircut?
Yes, I did. The
What's
girls,
wrong with this guy?
The ladies find him very attractive.
Well, if you...
Very attractive gentleman on the clear blue skies.
you really
I
got it
fucking was doing that all weekend.
I love your Ira. More, I don't need to see him. I just want to hear you do it.
I can't get enough of just talking like him.
How he said cock on Friday is... maybe the guys can find it for Jimmy.
And
I don't know.
sukkah, Thursday, come by. I'll invite you to my sukkah.
I'm going.
You're going to his
I'm
sukkah?
so going. Jimmy, you want to go? It's on 42nd Street. He
What's
invited
a
us.
sukkah?
Where you kind of let your hair down after
It's a celebration.
after Yom Kippur.
Of what? To celebrate. And you're just like, why? Why not celebrate? He never gives you an answer.
Because he's a boob.
He is so
The
boob.
man is a fool.
I like how Stinky comes in as his handler and just sits in the chair and laughs at him.
I know. Well, Stinky knows. I mean, he worked with us for a few years, so he knows what we're capable of.
Oh, yeah.
And he doesn't want to go back to Jay Thomas with a broken Ira.
No, he's got to watch.
Right.
Exactly. He's got to, he's the line.
He knows.
He knows. We could sit, we could talk with Ira, he could say things, but the second we went Ira, they made me pull down my pants, and I had my cock out. Like, he doesn't need that.
I just want Stinky to go, all right, guys, enough.
Yeah.
Let's push it one day where he has to do that.
Stinky has to throw in a towel. All right. My guy's out.
Right. Oh, fuck. Yeah, the Jets look good.
Yeah.
Cowboys,
wow. Redskins beat them, what was it, 27-20, something like that?
That was
Cowboys.
Chicago.
I mean, Chicago, sorry.
Redskins beat them the first week.
Right.
Yeah.
Sorry about that.
I didn't see the game, to be honest.
You didn't watch?
Nah.
Why didn't you watch?
I slept till 5. I got home. I flew home the day before. It was just a whole.
Were your arms killing you? Again?
No, I was in a plane, man. I can't. I'm a person.
Right. Sorry, I forgot.
Did you guys? Did you guys see Randy Moss's catch?
Yeah, one-handed.
Holy shit!
Rake that one right in.
I was fucking with the Pats fans all afternoon, but I mean, you got to give it to Moss. That catch was the one for the. What happened?
Oh, should they write a book about it? Should he write a book? The catch?
Dude, did you see the catch?
Yes, it was amazing.
He,
one hand, he pulls it in. It is amazing.
the only reason the other guy had to write a book about the catch because that was it for him.
Yeah.
Randy Moss has a bunch of highlights. Okay, David Tyree, right?
Yeah.
Our famous David Tyree interview. We didn't care enough to stick around for the interview. We franchised that one out, didn't we?
I like how Patrice wrote, like, Revis pulled a Moss string.
Yeah. Then Revis got burned so bad that he had to leave he had to leave for the rest of the game.
Yeah, he was done.
And everyone was coming to his defense going, no, he looked a little shaky during warm-ups. And he got burned so bad, he's like, I got to get myself off this fucking field.
Yeah, that looked real bad. Ow!
I mean,
my arm!
I'm a Jets fan, and that was very suspicious. And he all of a sudden
Pulled a hammy.
he pulled a hammy.
Yeah.
He pulled a Rodney Dangerfield.
Oh, my arm! I think it's broken.
But that catch, unbelievable. That's just ridiculous.
Yeah, that's.
Hey, Ann, I saw your tweet. You checked out the Red Zone for the first time?
Yeah. I got the FiOS, of course.
I'm jealous of you Red Zone fucks. I don't get it with my cable
Why don't
system.
you get FiOS? You have it in the building.
No, we don't. They're wiring it.
Oh,
I don't know.
okay.
It's official yet.
Oh, you got to get it.
I didn't get the memo because as soon as I get the memo, I'm done.
By the way, they
Done with stupid. What is it? Time Warner?
Yeah.
Is that what we got in Manhattan? I don't even know.
Yeah.
I guess it's Time Warner.
Time Warner's commercial yesterday I saw, and it's I can't remember his name, but he's some guy, and he's talking about how phony FiOS is. He's going, it's phony because they say they have the most HD channels, and some of the channels that they're adding up as the number of HD channels are kind of redundant channels, because you could get HD HBO, but then there's HD West Coast HBO and stuff, but it's like, that's still a different HD channel for what I'm watching here.
Right.
And then I'm thinking, this whole selling point to this commercial is them saying, yeah, they have more HD channels, but they're like some duplicates. It's like, who cares? They still have a fuckload of HD channels and more than your stupid fucking service. Oh, I had a guy just come and knock on my fucking door from Cablevision.
They want you back?
You recently left? I'm like, yeah. Can you tell us why? Yeah. Boom. I went on a fucking tear and just told the guy for like 5 straight minutes, telling him why I went and switched. What? And he had no answer but News 12.
But what happened to these cable companies? Is that
I told him. I told him.
They
right
let
at my
everyone
door.
else catch up. And now you got, in my case, Time Warner. It just looks
archaic.
Old. It looks old.
I told the
There's
guy.
so much going on with TV now.
I said, you guys at Cablevision ran Long Island for years. Since cable came around, you were the guys. You did nothing but give us the minimum, whatever you had, and we paid huge prices.
Never
for
worked
it.
on new technology.
Now there's options that are more technologically advanced than Cablevision. I noticed it, and I switched to it. And I go, and I can't imagine switching back because I don't think you can offer me anything that I'm not getting now. What are you paying? How many boxes do you have? I go, you don't understand. I don't care about the price because I'm getting a better product. Like I know you could add up do your math and say, I could give you that many boxes in your house for this much less money. I go with what? And
why didn't they do that before?
And do that before. And he goes, it takes a lot to get the infrastructure back up and renovate it. But we're working on that now. It's like, now, Verizon put in an entirely new fucking infrastructure.
Right.
What will you guys do? Sitting on your fucking piece of shit, breaking down infrastructure?
They got lazy.
With nothing to new? I go, the guide alone. The guide. I said, the guide alone for Fios beats the piss out of the Cablevision guide.
Yeah.
In speed, in being able to customize your favorites, in breaking down each color-coded thing for movies, sports, science shows, whatever.
Do you get the news thing too?
Yeah,
where it's like 6 news channels all on one screen.
Yes.
And then you click on the one you really want to see, and that goes big, that goes full screen.
It's fantastic.
It's amazing.
They've never had competition, so they don't know how to deal with it because they never competed against each other.
And it's true fiber optic that you're getting. It's just...
Somebody tweeted yesterday, and maybe you wouldn't know because you don't do fantasy football, right? No. I'm not a fantasy football guy either, but we all know a lot of people that do fantasy football. This guy tweeted a picture where he's watching whatever his game was. I don't remember now. And on the left side of the screen, or it was a separate screen, maybe someone could explain this to me. It was a fantasy football app, and he had all his players just listed as big as his TV, basically. And then it had a running score of how his guys were doing.
See how great
so he
is
didn't
that?
have to go to his computer because most guys watch football now with the computers, so they could check out their guys to see how their fantasy football team's going. I've never seen that before.
Is that on Fios?
I don't know. It is a Fios app.
Interactivity that is going on is amazing.
So it's a fantasy football app on Fios.
Yeah, you've got all your players
on the left side as you're watching
the right
the game.
side of the screen.
They found a way to keep you off the computer for that piece.
Yes.
That's smart.
And then also, you can set game alerts for your own specific team.
Right.
So, like for Red Zone, if you want to watch an actual game, on CBS, you can set a game alert so that when, the Patriots are in the red zone, it'll pop up on your screen. You'll go, oh, okay, cool. And you switch to the red zone.
You're right.
You got to be kidding me.
It's great.
Cable sucks.
And you know what that is? It's true.
We get none of this.
Fiber optic. It's fiber optics. They could. That's how they get all this fucking information piped into your fucking house.
Yeah.
Because it's not thick coaxial cable. That's an ancient design.
You know what I get? I get to climb up on a rickety sort of like stool thing to turn off all the power on my Wi-Fi to reboot, and I do that probably once a week. Thank you, Time Warner.
You know what? I did the same thing with cable.
Thank you.
I've never had to reboot my friggin' system with Fios because I have internet through them too. I've never had to reboot my modem.
Time Warner has fucked up my online gaming that I don't go online anymore and play because I'll be in the middle of some great, I'm a Tiger Woods guy, golf guy, and I'll be in some great matches, kicking ass, whatever, having a good round, and all of a sudden, boom, I got to now reboot my fucking Wi-Fi. Thank you. Thank you, Time Warner. Thank you.
So I'm going to have the cable guy come to my house and try to convince me to come back to a service I left for multiple reasons. And I told him, I said, the picture itself is so much better. I don't get the pixelation and skipping that I was getting. He had no answer to that. He's like, did you have somebody come by to repair it? I go, at least 5 times.
You got to feel sorry for that guy.
I know. He had his little Cablevision badge around his neck, and he's just talking, and his little Cablevision pins on his lapel, like, rah, rah, go, cable, slam the door. I was done.
Oh, with little pendants?
Oh, yeah.
Pendants?
You want Cablevision. You want, no. Goodbye.
Sis boom ba.
Yeah, rah, rah, sis boom ba.
I'm so happy.
Oh, yeah. They and you know what? Why would they have people fucking walking from door to door, banging on your door to ask you to come back because they're fucking hurting.
And they never this is why I hate them. They never had any These motherfuckers would stay out of each other's backyards, so no matter what they did, you were fucked.
Totally fucked.
They had a monopoly.
Now,
scumbags.
Competition, and like I said,
I can't wait for Fios.
Me neither.
An amazing
wait, because I want to check out some other shit finally.
I'm going to live with you if you have it first.
Fine, no problem. Move in.
I'll just give you Tookus little nuzzle.
It's an amazing system.
You could babysit my kid, and I could actually, go outside during the weekend. That would be nice.
When I used to go to the guide and try to, scroll down the Cablevision guide, and you'd hit the button and have to fucking sit there. Now, it's not 5 minutes per fucking channel that you're waiting for, but that delay was enough to bug the piss out of you. We just sit there going, come on! And then you finally hit the show that you want to watch, and it took forever to just go to that channel.
I think you like Fios. We get it.
I know. I love it.
I think you're the CEO of the company or something.
I know.
It's getting a little creepy how much you like it. You're having a love affair with your Fios.
I pay the bill every month. I'm not getting a freebie. They don't sponsor. They're not a sponsor as far as I know on this platform or anything. I don't know. But all I could say is, from my experience using it, it's fantastic.
There you go.
And then Red Zone. I had my experience with that yesterday.
You're not a big football fan, are you?
No, I'm not, but
Red Zone will make you a football fan. I'm telling you.
You have to order it, or does it just come with it?
I don't know, because we can't get it.
I just got everything,
okay.
so I don't even know.
No, you order it. It's
I only get to see Red Zone when I'm down in Philly.
It's $50 a year.
They have it on
great.
Comcast down there.
It's
Yeah, Comcast has Red Zone.
Wait, Time Warner just doesn't have it?
Yeah.
What fucking douchebags?
Yeah,
Why do I care?
It's a great channel.
Yeah.
It's great. Although the guy running it is a little insane.
I was having an anxiety attack watching Red Zone.
Well, for the people that don't know, before you, because I know what you're about to do here, the Red Zone, you pretty much watch the entire fucking league all at once every Sunday.
Yeah.
Pretty much. You're watching every game at the same time.
It's at the same time.
Anyone?
They switch back and forth. It's like watching the highlights that they used to show on the news live for every fucking game.
Right. Whenever
With
a team is in the red zone,
commercials.
meaning getting closer to score, they go right to that game.
They go right to that game.
So they're just popping around the league like this.
And it's happening like all the time. Like there's going to be a team where something amazing is ready to happen, and they're going back and forth. I was losing my mind. I swear, my heart rate was up to about 190.
Well, that's good.
I'm at the edge of my seat.
It's like exercising.
I had no idea what was going on, yet I knew everything that was going on. I was in this state like I had been doing cocaine on a weekend bender watching Red Zone. Mm-hmm. It was crazy. And the poor guy that announces this, I was losing my mind. Watching the Jaguars and the Chargers game, which was hysterical. Jaguars, we're at Qualcomm Stadium. Let's go to San Diego and watch Jaguars with another turnover. That's the 6th one. Holy shit! Let's go to the Patriots in Meadowlands with New York. My God, there goes Brady, and he lets go. Oh, the touchdown! Touchdown! What an amazing catch! We'll get back to that replay as soon as we go to the Bucs versus Panthers at the Bank of America Stadium. Let's go back now to the Charlotte. Oh my God! Holy fuck! Give me some more cocaine! Wait a minute! Let's go back. We gotta go to Fort Field, Detroit, where the Eagles and Lions. Holy shit! Michael Vickers. Oh no! There's a touchdown! Holy! Wait a minute! The Buccaneers are playing. I don't even fucking know. Holy shit! Let's go to Texas versus the Redskins. We're here in Washington, D.C. It's Factors Field. It's amazing. Look at McNabb. He looks fantastic today. Eli Manning. Holy shit, the Manning brothers are going to be playing later on. But right now, let's go back to Lambeau Field in Green Bay while the Bills are taking on the Packers. Aaron Rodgers taking off the ball. Holy shit! I can't fucking believe it. Give me some more crystal meth. I couldn't fucking take it.
Wait, dude, it's one guy doing all the calls?
One guy.
Yes. You haven't seen it yet. It's awesome.
It's out of fucking control.
And the guy is completely under control.
He has it knocked.
He's got it all figured out.
He knows every player. And
I'm sitting there. My eyes were darting around like because also you get the network feed, whatever network it is, from the Red Zone.
Right.
So it'll be the Fox feed on one, and then it's the CBS feed on another. So I'm like, where's the score? Where's the fucking play clock? I didn't know what to look at.
And then they go split screen and all sorts of stuff.
Oh, my God. And the second something happens, bam, they're in another city.
Oh, yeah.
Where am I? I don't know. We're in Oakland. Holy shit. It's the Rams and the Raiders. Oh, my God. Let's go to Cleveland. What? Where am I? I finally, after an hour, I was in a cold sweat and just went to the Jet game. I just
really? You had to give up and just go to the Jets?
I was fucking having an anxiety attack watching the Red Zone. It's fantastic, believe me. Another good thing about it, you start to get to know key players from every fucking team.
You get to know the whole league.
You don't need to know some of the peripheral guys, but you start knowing, like,
the stars of every team
you wouldn't give a shit about. You know the quarterback, you know the receivers, you know the key guys, and then bam, you're on another team. Holy shit, I know everyone on the Buccaneers.
It's amazing.
What the fuck?
I wish they could figure something out like that for hockey, but they just can't. I mean, football is a sport where they all play on Sunday, so it makes it perfect, you know?
Yeah.
But something like that for hockey, because I love my hockey, would be great. But I don't know. I don't think they can figure that one out.
You know, be a great channel, 3rd and more than 9. And like every time someone's 3rd down and more than 9, they just go to them, and it's one fucking uneventful out of bounds pass.
3rd and 27.
Yeah, 3rd and 27.
How about horrible number?
The punt channel.
Punts, all punts, nothing but punts. And a bunch of women tune in at first because they misunderstand it. The punt channel. That'd be great.
Oh, my God.
How boring.
It was crazy. Hey, we're at Qualcomm Stadium in San Diego. Let's watch. Oh, my God, the Jaguars, their 10th turnover in 10 minutes. This is a fantastic game. That was the funniest fucking thing about that.
What?
Jacksonville. Oh, my God.
I didn't get to
How
see.
many turnovers did they have yesterday?
I didn't get to see.
It's like 6.
Look at Anthony. He's a football expert.
I know.
One afternoon with the Red Zone.
Red Zone. Now I know everything.
I didn't even get to see a piece of that game.
Oh, you need the Red Zone. It's fantastic.
Thank you, Time Warner. Thank you. Because you know what your people want.
They had that monopoly.
They obviously don't have the technology to do it.
You know what it is with Time Warner, by the way?
You don't need the technology. You just pump in the channel. So it must be another dumb contract thing.
You need fiber optic.
Not for the Red Zone if it's just a channel.
Well, you know what? But no, to have that and to have all the interactive shit that you get with Fios, you need fiber optic for all that info.
But if Comcast down in Philly has it, then Time Warner should have it. So I'm starting to think that
you'll be able to get
these motherfuckers are stuck in some kind of contract negotiation.
I told the Cablevision guy too. I go, you know what? The final thing was that bullshit that happened with ABC and Cablevision, and I go, look. I don't care whose fault it was, because I heard that both sides, Cablevision blaming ABC, ABC was blaming Cablevision. This was when, like, Lost was winding up, and they chopped fucking ABC off of Cablevision, and we sat there going, well, we're at their fucking mercy, because where else am I going to go?
Right.
An antenna?
Right.
You motherfuckers?
Right.
And he was telling me, you know, of course it was ABC's fault and contracts, and then he goes, you know, Verizon's going to be having that problem, too, because, you know, their contracts will be coming up. I go, well, when that happens, then I'll be mad at them.
Sure.
I go, but right now, I was mad at you guys. And I called up and said, that's it. Take all my shit out.
Why did you even bother with the guy?
Because I wanted someone to know from Cablevision to go back and say, wow, perhaps we really fucked up.
You know, you've seen me do the out-of-control two-handed door slam. As soon as the guy said I'm from Cablevision,
wham!
Not just one-handed. I do the two-handed door slam right in his face. Why would you talk to the guy?
And then he gave me his card, like
what?
Like I'm gonna call and say, come on back, guys.
Well, because
rip all the good stuff out.
Because that's what they do for this guy. If he gets you to converge back, then he gets a little piece of the action.
Oh well,
he's
you know
the
what?
Gatekeeper, man.
No piece of the action at my house because I am nothing but happy with those fine folks.
I don't give a shit. I don't give a shit who gives it to me. I just want new technology.
I just want new and good technology.
I want
Absolutely.
new technology because then, you know, we'll take phone calls from people that will explain what they don't like about Fios. But all I see is that Fios is way ahead of the basic cable companies.
Yes.
Way the fuck ahead.
Way ahead.
And that's all
point.
I care about.
And it's because they weren't sitting on their fucking ass while Cablevision and Time Warner was. You know, Time Warner's worse than Cablevision. Like, they're not even... they're terrible.
Yeah,
I don't think they're even trying to get new lines in and shit like that, and
it's unbelievable.
And update their fucking cables.
No, you get a whole bunch of who gives a shit channels.
Can you get the Yes Network on this for the Yankees?
I don't know.
For Fios?
Yes.
You can get everything, right?
Yeah.
What can't you get?
I can't get News 12 Long Island.
Oh, fuck.
Which really upsets the shit out of me. And I can't get these certain college games.
Yeah, you can't get MSG and MSG2 in HD.
Yes, but you can't get
Cablevision is holding back.
Yeah,
for some reason.
Oh, those bastards.
But you could get
I can't get New York One News either.
But you could get regular MSG.
Yeah.
All right, so
and I could get Fios One News or whatever.
Why is News 12 holding out? They're like a college TV station.
It stinks.
Cablevision probably
cares about that. It is.
But for the rest of America, I'm sure
no one gives a fuck about that.
Who cares?
News 12?
Who cares?
I'm going to News. I remember, and this is the God's honest truth. 9/11, the peak of fucking 9/11, while it was like, oh my God, what's happening? News 12 had a report with a guy from North Shore Animal League talking about puppies.
Oops.
And I'm like, because it was taped piece.
Oops.
It was taped.
Yeah, they run tape pieces.
Like, why would I give
over and over
fuck?
again? I think that they're so old. Their weather guy wears a bow tie.
Does he?
I think so.
Great. Should hang himself with it, Brooks. Your fucking news sucks. And there's no reason to fucking have News 12. Well, we have News 12. Oh, yeah, I'm really missing that. Who cares? I put on CNN or Fox or fucking any of the other 24-hour news services. But first of all, I know what's going on from the internet before I ever turn on TV news. So why the fuck do I need that?
You don't.
Again, it's for, you know what Cablevision's for? You old, powdery smelling, dying people. That's who it's for. I don't know. This is scaring me. Technology? What's an app? I don't know. Because you get your apps on top of your Fios screen when you punch it up. And you could go, well, your widgets.
You get widgets?
Yeah, they're the same thing.
You get widgets?
You can do your Facebook from fucking your TV and shit like that. If you're just hanging out, you do that shit.
I don't get shit.
And Fios does have a local Long Island news channel. So if you need that,
for what?
Then you could go to it. But it's like, yeah, you can tweet from your cable box.
What?
I could tweet from my fucking television.
I get to stare at my fucking cable.
I don't have to because I got a fucking iPhone. I just sit there. But it's, again, old people like, I don't know about that. Yeah, Super Saver Lillian doesn't know. Super Saver Lillian loves Cablevision. I watch my programs.
You actually interact with your TV? That's weird.
It's great.
I could DVR a show.
And then how about you can DVR something?
That's about
great.
it.
How about if I want to go to I want to go to On Demand and shit like that? There's a button that says On Demand. You hit it, and there's your On Demand shit. I don't have to scroll through 200 channels of Spanish fucking programming.
Scroll.
It was so annoying to have to sit through all the 200s were Spanish programming. And I was sitting there, and it's like, I can't skip through this. I have to go through. Telemundo.
How much DVR space you got? Because that's a big one.
I'm sure.
1,000,000 gigabytes.
I'm sure.
Oh, okay,
it's
that's a lot.
ridiculous.
It's pretty standard, but they're coming out with new boxes later in the year that'll allow you to actually add on your own storage to it. I think up to a terabyte.
You can take you could buy a terabyte fucking hard drive,
just
plug
slam
it right into the fucking thing, and then you're rocking that.
How big is the one they got now, you think?
I don't know. It is pretty standard. But
Is Fios across the country?
I've never filled mine up, and I was doing Lost in like fucking HD, and yeah, you just gotta.
Well, I guess you like your Fios.
I love it.
More importantly, are you a Jets fan now?
I'm admitting this right now. I am a complete bandwagon jumper from one game, just yesterday's game.
Nice.
I saw Sanchez do a great job. I saw them beat the Pats. So now I am a Jet fan.
Well.
And not a Jet fan. Don't ask me anything about it. Don't fucking tell me, or I haven't been there for years. I know this. I'm just jumping on a bandwagon.
One dummy's going to call up, it's easy to root for him now. That's why I am. Stupid.
That's it.
At least he's being honest about it.
Exactly.
I'm a Jet fan. I bleed
I hate the
Jet
people that
green.
aren't honest about it. And Sanchez decided to become an NFL quarterback in the second half yesterday. Thank you.
That's it.
He finally decided, you know what? I think I'm going to be a fucking NFL quarterback.
Yeah, he was throwing
We've
that
been
ball.
waiting, Sanchez. Jesus.
Where were you?
Throwing it further than 5 yards.
When they were 3 and said, where were you?
Where was I? Not watching them.
Exactly. Fucking a chick.
No clue. Now, Jets, Jets.
We got to play the Dolphins next week.
Oh, really? I had no clue.
Jesus, man. I thought I could
there.
fucking talk a little football with you.
I don't know who they're playing. Jesus. I'll just be there.
All right.
I'm going to turn it on, and I'll say, oh, the Dolphins. Let's see how well they do.
Yeah.
Hey, they won.
Great.
Great.
I want to go to a game this year. I didn't go last year.
No?
No. How do we get tickets?
Just go early in the season, man.
Do we have to, like, call somebody?
So nasty going to fucking middle of the winter. I am not a middle of the winter football guy.
New York.
I don't care.
They get the season in before it really has that bad.
Are you kidding?
Remember the XFL when they decided we need to play football in the actual middle of winter?
In the middle of the winter. Hey, I went to a few games at the Meadowlands, and fuck, just freezing my balls off. Man. Bundled up and everything.
Nothing
and then
better.
people sit in their chairs, and they're all so bundled up that your arms, like you squeak in between two people. And you're just there with your jackets touching because you're all puffy.
You're talking about, I mean, my years in Buffalo. Now.
Oh, that's crazy. Yeah.
That's
crazy.
Where it's so cold they can't get the ice off your seat.
Yeah.
Imagine that.
Just
no
sitting
joke.
on your ice seat.
You would have to sit on a block of ice,
Fuck
single
that.
degree temperatures with a wind chill.
And I like drinking beer during a game, and you can't drink beer when you're freezing your fucking ass off like that. So you got to go to whiskey.
Well, you have to have a flask if you go to the
flask.
If you go to the Bills games.
It's nice. The icy seat keeps it cold though.
In December and January, but they're brutal.
Yeah,
brutal. I remember putting my feet on a block of ice and my fanny on a block of ice. It was insane.
That's not fun. It's too
way worse
cold.
than what happens here in New York.
When you're just concentrating on how cold
Jersey,
you are,
whatever,
instead of the game. I don't think you're having fun, and I do that if I'm.
Well, why do you think I got the seats? I was just an overnight jerk. Making no money, and all the bigwigs at the radio station got all the fine seats. I told the story a few times, but first few games of the year, it's nice. You're in short sleeves. You're still getting a little sun.
Watching the game. Beer here.
And all of a sudden, the weather turned, and those seats, they're like, fuck that, and we're not going to the game anymore. So the overnight jerk like myself got the seats.
You got the seat. The cold seat, the block of ice seat.
Got to sit like a champ. Didn't matter that it was 4 degrees out. All right, so you're a Jets fan. That's good.
Yep, brand new Jets fan. Welcome me aboard, please.
What's going on with the Cowboys, Jimmy?
Cares? Fuck them.
Are they going to have a rough year?
Fuck them. Wade Phillips is a twat.
Yeah.
I'm not a fan of. I think the defense is not that great, and I'm not a Romo fan. I never was. I don't think he'll ever win a fucking game that's going to make me truly happy. So fuck him.
America's team, by the way.
Nah, I just am annoyed.
Are you?
Yeah, I'm irritated. But I haven't been watching much sports.
Why are you irritated?
Just because I would love to see them have done well. But I'm so not really invested anyway. Like,
You're losing interest in football?
I've lost interest in almost every sport, almost completely. Like the Yankees, I kind of came back last year. I'd like to see them do well this year. But I'm like kind of done. Fuck. All of them go fuck themselves. You and the ball. You in the ball in the tundra. Go fuck yourself. You ever take off a Saturday to come watch me? No. Then why should I?
Oh.
It's annoying.
A couple have, right?
No.
You've never had a sports guy in your audience?
No!
Bastards.
You're lying.
Maybe they've been there, but they haven't taken a fucking game off.
You're dissing one of our really good friends.
Uh-oh.
Tyson's a buddy of mine, yeah.
Tyson Walter.
Tyson, yeah, but Tyson didn't take time off. He just came.
Oh, it was off season?
Yeah.
Wouldn't that be nice? Getting a fine for taking off from your game because you went to see Jimmy Norton. That'd be great. $10,000. That's an expensive ticket.
Yeah, I really am a fool. Millions of fans.
Yeah.
To watch my mediocrity. So what do they live in Marco Island this coming Thursday, Friday, Saturday?
Who knows?
To the comedy club I'm going to be at in Florida.
Nice.
Exactly.
I just love football because there's just not a lot of games.
Yeah, everyone is.
I mean, I love hockey too, but I think I would love it more if they cut that season down.
Pretty important.
Every
game.
fucking week is important, right?
Yep. That's why they get so much fucking emotion into it.
But the other side of it, 4 weeks into the season, your team could be done.
Yeah.
That's the other side of
you
that
don't
whole
want
fucking
that.
thing. But so far, so good.
And I guess Travis is you Baltimore there? Fucking got the Yankees. Got the best of the Yankees.
Yesterday,
Yeah.
Wait, baseball's still on?
Yeah, baseball is still being played.
Really?
They nailed Rivera, and he's human. What are you going to do? But you got a shitty team, so
we're getting better.
You get lucky.
We're getting better.
Yeah. Good luck to you.
Thank you. I appreciate that. Good luck to you.
Thank you. I love Bill Burr's take on it. Just a bunch of knock-around guys, the Yankees. Just some lovable schmoes trying to make the best out of it.
They got to end that baseball season before football starts. They really do.
It's just overlapping seasons of everything. It's never going to happen because there's money involved. They make a lot of money.
There's just too much going on now. When we were growing up, there wasn't all this social networking and all that crap. But now it's like,
but it's over.
Get your baseball season over before football starts.
Is it overload, or is it the point that we can pay attention to so many different things going on at once now that it's not that big a deal? In the oldie days, you couldn't have 2 games on at the same fucking time on your television. The Mets were on like channel 9 and the Yankees were on channel 11, and that was it. You couldn't fucking have any more sports, or there'd be no programming on anything. Now with all the channels and shit, it's
Speaking of baseball, did you see the guy that got impaled by the bat?
Oh my God!
It wasn't even that bad, right? They're making more of it.
No, they said he had to go to the hospital, and like they had to do something to get the fluid or an air pocket that formed in his chest.
Whoa.
Like it didn't puncture his lung, but when you open up the cavity in your chest and your diaphragm goes to pull down to open your lungs up, it'll just suck through that hole and your lungs won't open
so
up.
he got fucked up.
So yeah.
I saw him just running off the field, so I figured he was all right.
That fucked him up. A bat fucking broke.
Went flying down the third base line.
Right into his fucking shoulder, like shoulder thing under his collarbone.
Tyler Colvin? Hospitalized after being impaled with a piece of broken bat.
It just looked like it hit him, but it fucking gored him.
Did he set the record for the world's largest splinter?
Splinter? Yeah, that's a big splinter. It didn't stick in him, which is good. That would have been really gross.
It just kind of poked him?
But it bounced off of him. There goes the bat.
Let me see this.
And he's, wham, it just hit him. They show it in slow motion.
Oh, I thought
right down the third baseline. But it hit him. It stuck.
Who cares?
Dude, it went in and came out.
I know, but I thought he ran down the baseline with the thing sticking out of him.
No, he got fucked up. He actually touched the plate, though.
Of course.
Got the run.
Of course, because that's way more important than your life.
Then they put a towel on his shoulder and took him down, and the dugout was very concerned. You could see the guys were a little shaken by it.
Except for the guy that would take his place. I bet you he was just on the edge of his seat.
Probably was. Get to play. He gets to spin around in the outfield or something.
All right.
That's what I would do.
That's what Jimmy does.
Someone told me that Kevin Smith was in a car and he was going to be here before 6.
Not before 6. His plane landed at 5:45. But he might have had to shit.
Yeah, that's
or
fine.
Or he might have hit some traffic.
I just got the wrong information, but Kevin Smith's going to be doing most of the radio show with us today. So why don't we take a break and eat? And
he's probably shitting.
Set up for Kevin Smith.
He shits a lot.
Well, he flew all night, and then he wants to come in here. He's crazy.
He just loves to shit.
Look at he's getting like his legs start. They showing him being walked into the dugout and into the back, and his legs are getting a little shaky.
How far in did the bat go?
Far enough in where it punctured the cavity.
And how many people are at the game? Did you see that crowd shot? There was nobody there.
That sucks when you get impaled in front of nobody. For what? For what?
Oh, of course it was in Florida. Wow, Florida just doesn't give a shit about their baseball, man.
They really don't.
Oh, my God.
It's amazing. There's just other things to do.
Jet ski. And
yeah, it's just nice out. And
beach volleyball. And go fishing. And
look at hot girls in Miami.
There's a million things to do. Look at that.
Oh, my God.
There's no one
those
there.
Wasted seats.
Wow. Oh, there is absolutely no one there.
It's going to look like my shows this weekend.
Oh, no, Jimmy.
Just a sweet boy with a bat in his chest and nobody behind him.
Wow, look at that. Is a lot of empty seats. Unbelievable. Yeah, baseball's over. Except for like 4 or 5 cities.
Yeah.
When's the season over?
Done.
I don't know. I don't.
October.
I couldn't even name you the starting lineup for the Mets, and I used to be a huge Mets fan.
Ed Kranepool?
I have just given up on the Mets.
Kranepool.
Bob
given up on
Apodaca.
baseball.
Ed Kranepool. It's going back a ways. I remember having his baseball card.
I think I'm like 2-3 weeks out from hockey, though.
Are you kidding? Didn't they just finish?
I think 2 weeks from Saturday. Is that about right? Something like that?
Yeah, preseason starts this week.
Yeah, 2 weeks from Saturday, I believe. So
20,000 at the Cubs game. Stadium holds
just under 3 weeks.
40,000 plus. So,
no, see, they pumped that number.
Yeah, you think they pumped
20,000 meaning maybe 12 were there. Maybe. Because they count all the tickets that were sold, but people didn't actually go to the game.
Maybe, yeah.
There's no way there's 20,000.
No, it looks like 10.
Tops.
Oh, man, there's no one there. Come on. Get a grip.
All right. Want a break?
Yeah, I just got my sandwich. I'm going to eat.
Oh, Lindsay Lohan.
Oh, God love her. Hope she's okay.
God love her.
She's taking advantage of the...
Of all of us.
Yeah.
Well, yeah. Huh. She's not taking this thing seriously.
Did you really think when she went into rehab that she was going to be successful?
I believe in her, Aunt.
She wanted... Yeah, you do?
I do. I believe in her sincerity.
Because you know when it's court appointed that it's really going to work. And
Absolutely.
you really want it for yourself.
Yeah, she's full of shit.
Yeah.
I got paid.
She deserves everything that she gets.
Millions?
Stupid.
Bitch.
Yeah, I was trying to come up with a good word. Whore was too easy. Bitch.
Redheaded twat.
What would you go with, Jimmy? Stupid...
Head?
Stupid head. I like
and
that.
you're a stupid head.
I don't mean to be so harsh, but you know me. I go right for the throat. Don't get on my bedside.
I used the term dunderheads yesterday.
Dunderhead.
I was calling all.
That's a good one.
I was calling the Pats fans dunderheads.
They were dunderheads.
Shouterhead's a good one, too.
Shouterhead.
Someone actually tweeted back, "How old are you?"
Dunderhead. That's what they call it, the Kaiser.
Right. Stupid dunderheads. All right, I think Kevin Smith will join us next. Maybe not. I don't know, but he'll be here soon enough. Stay there.
The Virus, Sirius XM. You're listening to Opie and Anthony.
Our pal Kevin Smith in studio.
Good morning.
Good morning, Kevin.
How are you guys?
I hope you weren't reading your Twitter.
No, what was that?
Well, we were wondering why you weren't here. Well, we got the wrong info.
Oh, okay.
People said...
Were you guys turning on me?
No. Someone said, as I'm sitting here at about 5:45, Kevin's already in a car. He's going to be here probably before the show starts. Obviously, wrong info, whatever. So then Jimmy was speculating why you might have been late.
I just said that maybe you were shitting because you shit a lot. So what?
I do. I'm a big shitter, man. I just came last night.
He goes with it. I love it.
I came from, where was I? It's been a blur. I was at Los Angeles, like at 9:30 last night. We did a show. I got a theater there now based on Smodcast, a little theater called Smodcastle. So we do 2 shows on Sunday usually. Jay and Silent Bob Get Old, where we sit around with Muse and he just talks about all of his drug dependence years and whatnot. Funny, heartbreaking stories about that. And then after that, I normally do a show with my friend Malcolm called Blowhard, but I had to catch the flight to kind of get here. So I woke up and I was still kind of in the mindset of speaking. And last night when I was speaking, Muse revealed that during his heroin addiction days, he would only shit once a week, and it would be like a softball-sized bloody stool. Once every week. And I was sitting there on stage just going like, I shit 8 times a day. That would be hell to me if I couldn't fucking imagine.
It's better than shitting. It's just socially, it's just great to do.
Yes, it gets you out of so many jams. Like, I'm sorry, I gotta go take a shit. Taking off.
Well, can I ask Kevin then?
What?
Well, do you shit outside? Or have you ever shit outside? Camping?
The only
beach?
time I ever shit outside, I wouldn't call it outside, it was inside outside, but it was in a house where the place had been shut down and the plumbing was off. I had to take a shit so badly. Can't shit in the toilet because it's all completely bare. So we were cleaning out this. It was even the circumstances were strange. My mom worked for this company that called CT Peters. They appraised the contents of people's homes after they died, and then they hold a big garage sale. So they had already done that in this house, and it was pretty much all empty. Everything that was of any value, so to speak,
gone.
Not sentimental value, because the place was fucking packed with this woman's life, and her family and whatnot. And my job, my friend Brian Johnson, was just to dump it all into a fucking dumpster. It was so sad, dude. It was sad. Like, we found pictures that were like, you're looking on the back, taking 1920 something, and they list all the names. It says a good time was had by all.
Oh, was
so bad.
Did she have any friends they could give that to, or she?
That was it. They said no. There was
Apparently
nobody.
This woman.
Yeah. And the children too. Like you'd imagine she'd have a kid or two who would want something, but I guess they took the monetary value and just
we shouldn't
left
take our lives seriously. Then
we can't because at the end of the day, some
dumpster.
fat piece of shit is throwing your cool shit away. You know,
because they don't have room in their apartment.
That's that fucking movie we always
about
talk
Schmidt.
About Schmidt.
It's one of our favorite movies of all time because it certainly is a black comedy, but most people don't see it that way. I howled during that movie
when he all of his work that he wanted to pass on to this new young buck that was coming in. He'd been there for years, and it's just his shit ends up in the dumpster in the back.
Totally.
It's like, there's your life, motherfucker.
My favorite moment in that flick, though, was when he was sitting down pissing because his wife had made him for years and years and years. And then when she dies, he finally stands and pisses.
Stands up and takes a piss like a man.
People were crying in the theater, and I'm howling.
Right?
I'm like,
goes
I
back
see
to see
what they're doing with this
his
movie.
childhood home, and it's a tire shop.
And he's trying to explain where his bed used to be, and it's a radial display. It's awesome.
It was his whole life was who gives a fuck. Nobody cared about anything he had done or accomplished.
Right. That's why it's important to make friends and make an impact in people's lives because at the end of the day, somebody just throws your shit out. At least you want a friend throwing your shit out. A friend wouldn't do that. A friend would be like, I'm going to keep all this shit because he was an alright guy.
No.
Make friends and make an impact. That's what it says on Gacy's headstone.
When my dad died, we had a dumpster in the front of the house, and all this stuff that was really important to him, we just looked at it like it's not important to us.
Isn't that amazing? I mean,
man?
but everything, he's probably a pack rat his whole life, saved all this stuff.
He was close to a pack rat. I mean, we obviously took stuff that was important to us, but all that other stuff that obviously was only important to him.
You can't save everything.
Sorry, Pops.
You know, like you said, some things just
you
aren't
can
important.
if you get really important in this world, and then they'll National Archive your
everything is
shit.
good.
And that's what I'm aiming for. Man.
That's what you want.
National Archive.
Oh wait, so you shit in this house, but where?
I'm in this house. We're emptying the contents. My friend was like, "I'm going to go to 7-Eleven and get some Gatorade. I think his Snapple was huge at the time, so he went to grab some Snapples. I had to take a crapple. Couldn't do it in the bathroom. Found a towel, spread it out, took a dump on the towel, closed it over, waited for my friend to come back. And then he was just like, you didn't get much done. I was just like, there's just that over there that has to be thrown out. And he goes again, he's like, oh, what the hell? And I was like, I took a shit, dude. And he was horrified. It wasn't like we didn't have like a good laugh, like, oh, that was great. He was just like, why would you do that?
Yeah.
It made me feel so guilty. I was like, I'll never poop again. Made me feel shame for shitting.
On job sites, when I was in construction, you learned never to open a closed spackle bucket. No matter where
that's where they do?
Usually in a closet somewhere or down in the basement in a corner. Like, some people would be like, oh, I could use this spackle bucket. I need to mix something up.
Right.
A quick thing of sacrete or something. And you pry that lid open and just a big, nasty dump. Because those things were used as toilets.
Right.
That was it. And that was only by the civilized people.
Right, yeah,
the
I suppose the
uncivilized
guys
people
were just like, I'll do it right here.
Leaned in the corner and shit on fucking. We came back from the strip club one day. It was one of those long Friday lunches, and the cement guys, who are savages, the concrete fucking guys. I think they're all Portuguese or something. Used a 4-foot folding ladder, an A-frame ladder, leaned it on its side, sat on it, and took a shit.
That's brilliant.
But all over the ladder. And
Wow,
that was
really?
the ladder.
What was the ladder meant to be?
Our
a
ladder?
makeshift
Like
kind
a
of
square toilet, probably.
like a square
right?
toilet.
Yeah,
essentially?
like he sat down, sat on where the edge was,
Right.
kind of by the top of the ladder if it wasn't laying down, and used that little V to put his ass in. But his shit got all over the ladder. And it wasn't my ladder. It was the guy I was his helper.
Right.
And he was he pissed.
You ever go in a stall and you see like crap on the wall? Like, how did it get there?
You always wonder how
People write their names on the wall. There was a restaurant in our town called Careless Navigator, and there was a girl apparently who had went in the bathroom. A friend of mine followed her, and when she came out, she was just like, I'm pretty sure she wrote her name and shit on the wall. And I was like, who would do what? Well, that sounds like a guy thing.
Yeah,
what
total
girl
guy
would do
thing.
that?
I think sometimes it's that out of control. You're pulling your pants
And you don't
down
get your
and
pants
bent
down
over,
enough?
and you don't get
quick
and
enough?
whammo.
I always
You think
wonder
there's that much velocity that it's going to fly across and hit the wall?
And how would her name wind up in it?
Well, no, I was thinking something else.
Or it's a very angry person.
Yeah. That's
Or they're
an
trying to
angry
make their mark,
person.
make friends, make an impact. As I was saying.
I'm starting to think I'm an animal then. I can't get. I took a crap outside on the beach during vacation because I didn't want to walk back to the beach house we were renting.
Right. How far are we from the beach house? And where was this?
5 minutes.
Where was this?
Outer Banks, North Carolina. Great spot.
You're fine.
There was no one on the beach.
Shit,
Thank
no.
you, Kevin.
They don't
Smith.
care in NC, man. In NC, they're like, go ahead, crap on the beach.
Then I scooped it up and I threw it in the ocean.
That's perfect.
I recycled.
Yeah, there you go.
And then the birds were feasting.
Disgusting.
See, he's the first one to say it's okay.
I'm all right
I didn't
with
want to
that.
walk
That
back to
doesn't-
the house.
Well, that's a fat man is saying that, like, I don't want to walk either. You know, I hear that, and I'm just
I
like,
also
oh.
had my car right next to me because, you know, it's a 4x4
Yeah, you had
beach,
a
so
car
I could
with
have
You could have taken the ride.
Yeah, I could.
Why not just go in the ocean and shit?
Yeah, I don't know, because I just had
Sharks?
sweatpants on. So then I
Sharks
would have
are
to get naked, and then that would have been even a whole new thing, I guess.
How humiliating if like a fucking log is hanging half out and a shark comes.
I had to take.
I would think it'd be the greatest story you get to tell for the rest of your life.
if you live.
You'd live.
You think it's shark repellent?
You would live.
I was shitting in the ocean, man,
Yeah.
and all of a sudden I saw a shark circling, but the brown log just
Yeah,
kept in
thank
the bay.
God.
It was like a dolphin. It just fought the shark for me.
And the shark can be telling his friends, I thought it was an eel. I don't know what happened.
All right, enough about shitting. I
No,
guess.
there was one other quick
Yeah,
story.
and I have one.
A job site.
Oh, and then you got one, Jimmy.
Spackle bucket again, but the job site was full of people. There was nowhere to go. There was no private area to go to take a dump, and I'm sorry, I don't have the prison mentality where I could just take a shit in front of people. So I went into my work van and shut the back doors and went in there and then took the bucket out. But it doesn't matter because without water, the second that comes out of you,
It's the air, yeah.
it is permeating every inch wherever you are.
What are you, an alien? You got to explain this to us?
No, I know. I'm just spoon feeding.
Okay.
But even after I left the van, I left the doors open. When we went to leave the job, and it was hours later, the guy got into the van and was just like, "Oh my God, what the fuck? It smells like shit." I'm just amazed by the aroma of shit can just linger so
It
longer.
stays around like weed.
Yeah.
It just kind of lingers. I was checking in the hotel. I just literally checked in the hotel before I came here. And at the front desk, they were like, hey, there's a weird smell coming from your room. Can we deal with it? And I was like, you know what? I just want to put my shit down and go. Don't worry about the weird smell. Got in the elevator and I smelled weed. So I was like, that's the weird smell. I can deal with that weird smell. Then I got into the room. That wasn't the weird smell.
Oh, no.
Somebody had put a fish somewhere and just forgot
Someone
about
was
it.
mad.
Oh, it fucking
Yeah.
reeks in that room, dude. I had to open the window to smell New York, which smelled better than the room.
Maybe
Why
it's a
wouldn't you
dead
get a new
body,
room? I
though.
would have been such a
so
bitch about
tired,
that.
and I'm so not that guy. I can't be the guy that's like complaining.
Oh,
After the Southwest thing, I can't complain about anything ever again. And everyone, the nice thing is everyone's super nice because whenever you go someplace now, they're like, treat him nice or he's going to fucking tweet about you. So I don't get hassled that much, but still, something like this, I'm like, it's all right.
Like Jay Moore said he does at the hotels. He like shits in the bathtub, pisses all over, just leaves the place a wreck, and then puts Telemundo on.
Maybe there's a dead hooker under your bed or
Fucking
something. though.
fantastic.
I don't know,
You
man.
sure it's a fish?
I didn't even know. That's what it reeks like. It reeks like
It would
somebody
be-
left old food there.
It would be your luck that it's a severed head or something.
I'd be
behind the wall.
I'd
Probably
be
a
all right.
dead
I'd
animal,
talk
dude.
about that I'd eat out on that story. Like, I found a head.
It's probably a dead rat or a dead mouse. Or a
You
dead,
think so?
Yeah, oh yeah. That's that
I'm like-
rotting animal smell.
Some people get angry at the service and they'll stash some food somewhere.
Yes.
I'm like-
that maybe Luca Brasi stayed there before you.
I'm like Kevin though. I don't complain either. It's got to be really bad.
I'm
No,
fucking.
it's-
If the
I
my
really
wife
am
will
not that
complain.
guy,
My
man.
wife will complain at the drop of a fucking
Yeah,
hat.
but I
And-
can't be. I just like.
No way. I'm not one of those like I deserve better. I'm like I can't even believe I'm getting this, so I'm okay with this.
you should show them your Twitter followers and say, if this isn't fixed by the time I get back, I'm gonna fucking ruin your business. I'm the worst. I'm the worst.
Are you the worst?
Yeah, man. So you don't want fucking.
I
dirty
can't be
smell.
bothered. I don't know. Whatever.
Well, you don't want.
Dirty smell.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Hey, did you have a shit
Get it.
story? You said you had one after Anthony.
Hey, what
That
about your
was
shit
just-
story?
Okay.
But the time I shit on I shit on People's Pepperidge Farm white, and I put like a little thing into it, like a little
Hors d'oeuvre?
yeah, like an hors d'oeuvre toothpick. And I said to my friend Bill D'Angelo, I'm like, here, look, I got a sandwich. And then he looked at it, he's like, dude, it's shit. And then I put it in the street and a car ran it over.
Why is that funny?
Because it was last week.
That needs to be a children's book. Jimmy's Poo.
It is, but I screwed up. I called it the shit sandwich that the car ran over, and they're like, you're giving away too much.
The shit was probably better than that awful Pepperidge Farm bread.
Oh, you know how crumbly it is, too.
That stuff.
My grandmother would keep it in the fridge.
Oh, only grandmas have that laying around the house. You can't make a sandwich out of it. You can't fold it.
Because it's crumbling like they are.
And it just keeps breaking
It also had like 2 different wrappers on it. Like I like my bread like Wonder. One wrapper, that's it. I'd reach in, I'm done. There, it was like open the wrapper.
Paper.
Then there was another wrapper.
Yes.
Keeping me from the
classy.
bread.
One more question for Kevin. We'll get the disgusting stuff out of the way because over in Kentucky, it's a good idea. You need to ask every guest if they jerk off when driving because we had that discussion last week too.
I don't think
who
I've
doesn't do it?
Who doesn't what?
Jerk off while driving.
I never did.
You did though.
I've done it.
Oh, you weren't here.
But I have done it once or twice in my life.
Never.
Once or twice in my life I have.
I had to drive back and forth to Buffalo, man. Why not?
Drive and jerk?
Yeah,
it's
why
just
not?
Too much shit to concentrate on.
Yeah, really.
It never
it's a lonely
occurred to
road.
me. Like even a blowjob is a
that's a little rough.
Yeah,
that's a whole nother fucking.
Bang your head on the wheel.
I start hitting the pedals like baby legs. They're just kicking. I can't fucking brake gas.
It never occurred to me to jerk off on the road.
You don't drive a lot then, I'm thinking.
I drive a ton.
You do, huh?
Yeah, but I don't know. That seems like a lot
You're
to
doing
balance.
both things half-assed, I think. At that
Kinda.
point. You're not driving well, and you're not jerking well.
But if you're in a car and you lose all the radio stations, this is before satellite, then you're like, oh, what else can I do?
It's like radio or jerk off.
Come on.
Can't listen to fucking Skinner anymore.
Quite a jump for you. There's nothing else.
And your mind starts wandering.
I saw one time, I was probably 18, I picked up a hitchhiker. And I remember she wanted me to buy her liquor. So I bought her beer and I drove her home.
It's like a Lifetime movie.
She was rubbing my leg. And I was so overcome with lust. But then she just left. Like, she wouldn't do anything with me. Jeez. She rubbed my leg a little bit. And then she's like, no, I can't. I'm married. And she took the beer I bought her and left. And that time I actually did jerk off while I was driving. I was so out of my mind. And then I saw my friend Dean, and I put my dick away and just talked to Dean.
I love your story.
That's what happened. I saw Dean, and that was the end of my fucking jacking off.
I fucking love your stories.
This is silly.
I don't know. I need, in order to get a, sometimes you just do have to get what Opie likes to call the poison out.
You gotta get the poison
but,
out.
But, I don't know, jerking is, you gotta.
I haven't jerked since I got a Fleshlight. I haven't jerked it.
Yeah, the Fleshlight.
You have one?
Yeah, I got few. I like variety, James.
He's like Sinatra with cigarettes. He leaves them all around the house.
Danny gave it a thumbs up too.
Yeah, it's pretty astounding. I mean, I don't even know how else to describe it.
I'm all about it now.
Yeah. It's almost you almost sit there sometimes going like, okay, real sex or Fleshlight sex? Real sex is going to take like a back rub and like you start laying the groundwork. Fleshlight a minute out in 3.
I wish
it's amazing.
I wish Kevin was just joking about that.
It's fucking true. It feels amazing. Unlike like all these years we've been jerking off where it's like, that's all right. That is true. Jerking off is truly getting the poison out. The Fleshlight, though, is a fucking vacation. It's a staycation. You just want to sit there and use it again. Isn't it crazy?
What is it, like a sleeve?
They've really come around
the
with that
texture
rubber.
inside, oh, it's amazing. Texture inside feels pretty astounding, and it's ridged and ribbed for his pleasure.
Yeah, easy to clean.
It's
not
that bad.
Do you
just
put it in the
stick one
dishwasher?
end on the you stick one end on the faucet, turn it on, just blows it out the other end, man. It shits out your cum, as I say. It's very, very easy to clean. I'm telling you, but you got to clean it. The weird thing is if you don't clean it, like sometimes, I don't know if you've done this, I get lazy, I'll do it. And then I find it's freakish. Once you open the door a little bit, I've never been like this before. Now I tag it 2-3 times in a sitting. So I finish, and I'm like, all right, now I'm smoking a joint to come down. And then all of a sudden I'm like, you know what, I could probably do it again. But if you don't clean it, like I let 2-3 days go by, and what comes out of you looking white turns brown or black.
Oh, my
like they've all died. Like it looks like the battlefield from Gone with the Wind. All these corpses.
It's fucking Jonestown.
Where's your wife with this?
Oh, damn.
She has a real kind of don't ask, don't tell kind of thing. Her philosophy is like, I've had a vibrator for years, you never seem to care. And I was like, you're absolutely right.
Yeah, there you go.
So it kind of goes both ways.
You feel creepy cleaning up after a regular jerk is a regular jerk,
right.
But the second you start bringing props in and other things, when you're done, it's amazing a man's mindset. Like, you're all in. You're just, this is great. Fucking feels fantastic. You shoot and you're like, I am a creep. This feels awful and awkward. Now I got to clean this up. And you ever pass by a mirror and not want to look at yourself
of course.
in the mirror?
Even when I'm not jerking off. Yeah, right.
It's just the shame of what you just did. And you're
this don't have that though, man. It hides your shame because you're depositing it into this thing, and then you cap it and forget about it.
It's more like it's so good. You don't give a fuck.
Yeah. That's a good point. That's an excellent description.
Do you jerk it or fuck it?
You fuck it. But you know what? You kind of, I guess it's a combo of both.
Can we see a picture of it?
Yeah. It looks like a giant prop flashlight.
Danny's pulling out his phone.
Scooby Doo would carry.
Okay. He's not even taking it. Put it on the web.
I'm going to get hard if I pull up a picture.
He's like, "There's my lady.
Here's my chick."
It's pretty ingenious, dude. I don't know why I waited so long. I used to be one of those people who'd be like, "Who would fuck that?"
That looks
I
inviting.
would fuck that a lot.
That looks inviting.
They've got different orifices. One looks like a mouth. One looks like a vag.
That
one
looks
like an ass.
You know what? It brings back childhood memory because it looks like Hubba Bubba.
Oh, that one's a Raven Riley version. Yeah, they do. What do they do?
Very Hubba Bubba
porn
look
stars.
to it.
Porn stars. Yeah, there's a bunch of different.
They model porn stars' pussies after them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Which is like, why bother? Yeah. There's one that is so blank, so personalityless, it looks like a coin slot.
Oh, that one right there, the lips.
That ain't even it, dude. That looks like lips. But there's the coin slot, the original stealth. Look at that. They're not even trying.
Crazy.
They're not even putting on the pretense of like, this could be a vagina. They're like, it's just a fucking slit. Fuck it.
That's called the Jackie Chan eye.
Oh, God.
Yeah, that's pretty bad. And then they got lips and then a little asshole.
Yeah. Honestly, the shit on the surface, don't even think about that. That's just bells and whistles to drag you in. It's what's inside, as always. What's inside is what counts.
Yes, that is just the facade, ladies and gentlemen. If we drive around back, you'll notice the Beaver Cleaver house is just a facade.
That always depressed me, though, man.
Yeah,
I wanted to think it was a real house.
The Universal tour when they take you around the back and go like, "Aw, come on."
Yeah,
let me out.
The Psycho House.
Psycho House is all small.
It's 4 foot high. I want to think it's
is it
a
really?
big house.
Yeah, it's,
well, it's more than 4 feet. But
it's just small. They wanted it to look far away and big up on the hill.
Psycho House is about three-quarter size. So you're there.
The
and
little
like,
tram goes right next to it, and you're
strange.
like,
yeah. I was on the steps of that house, like when we were doing post on Mallrats. We were cutting the movie. We used to take our little golf carts and follow the tram around the tour. So there was a chick who'd been in our movie. Joey Adams was shooting another movie, Biodome, on the Universal set. So we would go up to visit her, and they were kind of stationed. They built the Biodome near the Psycho House. So we were hanging out there one day, and my friend Malcolm Ingram was interviewing her. And we'd been friends. She'd been in Mallrats, but that was kind of it. And then he was like, let's do the interview in Vegas. We're on the Psycho steps when this is happening. He's like, let's do the interview in Vegas. And I was just like, oh, I've never been to Vegas. It was back in 95. And she was like, yeah, when we're there, Kevin and I could get married. And rather than treat it like a joke, I treated it like a fat kid. Where I was just like, we could totally get married, couldn't we? And she's like, Kevin, I was just kidding. Oh. And I was like, no, I mean, wouldn't that be cool if we got married? Like, we like each other, but not like, she's like, we haven't even kissed. I was like, that's what would be cool about it. It was the stupidest idea I've ever had in my life, but I pursued it doggedly to the end. And she was finally like, you know what? All right, we'll do it. We'll go to Vegas. We'll get married tonight. I was like, all right. 5 o'clock came. Nobody picked me up.
Oh, no.
2 days later, she finally talked to me. She was like, that was a little much, Kevin. I don't want to get married. I mean, we haven't even really dated. Let's find out what we think about each other. I was like, okay. And then we did wind up dating for like 2 years.
Damn.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. But we didn't.
That's cool then. But
the Psycho House for me, will always fucking represent like that moment where I was like, yeah, let's get married. And it was embarrassing in retrospect.
Awkward.
Because it was like clearly I got way too into the idea, and she was like, it was a fucking joke, you loser.
Did you hear from the window? She's a whore, Kevin. She's a whore, Kevin.
Leave her alone.
Leave her, Kevin.
Bring her up here, Kevin.
Hey, we got to take this phone call. There's a woman that does the drive jerk. Rachel, D.C.
Rachel.
Hey, boy.
Yeah, man, I admitted that I do a little jerking on the road every once in a while. Not in many years, though, because I don't do the long drives anymore, but...
Well, I first did it when I was driving cross country. I was moving from Philly to California to go to grad school, and driving by myself in a Miata gets pretty boring after a while. So I actually first started doing it just to keep myself awake. Then I realized, of course, that
either that or roll the window down, right?
Right.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, that didn't work. And I mean, I'm, almost losing control of the car, like I'm riding the clutch. I mean, it's a whole big thing. Don't realize that there's truckers, even SUVs going by me that can see into my little car and see exactly
How
what
do you not realize that? You're in a Miata.
Exactly.
And
Yeah.
if you can see their
Because she was
face
on
looking
a
at you.
sensual journey of
Yeah,
self-exploration.
she didn't care.
Yeah, exactly. I drove across country in 3 days, so I was on like no sleep.
There's been times where I've wanted to jerk off, like when I pull up to the GW and I see no line at the toll. I'm like, then I kind of want to as a celebration.
Well, see, for us, there's no mask either.
Yeah.
Chicks have it so much easier, though. If I was a chick, I'd be jerking off everywhere. Because you can hide it.
I do it in D.C., too, because if you're stuck in, beltway traffic down here, if you know anything about it, and it takes you, 2 hours to go 6 miles.
Is it just to stay awake or do something, or are you actually like getting off every time?
Oh, well, I first did it when I drove cross country to stay awake, and then I was like, ooh, that's pretty good. No, now it's sort of passing the time, but I really enjoy it.
Do you remember what state you came in?
I think I first did it in Iowa, maybe.
Nice.
Great state.
Nice.
Yeah.
You are in Iowa.
Nice.
Put a corn cob up her ass and fucking jacked.
Nice.
And I think I drove out 80, so I think I hit Nevada and where else? Well, it got to the point where I was doing in every state, and when I reached California, I made sure I did it once.
They just have pictures of her masturbating in front of Mount Rushmore and fucking Devil's Tower.
Now,
just jacking it.
Now, here's the question: you go across the country. How many states do you think you could come in? Kev?
How many states?
How many states?
If I was
you gotta
seriously
start from the East Coast, or you're in trouble.
Yeah, well, I've done that. I've done the coast to coast. I don't jerk off in the car, but I own a bus now.
And tour bus?
Yeah. After the Southwest thing, I had a bunch of tour gigs to do, a bunch of the Q&A things, and I didn't want to fucking fly anymore. I didn't want to go near an airport, so I started renting Rockstar tour buses. First time I called the dude up, called one of the places because I was like, I wonder if you can do that sort of thing. Called up and I was like, yeah, I was interested in renting a bus. And dude's like, what? How many people in the band? I was like, just me. And he was like, oh, you that too fat to fly guy? And I was like, yeah. He's like, totally. So I rented a bus. I think it was 3 times from this company, Coast to Coast it was called. And then I kind of fell in love with it, and I went and bought a used bus.
Is that?
So it actually enabled us to.
Who drives?
This guy Clovis, who's a friend of mine who's
Clean?
the driver.
Clean guy?
No, he's filthy. Of course he
No,
is.
I mean, like,
Yeah, he don't do any of that stuff.
Okay, no, that would be my fucking
he's
nightmare.
Straight laces.
That I picked the wrong driver as I'm, snoozing in the back. This guy's doing all sorts of shit and
utterly
driving.
trustworthy and just happy to be
Nice.
driving and whatnot. And happy that it's like not a packed bus full of people. You know what I'm saying? Like in the beginning, he was one of the drivers I had when I was just renting. And I'd be in the back and I'd smoke and I'd like put like pillows against the back door, and I'd really try to build up a barrier so the smoke didn't travel. But smoke in a tube, it's gonna fucking travel. Yeah. So Clovis at one point, we'd stop for gas or something, and he was just like, he was saying, okay, we're gonna go another 200 miles and break for today. I was like, right on. Then he goes to leave and he stops. He comes back. He goes, Kevin, I just want to let you know, like, you could feel free to smoke back there. You don't have to worry about it. I said, I'm afraid that it'll come up there and hit you. He goes, Kevin, I've driven Jimmy Cliff and Snoop Dogg. He's like, you're just one man. And I was like, right on.
That's easy.
But so on the bus, I've got the fleshlight in there because generally it's 3 days to get across the country.
Right.
And I'm tagging that thing left and right. So I've come in many states on the road, but never driving myself.
You love it or what?
I love it so much. It's.
Do you guys stop at cool places, or
we
you just
do totally?
All right.
And we also, and you know what's really nice about it? You're in the back and you got the curtains down and whatnot, shades down. You open them up, you look out the window, you're like, Indiana. close it, jerk off, open the window. Chicago. You know, it's just every time you open it, it's nice.
Yeah.
It's really sweet, though. I gave it to my in-laws, my wife's parents, to take to where they go to Grand Canyon. And they went with 2 old friends of theirs, like a bunch of 60-years in this bus getting really loaded, going all these.
Right on. So somebody said, "Is this a flashlight?"
Somebody's like, "It won't work," and they unscrewed it, looked in the front like fucking Elmer Fudd and shit. And they got hit with a bunch of black cum.
The neighbor's wife lifted it up to the lights and looked at it.
Now, you must have picked out this bus, right?
Yeah.
What's on the bus?
Oh, did I pimp? I thought you said pimped out.
No, pimped it out.
No, not at all. It was the bus was pretty nice to begin with.
Yeah.
I didn't do too much to it. In the back, just recently, I had a table put in, so I could kind of sit in the back and write. There was a table up front, but I wanted one right next to the bed, and it's pretty cool, man. It's like, you know, it's not really economically friendly, and as much as you're using a lot of gas to get one guy around the country, but I don't know what to do. I'm not flying, you know, Well, I wasn't.
Are you still not flying at all?
I flew in here tonight, though. So last night I flew, but generally there was a long stretch where I wasn't. And if I have a preference, I'd always rather take the bus. I couldn't take the bus this time because I had to come out to do the Breakfast Club thing tonight, see you guys. Then I got to get back because tomorrow we start shooting Red State.
Oh, right on.
Yeah, it's pretty fucking tight schedule.
Could you imagine you had to fucking fly if you went and the first time back into a plane they gave you shit?
Nobody gave me shit, but I was on an Air Canada flight, and my wife was with me, and we'd just come off this cruise, and it was kind of the first time I was going to fly. And in order to get to where I had to go, I didn't have enough time to do the drive thing, so I had to go all right, I'll concede to the flight. We get on this flight, dude. I literally sit down, and the guy next to me goes, "Hey, they gonna throw you off this plane?" And Jen's just like, "I'll switch seats with you."
Yeah, thanks. Yeah, great.
That guy.
But generally, it's been fine. But yeah, in the airport now, people double take. They're like, "You're not supposed to be here. You're too fat for here."
Oh, fuck. It's like, no, I don't want to be known as that guy.
I'll take it. I'm all right with it.
Yeah,
in the week that it happened, I was so fucking like, how does one live after this? But 3 days later, man, what's his name? Tiger Woods came out and was like, "I'm so sorry," and suddenly nobody gave a shit.
Right.
Wow, I didn't even realize that was
same
then.
time.
I'll always owe that dude a debt of gratitude. It was 3 bad days, and then all of a sudden, everyone was on to him. I was like, "Yeah, isn't that horrible what he did?"
Look at him casting those stones.
Exactly. But the bus is cool. You guys, I'm serious. If you guys want to use it, let me know.
I would.
Wow.
It's a cool thing. I mean, I'm not saying you got to use it together, but if you go
someday
out,
I would love to go cross country and see
it
kind of
rocks,
like that.
dude. It is so cool, and you pack it with, food because you got a full kitchen in there. You I got DVDs or TVs, and it's just like being in your house. The beautiful thing about it is I used to sweat traveling so much, just like, you gotta get packed and you gotta get ready, and the rush to the airport and go through security and all that stuff. Thing just pulls up to my house. I just kind of throw my bags in and we go. So I leave the house whatever I was wearing.
Right.
Pajamas, robe, just get on the bus, continue doing the same thing.
Do you ever look at the clock, though, like 8 hours later and go, "Fuck, I would have been there"?
Never.
Oh, it doesn't bother you?
Oh, God. No, because I got weed, Jimmy. What do I care about getting there?
Time is inconsequential.
Totally. It creates time and whatnot.
Yeah, you do a little chilling.
Yeah. It's nice.
Chill
It
out.
really does let you kind of think, just be alone. Like, really, generally speaking, I'm by myself on the bus, so it gives me time to just kind of sit there and think, do a bunch of stuff. But it also creates possibilities. Like, because of the bus, I started taking the podcast, the Smodcast show, out into the world and doing it live, because I was like, I got this bus, man. Like, that's what people do with a bus. So I hit up Mosier. I was like, "You want to start doing it live every place?" He's like, "Yeah." And then I brought my other friends, Brian and Walt, to a show called Tell 'em Steve Dave. We took them with us live. So now it's a bus that actually, beyond just taking me from gig to gig, we use it to live tour with the podcast. So that's something I never would have done if I hadn't had the bus, because it was just by sitting on the bus for 2 months going like, "Hey man, I should go out on the road like the fucking Partridge Family. I've got a bus."
You feel like a rock star?
You do. You kind of feel like a rock star and whatnot. It was cool. There's only one time though. First time I rented the bus, I was doing a gig in Austin, and I got off the stage, and as I came back to the bus, I saw a young woman getting off the bus. And I was so wigged out by that because that ain't my fucking thing at all.
Shit.
And one of the drivers was just like, yeah, man, she was talking about blowjobs. And I was just like, dude, that's why you don't let her on the bus. If that's the case, I'm married, you're married. Well, you fucking letting somebody on? I was weird. But generally speaking, people leave you alone.
That's nothing but trouble.
Yeah.
You got a fleshlight. You don't need that.
Yeah, I was like, I don't need you. I got rubber.
Fleshlight.
I got inanimate rubber and a wife.
I can't wait to see the next version of Fleshlight come out on the box. It'll just be as endorsed by Kevin Smith.
They were cool. They jumped on, what was it, about 6 months ago or more? They, the Smodcast, the podcast that we do over on the website got very expensive because it kept getting, the more downloads you have, the more it costs. And so it's a free show for everybody, but for fucking yours truly.
Yeah.
It was costing me deep. So I looked for a sponsor. And finding a sponsor for the shit that we talk about isn't very easy, as you guys are well aware.
Yeah.
So I reached out to Fleshlight because they had sent me an email after Zach and Miri Make a Porno, and they're like, it was so funny that you shouted us out. We would love to do a Zach and Miri Fleshlight. Nothing ever came of it because the Wine Seed Company didn't really pursue it. But I remember the email, and I hit them up, and I'm like, do you guys want to sponsor the podcast? And they were like, okay. And it was such unfamiliar terrain. Like at that time, I really thought like, I'm breaking new grounds. Nobody's doing it. It's the same as radio.
Yeah.
Like basically just recently with like now after about 6 months, more advertisers are starting to come in. We were holding them at bay and we were just like, let's not do it. But now it's happening. And at that point, you start looking at it like, oh, it used to just be us sitting around talking. Now it's a business kind of thing.
Yeah.
But the sponsor end of it to me is still, it blows my mind. Whenever I see somebody who's like, yeah, we'll give you some money to say something nice about it. And Fleshlight I could get behind, literally. I could get behind it. It's a product that I can kind of like, I like this. I don't think I could just kind of be like, sell anything, but that I could totally speak passionately about.
The Fleshlight demonstration video is hilarious.
Oh, they're showing how to clean it?
Yes, look at the, in a bowl. Who cleans it with a bowl of water? They got to show you the real way, which is like you take it to the sink, put one end of the sink through one end, and that's it.
I hope. Now, how do you clean the end of the sink, though?
That's not my problem.
It's his sink. You don't care.
Yeah, totally. I'm not a kid anymore. It's not like I take drinks out of the sink or anything like that. And anybody that does, they shouldn't be, and that's their punishment.
Oh, man.
Hey, we should announce the Smodcast thing because you were just talking about it. And
yes,
we're excited and we're hoping that we'll be here. I mean, Kevin Smith's Smodcast will be on this fine channel.
On the virus.
Yes.
Yeah, they finally made a deal with Kevin. We've been asking for this for I don't even know how long, but they finally worked it out.
Since it was just XM.
Yeah, exactly.
Well, that's what happened. It was we used to run them on the virus.
Yep.
Right.
And then they were going to make something a little more official, and then everything went quiet because they started talking
merging and
merger.
all that.
So finally, they picked it up a month and change ago. Somebody was just like, hey, can we run them here? And
yeah, we're so happy about this. The Smodcast debuts on the Virus this Saturday, yes, okay, with an original Virus-exclusive episode of the show, which is very cool. Then we're doing a marathon. Smodcast Marathon will air Sunday from 7 a.m. to midnight, featuring the new show plus episodes from the archives. The archive shows are just amazing. A lot of our fans haven't heard them. So
we're up to, I think, 134 episodes. Like all totaled, we have 200 different podcasts.
Wow.
On
How long are
the
they
now.
each?
About an hour. About 15 minutes to an hour, sometimes a little bit longer.
Why do 4.5 hours of
An
radio?
hour
when you can do
is-
I'm
an
telling you,
hour?
dude, that's the thing. Like
so
people
key.
talk about it, going like, "Oh, it's so clever." I'm like, you know what? It's no different than what those fucking dudes do every morning on the radio for 4 hours, 5 days a week. We do 1 hour a
great.
week. That's
That's
it.
awesome.
Hours.
Pretty sweet.
And then we got the Smodcast airing regularly on the Virus Saturdays at 1 p.m. and Sundays at 5. And
they're going to run, basically what they're doing is running what we run on the site, and then once a month they have one that we just do for them, one
That's
exclusive
awesome.
one. And that'll be like, Scott and I recorded one already for him, which is actually really funny. We figured we'd do a reintroduction of sorts, so we wound up kind of doing a truncated history, and it turned into something, pretty funny episode. But after that, it'll be stuff like we'll be pulling from the Smodcastle, like some of the live shows, some of the shows we've done on the road, and some of the other shows that I'm in that Scott's not necessarily in, like Jay and Silent Bob Get Old and Blowhard. And it's cool for us. It's like, it's just one more place to kind of throw the show so it can be heard, and for us that's kind of what it's all
we
about.
couldn't be happier, Kevin.
I'm delighted.
We're very
to be
excited. So there you go. There's the big announcement from Kevin Smith today.
Very nice.
Me on the virus.
Finally.
Smodcast on the virus. Lots and lots of it.
Yeah.
Jesus Christ.
We
Are
just
you
got-
guys going to be here?
Well, we still
Yeah,
don't have a
that's what
contract past
When
October
is that?
1st.
Is that when it? What, this October or the one
this
that's
one.
This October.
Yeah, we're close.
Yeah.
We're getting there, aren't we?
So what happens?
They're hashing it out.
A lot more Smodcast replays.
Catch Kevin Smith 6 to 10:30 every morning.
I thought I was augmenting. I didn't know I was replacing.
Replacing.
What will happen?
Well, I mean, I would love to say what I want to say, but I'm just trying to keep my mouth shut. It's frustrating.
They're in negotiations.
They're negotiating.
We'll see what happens.
With you guys, or
I
with
think-
another? Does it have anything to do with the other party who may or may not be sticking around?
I have no idea.
No.
But I don't think so. We're separate.
Separate company
you know.
altogether still?
Yeah,
Even once
separate.
What happened? We never
No,
really
no,
talked
it's the
about
same
it.
company, but it's like two separate negotiations going on. It's our agent negotiating. I mean, I'm not giving away any secrets here. I don't know what happens after October 1st. If we have a deal, we're back. If we don't, I don't know if we continue without a contract or if they just take us off the air.
Hell no, I'm going to go play golf for a while until they figure it out.
Take the bus, dude. Take the bus.
Take the bus.
And hockey star, and I'll be fine for a while. I'll be fine. It is two separate deals. They're negotiating dollars with Howard and pennies with us.
Well,
Is that going to happen on the other end, or do you think he's going away?
Howard, I don't know. Oh, wow, a lot of loaded questions today. Well, I think he continues.
Here, on
But I
Sirius?
think he works even less than he is now.
So you think he's doing 3 days a week or something?
I would, if I was a betting man, I'd say he goes for like 3 days a week.
Yeah?
Sure. Yeah.
less cash.
Keeps
3
his
days a
face
week.
in it a little bit. He loves doing radio. It's obvious.
Yeah.
But I don't think the company wants to pay the salary he's making.
Yeah, that was kind of huge.
I don't think they can.
Or they can.
this
So
point.
we'll
Who
see.
knows?
We'll see what happens.
Who fucking knows?
Who knows is right. But all right. Want to take a break?
Yeah, I have to
Yes.
tinkle.
You need breakfast, Kevin? Anything? What do you need?
I did not get breakfast. I'm good. I'm totally
You good for
fine.
now?
Yeah.
Okay. More with Kevin Smith. Stay there.
Sirius XM, the virus. Yeah, this is the Opie and Anthony Show.
Hanging with Kevin Smith. He just announced that the Smodcast is coming to the virus, and we're really, really happy about that. You'll hear all the promos on this channel explaining everything because there's a lot going on with that.
There'll be instructions.
Yeah.
If you sit
Yeah.
tight, there'll be instructions.
Yeah. And Kevin was telling me, I think we talked about it on the show, that he went to Australia for the Smodcast.
Yep.
The Opera
Well, no,
House.
it wasn't with Smod. That was just me. That was
Yeah,
Q&A
speaking-
time.
Oh, the Q&A, right.
Speaking gig. That was cool. That was a very cool venue. It's one of those venues that everybody seems to know, too.
I hear there's a lot of different rooms. I think Jim Jeffries was telling us. There's the main room.
There's I did
and then
both.
There's some side rooms.
There's a
that you can-
theater, and then the opera theater and the opera hall. And I wound up doing both.
Why you sold out one and the other one wasn't available the next
The
time?
other one wasn't available, and then they kind of opened it up and whatnot. So it was definitely cool. But they're not that different from Canadians. They're pretty close to Canadians.
Australia?
I felt. Yeah.
Australians?
They're just like Canadians that like pussy more. Like they're very, they're very have a zeal for life. Good eye, they're just very into life and stuff. It would seem, and fucking and drinking.
They would seem like a cool place to kind of.
Yeah, all the good things. They seem to be doing it right over there. And I also felt like, what a great place to be, because who the fuck is going to take terrorism out there?
Yeah, really
You know what I'm
is a
saying? You're
crack.
too far away to be fucked with. Everyone's just like, leave them alone.
Yeah.
They
So
don't
it's
give out
probably a safe place to live.
They give out very light prison sentences there too. I was watching a show about I escaped from jail.
Oh, I love that.
And
Yeah, I
they
watched
showed
that.
the one story of the Australian criminal who broke out.
Yeah, we get like fucking
5 years.
5 years.
No, with the help of a woman who worked in the prison system. They shot a cop in the chest and had a shootout with the cops. He got 8 years. She got 5.
I couldn't
They're still
believe
together.
that. And
Australia
he
doesn't
ended up
play
getting
around.
out before she did.
Yeah.
Like because of some weird thing. They found out the initial crime he was guilty of that he actually broke out for. They acquitted him of that one. So all he was in for was breaking out of jail. Yeah. Yeah.
The cop that they shot, he get killed?
No, he lived. They shot him in the chest. But then they had a shootout, a half-hour
Yeah,
shootout in
half-hour
the woods
shootout.
with other cops.
Did anybody get hurt there?
I don't think so.
How do you have a half-hour shootout and nobody gets shot?
It's amazing.
It was across like water and
yeah, some guy, they showed one
there
guy.
There were trees in the way.
He's got like an AR-15 and he's in the water and he's pop, shooting, going through magazine after magazine. He's just shooting 30-round clips at these people. He said he saw the flash, the muzzle flash, coming at him out of a bush, and he's just like, I figured if I just kept shooting at that area, I'd have to hit somebody.
He got 8. This is after a prison breakout. He got 8 years, and his correction officer girlfriend, who helped break him out, got 5.
That's it?
5.
Yeah.
5 years.
Oh my God. By the way, we got a wise ass. How long was the drive to Australia, Kevin?
I couldn't do that. I wanted to. I really wanted
anymore.
to. I did. I wanted to chitty bang bust the fucking make it fly and shit. But no, unfortunately, I had to take a plane.
Did you go Qantas?
Well. I didn't. We went to Virgin Australia.
Oh,
I had gone Qantas last time I was there. It was fine. It was totally good. Yeah. It was. It was actually. There was something on that plane that I'd never had before. We were in these 2 seats kind of on the side.
Courteous people.
Yeah, number one, there was that. Nobody was like, you're too fucking fat, get out of here. I'm like, oh, thanks. They had a curtain that came over the area where we were sitting. So Jen and I, my wife and I were sitting by 2 seats on the side by the window. Then when the flight took off, they would close this privacy curtain. So you were by yourself. If I was a younger man.
Yeah, you might be so inclined.
I would have been like, but I think most people do try because they checked every 15 minutes. I've never been waited on like this. They'd be like, can we get you anything?
Get you anything?
And I was like, wow, they're so like service friendly. And Jen was like, they just want to make sure we're not fucking.
Yeah, they don't want jizz on their curtains.
That's it, man. That was it.
You could ask them not to check on you anymore. They'll say, leave us alone for a little while.
Yeah, and then they'd be like, look.
It was like, I need 3 minutes. Don't check. 3 minutes in a wet towel.
You in one seat, the fleshlight in the other.
I like those goddamn sleeper seats on planes. Are
pretty
great.
Sweet, man. I just flew on American. They had one too.
Yeah. American. Now I went to L.A. like I don't know, a couple of weeks ago, and sleeper seats. I can't imagine sitting anymore for a whole flight. You just lay down, go to sleep, you wake up. I call it time machine. You're like, "Bup, I'm here." That was great.
It's the next best thing to hypersleep. That's what we really need. Is you get on a plane, you're out, and then you wake up.
And then you wake
there.
up. I used to stay up all the time on planes because I was always excited about just being on a plane, looking out. My whole whole world.
I feel positively continental. I'm in the air. I'm a gentleman of the air.
Ah, yes.
Now you're also a nervous Nelly. Let's not forget.
No, it wasn't so much nervous.
Did you get dressed up to fly? Like you put on a suit?
I put on a suit and tie like the old days.
You were petrified to fly when I first met you. You were scared to fly when I first met you.
I hadn't flown in a long, long time, so it was very, there was anxiety.
There's a little anxiety going on.
But it wasn't like I was, oh, my God, the plane is going to crash. It was just a whole thing. There's a lot of shit going on when you fly, especially when I hadn't flown for a long time. This was like back in the fucking 90s. But then it got to the point where we were flying around a lot doing shit, and I would just have my nose pegged against the window the whole time just looking. I could not look out the window.
Like a dog or a 4-year-old.
Yeah. I just had to look at every little thing on the ground. And then I'd play like Bomber Pilot. You take a scratch on the window and you line it up with things with one eye on the ground and go, what's wrong with you? It's fun.
You were in your 30s.
I know. Well, you got to stay young. And then I realized, look, I could just. Then electronic devices came in where I'm like, look, I'm on a plane watching a fucking movie on my computer. This is great. And then it just got to the point where it's like, yeah, I'm fucking sleeping. What am I doing?
Yeah, what do I? I'm up in the air. I've done it before. I'll do it again.
Now the thrill is pretty much out of the whole thing. Point A to point B kind of guy now. Just get me there.
I was sleeping, finally fell asleep on an American flight coming back because it was, the United flight going out. And, there was open seats because the weather kept people from getting to the plane. So I'm in midair, I'm asleep. And the fucking flight attendant wakes me and goes, we're sorry, we're going to have to put somebody next to you. She's sick. So they bring up this little Asian girl from the back.
SARS?
Yeah, she had a fucking mask.
Coughing on you.
Yeah. She had Ebola. She was just shitting and throwing it all over. It was a bloodbath. She had fainted, so she had a fucking oxygen mask. So they wake me and they fucking sit some girl with an oxygen mask next to me, and then her friend is there yapping at her in fucking I don't realize how loud I'm talking voice. It was horrible.
Can you say no to that situation?
No, because
you don't want to get
seats.
sick.
It was just,
but you don't know what she's got.
It was only she felt dizzy. It wasn't like she was sick. She just passed
that
out.
might be because she's got the flu.
Yeah. Have some kind of plague or something.
Yeah.
I don't want to be
right
a
next
prick.
to you.
Maybe she has MRSA.
Should have been a prick.
What's MRSA?
Oh, you know,
God, the whole thing.
What is that now?
It's like a fucking big open infection pustule.
It eats its
thing.
way through your body, basically.
And we thought
it's not
Fezzi
fun.
had it from Ron and Fez because he had a big thing under his arm.
What was it? A boil?
Boil. Yeah.
We're thinking it might be a boil now, but we've
MRSA. Oh, it's a super bug.
Oh,
Yeah,
God.
it sucks.
Oh, I don't even look at those fucking
You don't
pictures.
want to look at
This
Wow,
is
that's
the
pretty.
MRSA.
How do you stay away from this?
You don't.
You don't go to the hospital.
Is that where he got it?
Yeah, people get him at hospitals. He didn't get it. It's a boil on him. You get it from an ingrown hair or fucking something under
What,
your
MRSA?
armpit. No.
Oh, that's what he had. Yeah.
He doesn't have MRSA. He's just got fucking.
How do we know?
The doctor checked it out.
You had to bring a doctor's note to do radio on Friday.
The doctor squeezed it and jiggled it.
I blame the ingrown hair on anything, man. Anytime I feel a lump or something, I'm like,
Ingrown hair. It's
Gotta be.
Gotta be.
Can't be anything worse than that.
Ingrown hair. I know it. It's creepy shit. I can't look at it, Danny. Come on. It's so fucking disgusting. Holes in people.
And it's a bug? It's like
No,
a
it's not
germ?
an actual-
Yeah, it's an infection.
It's
yeah,
an
it's some kind of
infection.
viral infection,
Not a bug
though.
bug,
So
you know what I mean?
it's
Right.
it's very resistant to antibiotics and shit.
And it eats
It's one
its
of those
way-
things that are going to wind up killing the whole human race. I mean,
Like,
race of
like,
zombies.
what was that movie, man, with Will Smith?
Oh yeah.
I Am Legend.
I Am Legend.
Yeah, creepy.
What was
shit.
the one? Omega Man.
Omega Man was the
one with
Charlton
Charlton
Heston.
Heston.
Damn you. Yeah. Chuck Heston.
Should make a movie about MRSA. People give you shitty movie ideas. You got to make a movie about MRSA.
That happens.
That'd be great.
You should do a movie about that.
Yeah.
Great.
That's like we get, I hope this don't end up on your show tomorrow. It's like, do you understand how boring your fucking conversation is?
Exactly.
Why the fuck would it end up on the show? It has nothing to do. Like,
What you say has no value in the world of comedy. How
like
dare you?
A plumber's over the house talking about, running a pipe, and he's like, yeah, we're going to have to do this, but we might have to dig out something under the house and stuff. Hey, I hope this doesn't end up on your show tomorrow. Yeah, I'm going to talk about a plumber digging a pipe hole.
Listen, shit handler, as you talk, I just see Z's. That's what you are.
Yes.
Fucking row of Z's.
So it's like, yeah, Kevin, I got an idea for a movie. It's great.
I get that quite
do
often.
you?
Yeah.
We don't take
And I'm
any
always like, what? Look at
unsolicited-
the movies I make, dude. Like, seriously? Like, what you told me is inventive. Why would you think I would do that?
Are there any really bad ideas, though? You got to have some fucking duds.
No, I just tune out.
People throw at you.
Yeah. It's like, look, I can't
All
take
you
any
have to do is hit
unsolicited
him with the
ideas.
kind of like, yeah, no, I can't really.
If you tell me something, look, you can't tell me because if it ends up on the screen, I'm in
sue
trouble.
me, yeah.
So
Yeah.
you keep it to yourself.
That's and that's true, man.
Yeah.
It's weird.
Yeah.
You're not allowed to. Well, you're not allowed. I could, I guess, if I wanted to, but you're not supposed to read the scripts.
Yeah.
because that's actionable. But you can watch somebody's finished movie.
That's
What's the
fucked
difference?
up. Yeah.
Like if you're gonna steal, you could steal from the finished movie too.
Sure you can.
It's a bizarre set of rules, man. But
I never accept scripts.
Yeah.
Because no one offers them.
Allison wants people to know that you can get MRSA in the community. We know that.
Oh, yeah,
I think it starts in hospitals and then you infect people after you leave or something. I don't know. Whatever.
Great.
Good thing
Something you
Allison
don't
called
want.
up with her fucking not helpful. What an unfun person she is.
She wanted to help the show.
She didn't want to help the show. She's just trying to give sad advice.
she just, that was a real reality burst.
Great.
Man.
Yeah, no
I, I was sitting there going, it's only in hospitals.
Yeah.
As long as I never go there, I'll be fine.
What a dud Allison is.
Allison, you're a buzzkill.
Allison.
What do you do at parties? Give out drunk driving statistics? Fucking horrible woman.
Yeah. Well, go
Allison.
ahead. Killjoy, go ahead.
What do you do at parties? No, I just wanted people to know that it used to be that you can only get it in the hospitals, but it is in the community. It is treatable. So
This is another advertisement for the Fleshlight.
Exactly.
Right
Is that
there.
what it was?
Just her talking.
Yeah.
Would be like, yeah.
Well, you guys got the whooping cough in California.
Who?
There's some whooping cough shit
There's
going
no
on.
commercials for whooping cough.
Whooping cough
There's
is
some woman
happening in
holding
Hollywood.
a baby and she's holding the baby. The
What
baby's
is
like,
whooping cough?
The kid makes a whooping sound after it coughs.
Is that what it is?
Yeah, they get like some
So
kind
this
of
is a baby disease?
bad cough. Yeah, I'm pretty sure it's
So
a
then it doesn't
baby
matter to
disease.
us.
Yeah, I give a shit.
You know,
I got through the baby years.
Yeah, you got
I ain't
through
never
all
going
those.
back.
That's it.
I survived all my shit. Now it's their turn.
some kind of whooping cough thing happening. I guess Kevin doesn't know about it, so that's good.
It's probably people who haven't gotten shots and
Well,
Something tells me Southern California, probably a lot of babies that haven't had the proper medical care.
Because Jenny
coming up
McCarthy's
from...
telling people how bad it is. So,
Oh, is she?
Oh, yeah, she is. Yeah.
I thought she was on my plane.
Really?
I thought there was a chick in front of me who kind of looked like her, and it was going to be awkward because she doesn't like me at all.
Why?
She auditioned for Mallrats years ago, and it was not. There was nothing happened. It was just kind of like, she was fine, but I had a different idea in my head. Mm-hmm. The day that she came to audition, I didn't know who she was, but one of the producers, the older producer guys, was just like, "Oh, this is the girl from Playboy." I guess she'd posed in Playboy.
Exactly.
So there've been a few people who came to the audition who hadn't been coming to the other audition. So let's say there's 3 more bodies in that room than normally would have been there. Mm-hmm. And me, so you're young in my career, I couldn't be like, "Fuck off. That's just rude. You just want to stand and stare at a pretty girl." But, there was a studio. I was like, all right, go ahead. You could stay. She came in, auditioned, left. That was it. After she left, I think there was some chit-chat about, like, she was in Playboy. Oh, right on.
Great.
That was it. 6 months to a year later, I get a call from a fact checker at Details magazine going, "I would like you to confirm the story that Jenny McCarthy told us." And I was like, okay. And so they're doing some cover story on her. And she said that the Mallrats audition was the worst audition she had ever had in her life, and that it was she couldn't stand the fact that none of us in the room could wait until she was gone before we started laughing. She said the door hadn't even closed as I was leaving, and I could hear them all laughing at me.
Whoa!
Now, I don't know what the fuck she heard. Maybe she heard laughter in another office. Nobody, again, it was like one of the with the plumber where it's like, buddy, what the fuck makes you think
laughing?
I'm going to fucking, tell your story. Same thing. It was just like, it was an audition. She didn't crush it. She didn't blow it. And she left. And we were just like, okay, who's next?
Probably someone farted in the room or something as she was leaving.
Who knows what it was? But they hit me with that. And I was so offended because I'm not that guy. I go painstakingly out of my way to not let people's feelings get hurt. I grew up fat. I know what that's like. Even people I don't fucking like, I don't go in for like the attack kind of humor. So at that moment, though, I felt totally fucked over. I felt like, you fuck. That didn't happen. You're making shit up. So the dude goes, "Do you have a comment?" And I said, "Yeah. I would just like to point out that is absolutely untrue. We waited till she was way out in the parking lot before we started laughing at her terrible audition." So I let him put that. He's like, "You want to go with that?" I was like, "Yeah, I do." And they put that in the article.
Good for you.
And ever since then, she's, I guess, had a real distaste for me. And she did some movie. What was it called? I don't know. I think Love Sucks or something like that. And the commentary track, her and the director are apparently trashing me and stuff. Whatever. She still won't let it go. It's like that.
Who's the director?
15 years ago. I have no idea.
Exactly.
Let it fucking go.
Leave it alone.
Yeah, she was upset though. I'm like, really? Why would you be? I mean, why would she have said that in the first place? And that must have been her take on the situation. Mm-hmm. At least that's what I thought for years. And then I started hearing about like where she stands on the autism thing in terms of like, don't inoculate your kids. And I don't know.
She might be. That's a big controversy whether people getting their kids inoculated causing autism or not.
I just had to go through that because you don't know what to do.
We went through it as well. I mean, long before Jenny McCarthy, brought attention to it. My wife was just like, I don't know if I want to go with all these shots.
We all do that, man. We don't know. And when those needles hit the little tiny baby thighs, holy shit! They stop fucking breathing, turn beet red. Oh, it's fun.
A pile of little inoculated arms. If I had a division of men like that, our troubles here would be over very quickly. A little inoculated arm pile.
Well, no, that division was just horrid.
We weren't sure, so we're talking to our pediatrician. And she goes, "My kids just had it done literally before he got here." I'm like, "Well, I guess that's good enough for me." Bring in the needles.
There's some you got to go through with, and then there's some, that's kind of like, do you need this much antibiotic in a kid that like we don't live in that world anymore? It's not third world country, man. They pump a kid full of shit where it's just like, some of these diseases don't really exist anymore, do they?
Smallpox?
I thought we had the whooping cough beat, but
well, you know what it is?
Danny, they're all coming back.
Danny just showed some stats.
I don't want to sound like a xenophobe, even though I am one. I don't want to sound like one. But there are a lot of people coming into this country bringing back some of these diseases that have been, eradicated
I guess that's only historically fair, though, because we came to this country and we brought diseases and wiped out the natural population. That was
But then
here.
we cured them.
Yeah, we're like, here's some blankets and some booze. Fuck off. You're cured.
Get in your little corner here. And
Exactly.
Stay to yourself.
We gave him shiny things to look at. Here, thanks for Manhattan. Here's a bead, idiot.
Oops. Oopsie.
But it's like things like they're making a big deal out of bed bugs. You know,
Yeah.
bed bugs in the hotels. Now, look, I stay in a lot of fucking hotels. I don't think I'm bringing any bed bugs. And believe me, I've spent a good 4 days laying in my own filth in my bed at home.
Right.
I'm not bringing bed bugs around, though.
Right.
You know, I kind of make sure I'm bed bugless.
How do you
I think
know,
it's
though,
somebody
man?
coming in because I've never seen a fucking bed bug. It's
they're
people
out there.
coming in from faraway lands with the old steamer trunk, like from I Love Lucy, full of bed bugs. That's what I picture.
Do you know anything about the bed bug? We did a Smodcast on bed bugs, so I've looked up a bunch of
Oh,
info.
really? You got a lot of
how
bed
they
bug
mate.
facts?
How they mate is amazing. Female has no vagina.
Why
so,
would she?
Useless.
So basically, the male penetrates her stomach.
Oh, right. Has to actually stick
yeah,
her
it's
with
called it's called what's the word for it? Traumatic insemination, which that's actually that term actually applies. What's more traumatic than somebody jamming a dick in your stomach?
Damn, that's
And
right
they
through
said
the stomach wall.
that since they're fucking bugs, they can't always necessarily in the heat of what is it called when you're
passion and
yes.
fucking
Instead of like they'll
Gross.
lance dudes sometimes who are like, I'm a guy.
Oh, my God.
just get bed bug cum in your guts.
What a horrible life this is. You live in the darkness, in a crack, in a crevice. You come out, suck a little blood for about 2 minutes, and fucking go hide for the rest of the time. When you fuck, you're either killing or being killed.
Wait, did the female die?
I don't think so.
Oh.
But hurts, though.
Yeah, probably.
Hurts like
yeah.
a bitch, yeah. Ooh, traumatic
I don't want to be
insemination.
fucked in the belly at all.
That's
and I got a
great.
lot of fucking belly to... I could spare it, man. I might not even feel it. You could play just the tip. I wouldn't even know. But still, that kind of
That
thing.
sounds
Traumatic
horrific.
insemination, dude.
Yeah, that's rough.
How awful is it to be sleeping and to think that some bedbug is having its stomach split by a bedbug cock?
They're fucking right next to you.
Right underneath your pillow.
And they're just sitting there going, first I'm going to fuck you in the belly, then we're going to suck this guy's blood.
Yeah, he's still got cum and blood on the bottom of his bedbug dick. He's dragging it across your fucking neck. Yuck.
They said that the way to find him is telltale fecal marks.
Really?
Yeah, they shit, apparently. They have to shit. And they're very thin streaks on. It's so fucking
Where do they
gross.
shit, though?
Whoa.
In your bed.
Like in your bed?
mattress.
So if you see like little things,
You could just be inhaling it, yeah.
That means you got bed bugs somewhere.
Bed bug
hiding.
Do you look at them on your sheet or under, you think?
I don't know, but based on what I read on Wikipedia, is on the sheet.
When I saw
because
a
they
piece
suck
that
off
did,
you, and as they make their long journey back to their little hole, I guess they take shit.
they're streaking.
Is that the shit?
Yeah, I've seen pieces on them where if you look at your mattress and pull it up and
thing is
open up
shitting in your
crevices,
bed.
it's
Look at this.
shitting.
How big do they get? Do we
They're
know?
like
They
10
showed a
feet long.
picture
Armadillos.
next to a person's pinky, and you could see it.
I went really big.
Yeah, you did.
I went 10 feet long.
Exactly.
It's an armadillo. That's funnier.
Yeah, 'cause
I like armadillo size.
you feel them walking across your chest, shitting.
Like the tip of your pinky, I'm assuming?
They're small
Well,
than
they
that.
showed
No, they're
one next,
small.
smaller than that, but
Oh,
they showed
okay.
one next to somebody's
They're
pinky.
like between
there
a
you
flea
go.
and a tick, I
Yeah,
think.
they look like a flea or a tick. You're right.
They do the same thing.
Bedbug scale. Good pull, man.
Disgusting.
Good pull.
That's what it looks
there
like.
it is.
That's actually bigger than I thought.
And look at its ass all full of blood.
That's what it is,
like
right? Its whole
Uncle
body's full
Paul.
of blood.
I've had that crawl out of my hair.
What?
Yeah, that.
No way.
Yeah, I've had one of those crawl out of my hair.
Disinfect this place.
Yeah,
It's
really.
going to be all over you. He has bed bugs.
They were saying that not only they're not. I mean, bed bugs is kind of like a cutesy name for them, but they're in everything. They carry. They go in clothing. They go in blankets.
There are bugs that fucking attach and feed to your eyelashes. You ever hear those things? I don't know what the name is, but they grip onto your eyelashes and suck the blood right out of your fucking eyelid.
That's
They're
so
really
rude,
tiny.
man. It's
I
just
know.
so
It's like, why do you need to do that? Can't you just latch onto a
Go to
foot?
an animal. They don't
Yeah,
care.
yeah, they don't care. You think a deer cares if the doughy little eyelashes have bugs all over them?
So
we
weird,
give a
man.
shit.
We sit there and we kind of form our lives and figure out what to do and think about shit to talk about, worry about our life. These creatures live such a simple, horrible existence.
It's just
so bad, dude. At
whatever it
least you
takes.
never want to come back as a bed bug.
No.
Could you imagine you were once a human, you come back as a bed bug, and you're like, I used to fuck in a bed. Now
Yeah.
I eat and poop in the bed.
Now
Well, it depends on whose bed you were in. I mean, if it was fucking Jeffrey Tambor, that would kind of suck. But if it was Megan Fox, just keep biting her clit.
Oh, is that one of those bugs, Danny?
Which one is that?
The eyelash bugs. They're really like
It
microscopic.
don't matter if you can't see them.
They're microscopic, but
They're doing
there.
it right now. You don't know.
Is it really that small and they're just feeding off the
Yeah.
eyebrows?
Supposedly, yeah.
And what are the ones
Supposedly
that
got
you-
all sorts of tiny bugs
Then
on
there's
your
the
body at
other
all
bugs
times.
that just eat your dead skin in your bed.
Yeah, but that's
like some
helpful,
kind of
though.
mites
How
and
about right
shit.
off your body? They're right there, right now.
You know what you do? You fucking take your sheets off and wash them. You don't need bugs cleaning up after you. What the fuck is this, caveman time?
It's like, fuck, we're animals. That's what sharks have. They have things that clean them, and we have things that
Great.
clean up our dead
You
skin.
got bugs on
The
you right
remora
now.
sticks on a shark, just
Oh,
kind of
God.
eats the shit that falls and
Yeah.
cleans his bed.
Sounds like the name of a girl that works at DMV.
Remora. Get over here, Remora. Ew, what
Come
is
on,
that?
Remora, pass
Crusty bug eye.
Those are the bugs in the eyes?
No, that guy has a whole different
That guy
problem.
has pubic lice on his
Ew.
eyelashes.
Pubic lice on your eyelashes.
There's too much bad shit out there. I don't need this.
Looks
And
like you
that's
got hit
also
with...
one of those things without the internet, you never would have saw that picture.
No, they never had a magazine you could open to
You
see
could get
that.
pubic lice on your eyelashes?
Yeah,
He was
hopefully.
probably eating
What
some
the
snatch.
fuck?
That's got to be it, right?
Eating some hairy bush that
You
like
think
was
it-
up to his
You
eyebrows.
think he's got an itchy eye, Jimmy?
Oh, my God. That's
this
fucking
is
horrendous.
Oh, I'm sure he's digging in, right?
Yeah.
And she had like a fucking, looked like a black bikini ball.
What is that, Danny?
Same
What
thing.
are those things,
Same
man?
thing.
They're
Those are the
pubic
lice?
lice.
Pubic lice.
Hanging on the eyelash.
Oh, they don't know. They think it's a ball bag.
Yeah, they're probably like, what an odd-looking vagina.
These are the cleanest smelling balls I've ever been on.
Hey, I feel like this cunt is looking at me.
That is horrible. Oh, I don't need that.
Pubic lice.
They're all in your eyelashes. You'd probably put glasses on.
Oh, man.
That's right, Chef.
What's
Exactly,
that?
Kevin,
More of
exactly.
the same?
All the same.
Yeah,
So what, it's just walking on its skin now?
Oh, yeah, look, it's
Look how
trekking
close
off.
to the open eye it is. Look at the
You
damage
don't need
they're doing.
that. Oh, get the fuck. Who took the picture? I hope it's the doctor right before he
why
cures
do we
him.
even try?
Can we have some kind of pubic lice contest?
I've had crabs 3 times. I've never had lice.
Ew.
Years ago when I was like 19. The same girl gave them to me twice in a week. I was so... I swear to God.
What's wrong with you?
I knew she had them, so I still had some Rid and the comb. And she was so fucking awful. I remember one time she was standing on my steps. I could smell her vagina through her jeans. It's true.
Wow.
She was horrendous.
She was wearing a Hurt Locker suit, and you smelled.
The same fucking girl gave me
Nothing worse
crabs.
than a smelly vagina.
Wow.
It was a try. I fucked
that
her on the
is
rug in her
rough.
house. And then a week later, I fucked her again, and I saw one. I'm like, it was her. But I just I got rid of them
You
immediately.
could see him?
You feel them at first. The second time, I saw a little black thing, and I pulled it off, and its little legs are going.
Get the fuck out of here.
Yeah.
We
And
are so fucking outnumbered in this world
and my
by those things.
my pubes are awful. They're straight like an Asian person. My fucking pubes are horrid. Terrible straight
So
pubes.
it's easy to find them then.
Yeah.
At least.
Yeah.
You can comb them out easy.
You got eyelash pubes.
I'm sure I did. Yeah.
The legs were moving?
Yeah, because you pick it up and you can, it's like a little.
I got the
you pull it out of
heebie-jeebies.
your skin.
How great is it you knew she had and you went back in?
I thought she
Yeah, what are you
did.
doing?
Rules.
Isn't there another way to find out if she had it than to fuck her and see if you get it again?
Well, I wanted to
fucking
fuck her.
rules.
Oh, okay. Even though she stunk?
Yeah, you know.
What are you going to do?
You know what? That's an answer.
What are you gonna do?
You know.
You know.
What am I complaining about? I know exactly what you're talking
I
about.
was 19.
Of course.
I was lonely.
Oh, what
Nobody
is that?
liked me.
Is that puby fucking lice?
Yeah, I'm trying to find it.
What is the sticky fucking rock candy shit they're leaving
That's
behind?
what I'm looking at. It looks like the shit that the aliens build when they put you in the wall.
Yeah,
before
probably
the
the
shit
eggs.
comes out of you.
Crystalline fucking encasing
Egg clusters,
shit.
probably.
No, it's their diarrhea.
Probably is like some kind of waste product.
Ugh.
STD crabs.
Now I just want to wash my eyebrows.
I know. I can't scrub my.
Oh my! It makes me sick. Now I'm thinking about that stinky room. What the fuck?
Oh god, that is
Just
rude.
click on that.
Oh, it's a dirty vagina.
Let me see.
Damn. That is. We're looking at a vagina that is
Oh.
so pockmarked
Sexy.
with.
I thought it was a redhead.
Bug bites. It's all swollen.
Are those bug bites?
It looks more like cold cuts.
Yeah.
Yeah, that is a vagina that went a few rounds with Tyson back in the 90s.
She says, and it's traveled down to the fucking sphincter. too.
Yeah.
It's a vagina that it's all one large crack.
Yeah.
I bet her nickname in high school was Old Olive Loaf Pussy.
Kevin, a man of your stature, you've seen the Blue Waffle, haven't you, sir?
No. What is that?
God,
you haven't seen the Blue Waffle?
I don't think so.
I hate
it ends
the
with the Blue
Waffle.
Waffle. I mean, Danny, is there any other pictures? Because you don't go back from the Blue Waffle. All right, we'll go Blue Waffle for Kevin Smith.
The Blue Waffle.
Blue Waffle
I'm not gonna
infection.
love
Somebody
it.
explain it before we go
Here's
there.
a whole Smodcast for you.
Oh, my God.
Oh, God.
What happened? It's basically a slang term
know.
for extremely nasty or severe vaginal infection, STD on vagina. The infection could cause lesions on
You know
the
what that must
outside,
smell like?
as well as bruising.
I can't even.
Yeah, it probably smells like.
Where is the?
Which causes it to look blue in color.
Where's the?
Can't look at it.
Which one is the vagina?
I can't even look.
There's so many different folds and
There's
curves.
so many things going on there.
Again, an alien that looks like when they were dissecting the alien with that probe.
Look at the
and pulling
weird,
the little lips.
At,
The worst. Here's the worst part.
It looks like the fucking alien at the end of the Watchmen book, like the weird squid pussy on top of
The worst part is the little white sticky stuff in the hiney.
Yeah, that's what I looked at. That's what
It's
made me go,
terrible.
oh, what is that?
should
Just pus?
That whole area should be removed with a post hole digger. Just lay her down and get rid of it. Just core her. She needs to be cored.
How do you let them take a picture?
Yeah, that had to be a doctor taking that picture.
Had to be, right?
Yeah.
Not a very good doctor.
No,
It's like,
not at all.
Everybody spread this around.
I can name it the Blue Waffle.
Tweeted that one right away.
My name's Dr. Dirty. I'm not really a medical professional. I just take pictures.
You got to
of
get
ugly looking
followers
pussies.
any way you can, man. That
that truly does it.
Right. Yeah, that's the Blue Waffle. Yeah.
Yeah, man, that's like 8 kinds of bad.
Yeah, that's not good.
That is not needed.
You would, if you're alone, even if you're alone on the island of Lost with that person, I think I'm still like, I'll take a blowjob instead.
Yeah, you'd still need something.
I'd rather fuck the lice eyebrows than that woman's vagina.
That is just. Danny can find any sexually transmitted disease online. Oh, God. Oh, Jesus Christ.
That's like the elephant man's pussy.
That's warts. That's got to be warts.
It looks
that
like
a
an
woman
orbital
or a man?
picture of Mars.
I don't know what the fuck that is.
It does kind of
It's
look like
really
Mars.
bad. It looks
Get
like
your ass to Mars.
Yeah, it does. Total
Cohagen.
She's got the fucking pyramid mines in her snatch.
There's Quado popping out.
That's terrible.
He's going to give us an important lesson. Oh, man.
Go to a doctor.
Do you think? All right. There's 1, 2, 3, 4. There's 5 dudes here now.
Mm-hmm.
1 lady behind us. 6. Anybody ever going to look at something like this in their future, personally?
Never.
You think so?
I would never be in a position where I would see that.
No, I mean, like, could it happen to you? Do you think? What are the chances it could happen?
I would hope never.
Like this person, this person wasn't planning on this. This shit just kind of happened, unfortunately for them.
I'm not planning on that.
And you also you look
right.
at it and you're like, oh, there, but for the grace of God. But you never know, man. 20 years from now, you wake up, you're like, what is this thing?
Yeah, but you see one and you go you have it taken care of. You don't just leave it until.
Yeah, that's true. If you start seeing something
that's just some out of control
happening, you might want to take care of it. Ugh.
Yeah, that's some out of control shit.
That one says Paris Hilton vagina.
Is
that its own
That
condition?
can only mean it isn't.
I've got Paris
By the way,
Hilton vagina.
Lindsay Lohan has a fucking horrible looking puss. There's photos of it. She has the type of vagina I hate. That fucking caved in type of pussy.
in?
It's fucking awful.
Where were there pictures of that?
Danny showed me before.
Oh, what is that?
He didn't plan on that.
No.
What is
It's-
that?
it's a-
it's his cockhead.
It's a penis, and his whole head is like cauliflower, like reddish pink cauliflower
probably
growing
worse.
around
It
it.
looks like the
Well,
penis
I'm grabbing
and the
myself.
penis after he
I'm
got
grabbing
taken.
myself.
The penis in the Last Temptation, not Last Temptation. What was it called? The Passion of the Christ. It's just beat the shit out of, man. Just
And it's wearing a crown of thorns.
Yeah, true. That's what it looks like. A big old fleshy crown of thorns.
That's what you get when you fuck the Book of Revelation. What a disaster.
Oh, dude, no, stop.
What happened to him?
That's either
I don't want to know.
I want to know. I never wanted it to happen to me.
I don't want to do whatever
I think
he
this
did.
should be preventative more than anything else.
Unless he stuck his dick in a Cuisinart.
That's either an ugly cock or a delicious party snack.
It's monkey bread.
Oh, shit.
It looks like a little delicious, what do they call those, pigs in a blanket?
Oh,
Moon's
lovely.
over my hammy. Look at that.
Pigs in a tumor. That's amazing. It looks like he's got those moon rocks he used to grow as a kid when you got to like sea monkeys and moon rocks. It's the moon rocks. Ugh. No.
That's fucking horrible.
When the first one sprouted up, why didn't he just rush to a doctor?
No.
Did it happen in 10 minutes?
Maybe he thought he was the next step in evolution.
The cock of the sunflower emerged. But dude, find Lindsay Lohan's pussy. She has a fucking... Hers is not gross. It just annoyed me when I saw it, because it has that thing...
Annoyed me.
Where it goes in. It's
like where, on the bottom?
Like hard to say. Danny knows the picture. I mean, it's just irritating.
All right, there it is.
That. Like what? Right here. Maybe something Anthony could probably describe it.
I'm trying
right there on her left side.
She's got a cleft.
A cleft. Yeah, it looks like a line drive smashed her in the box.
And then like the bottom part of the labia majora actually has a like a crease in it almost. Like down, and then a horizontal crease.
Fair to say,
and then it continues.
Pretty bad angle.
Yeah, that is a bad angle.
When was this picture taken?
Yesterday.
Yeah.
Her pussy is horrible.
Lohan.
What's that?
What?
Oh,
Yeah.
That's
God.
I know. It's like, what are we looking at these little pussy shots for?
Yeah, it's like she flat out gave it up.
But
man, when do you fucking learn to wear underwear? How many times, if one person got a fucking just a quarter inch of my ball in a photo, I'd be wearing a chastity belt made of iron for the rest of my life.
you know,
We were onto this years ago. We knew the women were doing this to get some press.
they do get a lot of press.
Yeah, when they feel like they need a little bump out there, they'll give you the snatch shot.
Yeah, but like, I mean,
They all
there's,
do it.
There's press, but
They
then
gotta
there's-
know. You're
Look at
getting
that.
out of the back of a limo or a big fucking Escalade. You gotta know that they're gonna get a shot of it, right?
Yeah, that's true.
What's up with Lindsay Lohan? She failed a drug test, and
Yeah.
will she go back to jail?
I don't know. My heart aches for her. Yeah, she's terrific.
She was. Let me
She
play.
went to this mandatory rehab, which
Do you
I
really-
don't
do you
think
really like
ever
her?
works.
I couldn't hate her more.
Really?
Yeah, only because she's just irritating to me, and she's never done anything to make me like her. And I think
Freaky Friday? Come on.
I don't know.
She
her
was a
work.
good little actress back in the day, man.
Yeah.
Like Freaky Friday, Mean
When
Girls.
she was a kid, yeah, Mean Girls was good.
But that's a little. I mean,
but enough already.
Rein it in.
Yeah,
man.
she's
just enough.
You know why I don't like her? Because your wife had her niece there and said that she asked her for an autograph, and then Lindsay was a bitch. And ever since then, I fucking hated her guts.
Yeah, Kev. She was on a park bench, Central Park. She was filming the John Lennon movie that didn't do well.
The
Was
one
that a
with
good
Jared
movie?
Leto?
Did you see it?
I didn't see it. My wife watched it about 2 weeks ago.
He put on a lot of weight for it to look like Chapman. Yeah,
He
Holy
looked just
sh-
like him. It was
He
creepy.
did look like him. This is the weird thing, though. She watched that 2 weeks ago, and I saw him on the cover of it, and I was like, whatever happened to this movie? I remember the trailer for it
Yeah.
and shit, and she was like, it was fine. It wasn't that great. And I was like, wow, man, Leto put on all that weight. I wonder if he'll ever take it off. I was at the fucking VMAs, and there's a dude walks past me, and I was like, man, that rock star looks like Jared Leto.
Oh,
He's
shit.
taking his look from Jared Leto. Who'd want to look like Jared Leto? And it was Jared Leto. He's a fucking movie singer now.
Yeah,
What's he all ripped?
he won an award too.
Did
They
he-
won
did he
something.
lose
He won
all
an
the
award.
weight?
He won an
30
award.
seconds.
I wouldn't say it was
His
ripped.
band's 30 Seconds to Mars.
That's it. And he had bleach blonde fucking
He doesn't
short
really
hair.
care about movies. He wants to do the rock star thing right now.
I think he's
sickest thing-
doing
talented
well,
guy.
it seems
The
like.
sickest thing I ever saw
Real
was that
talented.
fucking Christian Bale in The Machinist and then Batman.
Yeah.
And it was like,
Night and day.
dude,
He lost
how
so
the
much
fuck
weight.
did he
man.
do that?
I love The Machinist.
Yeah,
that
that's
was
good
a cool movie, man.
Matt Damon, too, on Courage Under Fire, lost a shit ton of weight
Yeah.
to play the junkie part. I just can't. I mean,
It's got to be easier to take off the weight and then put it back on and still stay in shape than gain the
I
weight
think it
and then
helps
try
that
to
these
take
cats
it
are
off.
thin to begin with. And
Yeah, that's it too.
It's not their natural condition. But he did put on, Leto put on
De
a bunch
Niro
of
and fucking
weight.
Raging Bull.
Yeah, that was a big. That got a lot of publicity.
That was the
when
one
he did
that-
that.
80
yeah.
pounds.
First one who
It was like
did it,
80
yeah.
pounds.
He was the first, right?
He was
I don't
the
think
first
they did that
one, yeah.
before that.
No,
And
what do you-
also, he did it for the Untouchables. He put on even
Right.
more.
Right,
Remember?
right. And if you watch him in Taxi Driver, he's a rail. He's
Yeah.
got like nothing.
Okay.
and Cape Fury's cut.
Let me get your expert opinion here. Now, obviously, he lost a lot of weight in The Machinist. We're looking at split screen. Is that some makeup too to make it look worse than it is? Because we're looking at a complete rib cage right there.
Yeah, I don't know. That doesn't even look like makeup to me.
What's The Machinist about?
How could it? That's like
He's a guy that has
that's
this,
dangerously thin.
this job, and he's alone. He's alone, and it's kind of a psychological.
Okay, is it good?
Yeah, I think it's good.
I
yeah,
liked it.
totally.
It's hard
but
to
it's
describe.
fucking. It's not like, hey man, let's all get together and watch The Machinist. It's more like, I was home and I watched The Machinist by myself. It was pretty good.
It's a good date movie.
Yeah, it's pretty grim.
Yeah.
God, look how thin he was.
Unbelievable.
Man. And then he got all bulk for Batman. Good. Wow.
Fucking amateur.
Yeah. You've seen any good movies lately, Kevin? I know that we're.
What did I see? I saw. I saw Ben's movie, The Town, which I really liked.
Oh yeah, how is that? I heard
It's
a lot
good.
of people
It's
said
good.
it's
He did
really
a really
good.
good job.
Did a good
with
job.
it. He's good in it, and some great bank robbing sequences. It was good. Totally cool.
Do you look at his directing style and go like, fucker got that from me?
No. Not ever in a million years.
Are you kidding me?
There were some people on the net who were trying to be like, your fucking boy's a better director than you. I'm like, right on. Yeah, at bank heist comedy. At bank heist movies, absolutely. But let me see him do a comedy, then we'll talk. It's just like, why can't he be good at that and I be good at my thing? They want to like drive a wedge or something. But I'm like, I thought it was great. I thought he did a great job.
Yeah, absolutely.
Is it scary?
Yeah.
Is it a horror film?
No, it's like a bank heist movie.
Okay.
Bank heist. But it's done very well from what I hear.
Yeah, it opened number one. It was like $24 million.
Fucking haven't been to
really
the movies
well.
in a long fucking time.
That was the first time I went with my wife in quite some time. And before that, just watching a lot of DVDs. I watched The Joneses recently, which I enjoyed, with Demi Moore and David Duchovny. It's kind of an interesting concept.
What is it?
This family moves into the suburban neighborhood, but they're not really a family. They're just all kind of put together by this corporation. They go out into the neighborhood wearing these clothing, these different clothing, playing with different high-end expensive toys and stuff. And essentially the neighbors then want to copy them. And they go to the mall and buy the shit. And so these people are just basically a sales force that are tied in with like the local commercial venues and whatnot. So essentially they wear it. Like he'll be sitting there playing golf, David Duchovny. He's like, he hits a great shot. I don't know what they call it in golf, but he starts talking about how cool the putter is, and then everybody wants the putter. It's a good idea. And then at the end, it kind of turns into a standard kind of relationship movie. But it was a good concept, I thought. Pretty cool.
Movies really.
She looks fucking astounding.
Still.
Oh, my God. Amazing.
What is she doing?
Nothing unnatural, it would seem.
Yeah,
like because that movie was in
HD.
HD.
Just getting old. Is it like a Twilight Zone? She just like sucks the
totally.
fucking life
He's
out of
Dorian
him.
Gray somewhere,
sucking the youth out of him.
He's just old.
He cheated on her supposedly. Somebody said.
Whoa.
Yeah, there's Us
rumors
Weekly
out
this
there.
week.
With who?
Like that. I don't know. Some chick.
Rue McClanahan.
He's got the worst Twitter account.
Who?
Oh, Ashton.
A+K?
Oh, it's the worst.
What
He's
does
got
he
all
do?
those nothing. He's got all those followers and does nothing.
I don't.
He's not. He's
I don't
no
think I've
longer the
ever
top
read it.
dog though, right? Isn't it like Lady Gaga now?
Is it Lady Gaga?
I think she is the most. And she's pretty active with
You were
it.
at the VMAs. Did you run into her in her meat dress?
No, did she wear it there?
Yeah, she did.
At this award ceremony?
I believe so, right?
I don't think she wore it to the. I saw her, but
didn't she?
I haven't seen the meat dress, but I
she
never
did. Didn't she
saw
accept
her before ever.
one of her
period.
awards with the meat dress?
oh, I don't know.
I think that might have been last year. This year, no meat.
Kenny's going yes.
Kenny's saying
was
yes.
that at the VMAs? Yeah,
That's this year?
I believe so. Yeah, she's worn the meat suit a few places.
Yeah,
I
that's
didn't-
this year's meat suit. I recognize the shoes.
We noticed she used cheap meat. There's a lot
She
of
used strip steak and
there's a lot of
some
There's
flank
a lot of
steaks.
flank steak.
A lot of flank
there.
steak there, right?
Minute
Very-
steak, if you will.
very
It's a steak
grainy.
outfit.
Very grainy.
Yeah, that's a weird statement, I guess.
I don't know what she was doing. Her statement was for what was this one for?
She doesn't even know. She made it up on the spot when they asked her, I think.
Where's she from?
Here.
Mars.
From New York?
She's a New York City girl,
Is
right?
she great?
Yeah, she used to play in the Village all the time.
That was the first time I saw her was at the VMAs, and she had a hard time getting around because she had a lot of clothing.
A lot of weird
That
stuff.
was
on
not
it.
this year, man.
No.
I'm telling you, that was last year.
Yeah,
Was
it?
it?
Yeah, because
I don't remember seeing her wearing meat at all.
Maybe you thought it was a dress.
yeah, you might have just thought.
I would have remembered that, man.
I'm starting to think,
that would
I'm
have
starting
made
to
an
think Kevin
impression.
didn't have good seats at the VMAs.
I was 3 seats from
fucking around
the stage. It was pretty where
fucking around
Kanye
with
came out and performed. I could have threw a tissue at him.
Right on.
But she, I guess, was over to the left. But I didn't see the meat suit.
Yeah.
Did you like Chelsea Handler?
She was fine. You know, I didn't understand why they tapped her. Like, did something happen? What's that?
That's one of her fucking dresses.
That was
Kevin.
also me.
No.
That's last year.
This is
Yes.
not meat, but that's her outfit
Yes.
last year.
That's
From
the
last
communicable penis disease suit. Look at her
Yeah,
hat.
that does kind of look like one of those
Top of that
cocks. That
fucking
was,
Tampon hat.
disease
You
cock.
can't even describe. It looks like she was sprayed with blood, I guess.
well, she's got. It looks like lace over her face.
Right.
Ah, right.
In a
okay.
Prince kind of way.
Red all the way from knees to.
What's the sincerity there and just the complete publicity? I don't think
is she any different though than
crazy?
Madonna?
But yeah, Madonna like would change her shit every few years.
Well, she's only been here for like what, a year, 2 years or something. I mean, if I'm just hearing about her now,
so.
if she's coming on my radar, that means that she's relatively.
She's such a fucking weirdo.
She's
I don't
not.
know. It's just weird.
Well, that's why.
But that's kind of like. I mean, that's
it's for all the other weirdos out there. This is what she's doing.
Well, her
for
little
them.
monsters need her.
Yeah.
Oh, stop it.
Who's the other guy? Alice Cooper. It's kind of like Alice Cooper, Marilyn Manson. Elton John when he used to put on big outfits and whatnot. You know, it's just.
Yeah, I guess so. Fuck.
It's nothing. I mean, it's. I'm certainly not saying what she does isn't good, but it's not very.
It's not new.
We've seen it before. Yeah. She's kind of picked up the mantle and ran with it, and she's like, "All right, Madonna, wear a fucking pointy bustier. I'm going to wear meat
suit,
the total meat suit."
But her explanation as to what it was so fucking horrid.
What was it?
She was on Ellen and she said it was like something about how if we don't stand up for our rights, pretty soon we're not going to have any more rights than the meat on our bones. It was like you're shoehorning.
Specious, yeah, at best.
That wasn't
she
what
was
it was
trying
for.
So hard to make a statement out of it when it was just I just figured I'd wear meat today.
Yeah,
she's like, why'd I do it? Because it looks fucked up.
Yeah, it's fucked up.
Because you're going to talk about it. It's amazing. Why didn't anyone wear meat before? Is that her wearing a Kermit coat?
A Kermit, yeah, a lot of Kermits.
That's what she looks like?
That's crazy.
Is that an old picture?
Those are all Kermits? What a dumb jacket. Looks like she's being raped by frogs.
This is like an early attempt at Lady Gaga.
Yeah, horrible.
She was trying.
How does she sit down?
Is that her right there?
On big cocks.
Oh, that's her
right.
hiney.
That's a nice ass right there.
All right, look at that.
Yeah, all right. Nothing wrong with that.
Does she do that a lot? I see her wearing lots of clothes. This is actually her wearing very little clothes.
She's all over the place for this
That ain't
stuff.
a bad ass.
I like that. Is
I'm the Lady Gaga.
all right.
Now we're just looking at the internet.
I
Now
know.
we're spending way too much time looking
That's
at
all
that.
right.
yeah.
I know.
That's usually
we get so sidetracked.
That's usually a sign to take a little break,
yeah,
which we could do. And don't forget, Kevin Smith is announcing that his Smodcast comes to the virus, and we're really excited about that.
Yeah.
And there'll be promos on the channel explaining everything.
Every weekend.
But
Every weekend.
it's about fucking time we got the Smodcast back on the virus. We had it for a little while.
You did, totally, in the
And then it
beginning.
went away for, I don't know, 3 or 4 years, because that's how long it takes for things around here. But it's back, and that's
Happy
great.
to be here.
Awesome.
Happy to be here.
You want to take
good.
questions,
Love that one.
Kevin? Because everyone has questions.
Yeah, let's do it.
All right, we'll do it after the break.
People want to know about how you feel about some of the comic book movies coming out.
Okay. Oh, the hard
In the
questions.
works. Yes, the real hard one.
I'm ready for this.
All right.
When are they going to make the Archies into a movie?
Gotta be soon, right? They just added a gay character to the Archie universe.
They did, yeah.
All right,
His name's Kevin, ironically.
His name is Steve Carlisi.
Yeah.
Poor Steve.
We'll talk about all that stuff next.
The Virus, Sirius XM. This is the Opie and Anthony Show. Opie and Anthony.
Kevin Smith in studio today.
Hello.
Song rocked.
I got a
this
text
came
from-
on the radio. You're just rocking. Yeah.
What's this? Oh, Live It After Midnight, Priest.
Yeah.
You got a text, you
From
said?
Dr. Steve.
Yeah.
Dr. Steve.
It's just to correct the crabs are lice, Jimmy.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Same thing.
Yeah.
Crabs are just head lice?
Or lice, the same. It's the same creature.
Same family?
Pubic
Yeah.
lice is crabs.
So I guess he took my elitist statements that I've never had lice to task.
Yes, he did. He showed you.
Yeah, I really thought I was fucking big man on campus because I'd only had crabs.
He had to show you. He showed you.
He certainly did.
Kevin, we got a guy on the line. Just saw Cop Out last night. Great movie. What I want to say about Cop Out really fast is the commentary was just awesome.
Did you watch the
I'm not a geek.
Blu-ray thing?
Yeah, I watched from beginning to end, and I'm
the,
not.
what was it called? The MMM. Maximum, well, MCM, Maximum Comedy Mode version? Yeah. That was fun, wasn't it?
It was awesome, and I got to tell you, I'm not really into all that geek stuff. I'm not.
Right.
I'm not that guy, but I just loved it.
I'll be
and
honest with you.
I don't
is
watch
the
commentary
best version
discs.
of that movie, I feel.
Discs.
But naturally, I feel that way because I'm in it.
Right.
Like when you watch that version of Cop Out on Blu-ray, it's the movie itself, and then I periodically pop up and start talking, and then bring you over to deleted scenes.
Right.
Very interactive. The easiest way to describe it is kind of like a feature merged with one of the Q&As.
Right.
So the movie winds up being like 3 hours, which some people are like, fuck you, I hated that movie at an hour and a half. Why do I got to watch 3? But it's even more entertaining, I feel like, with me sitting there trying to explain myself.
Right. I love it.
Trying to explain myself.
That's kind of what it is. Thanks for watching it, man.
He's
That's
jumping
cool.
around like, all right, let me show you now the deleted scenes over here, and then, we got to fast forward to here because then it makes sense to see this first before we go back here. It was.
Sean William Scott pops up.
I love Sean William Scott. He's a funny motherfucker.
He's really good.
He is a really funny guy.
Didn't it sell well on Blu-ray too? They said it sold a lot.
We opened really strongly. Like that week when we came out, I think we had the top sales, top rental, top digital, and top Blu-ray or something. So it was a nice little kind of
right on,
bittersweet kind of like, yay, people did like it. Because in the moment, boy, every critic on the planet just wants to make you believe. They still do it, dude. Every time they get a chance, they just pull out a knife and be like, not like Cop Out. Meanwhile, on Twitter, dude, all I see is the people that buy tickets, and a lot of motherfuckers really like that movie.
I was confused by all that because I really liked the movie. Simple as that. Yeah. Oh, you're just saying that because you guys are friends with Kevin Smith. No, I liked the fucking movie.
All that matters is what Entertainment Weekly says, because that magazine has their finger on the pulse.
What did they say about you recently?
Oh, nothing. They've just never said anything good about anything I like.
Yeah, I'm not.
They're just snarky twats.
I'm so over it. I used to enjoy press, and back in the early days before the internet and whatnot, I used to save it. Like articles that would talk about the movies we did.
Wow, yeah.
If my father started it, he'd be like, here's a pile of clippings I pulled from your stuff. And I didn't want to throw them out because he took the time to do it and shit. So we started laminating them in books because I figured like we can always refer to them. We had volumes and volumes of books, and we just kept doing it out of kind of common practice without ever thinking like all this shit's available on the internet.
Yeah,
You didn't have to save it. But I mean, when we started, there was no like kind of a repository of articles in past and present and whatnot. So it was okay.
I did the exact same thing, laminated, but it's all how we're just assholes and shitty people and this and that, but I still collected it all.
Right. I mean, it was, to me,
I think I might have 2 articles where we're actually human beings
nice
and they like
it. I don't know. It was still, even, God, 10 years into my career, I always found it kind of thrilling that somebody would like be writing about the flicks we did or putting my name in the paper. And then after the Southwest thing, I could care less. I hate the media now, like with a passion. I felt like they really all kind of fucked me over and abandoned me in a weird way with that thing. Because I'd always been really kind of friendly with a lot of people. And again, you don't know everybody when you say the media. It's not like there's one person representing everybody, but I was very, very press friendly and very friendly with journalists. And I really felt like none of them stood up. None of them showed up except to kick me while I was down.
They had the opportunity to have that story that everyone's going to go, oh, did you hear? And they weren't going to stop and take another angle on it.
They're
say,
fucking.
What
It's
they're fucking
so
weasels.
lazy. They're lazy weasels. And case in point, man, Affleck spent 2 weeks out on the road in advance of this movie coming out, getting asked the same stupid fucking questions over and over. I read a bunch of his articles because I was like, great, man. Hopefully they're going to cut this dude some slack. They're all still bringing up Jennifer Lopez.
Oh,
that shit happened 7 fucking years ago. They're still bringing up Jennifer Lopez. They bring up fucking Daredevil, Gigli, Jersey Girl. And it's just like, this dude has done a shit ton of stuff since then. And all they want to do is write that article about, like, he's been in jail for 7 years. Will this one let him out? Just so they hope that, like, if the movie does well, they could be like, Ben Affleck's back and we brought him back. It was such lazy journalism, dude. And we're talking high-profile pieces, not even just podunk shit. Like, major newspapers, all of them wrote the same fucking piece. And that's not saying, like, well, Ben Affleck's not that interesting. Ben Affleck's a pretty interesting fucking guy. Yeah. They just all wanted to write the same fucking thing.
I just do a little research and come up with a different angle,
look what I got.
Exactly.
I'm going to give him a little poke here.
Like, hey, remember when you were dating Jennifer Lopez? That didn't work out. And he's like, why the fuck are we talking about it? But he dutifully sat there and took it. Like, I didn't see him in any press blow up or be like, fuck off, I don't want to talk about this.
Take the mic off and walk away.
No, he did it, man. And I was like, wow, good for him. I wouldn't have stood for that, man. No way, never again. I can't wait. I go out in the world and if people want to talk about Southwest, I'll be like, fuck you could have talked about it when it happened. I'm not going to talk about it now. It's ridiculous.
Yeah, I didn't even think to ask you about that, really. You know what I mean?
I take a bus now. Go fuck yourself.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
It led to
all
the
I
bus
need.
stories. That's all I cared about.
I found my first article ever written on me. I was 6 months in comedy. My friend's brother wrote it. He was like worked for the local paper. It was called "Comedy's Not Always a Laughing Matter."
Can you bring it in?
Not the way I was doing it. It wasn't. And I remember saying, I haven't read it. I didn't read the article recently, but I remember saying, like, my influence, I'm kind of like Robin Williams, and I talk a lot about game shows and things that piss me off.
How old were you?
21.
That's
Jesus.
awesome.
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. I should have been fucking kicked in the chest. What a faggot.
Oh,
I got the first article written on me. We should have a day where we bring them in. Bring yours in. Mine's horrendous.
It's
I was
horrid.
interviewed in a Chinese restaurant and just made some horrible points. Horrible. And it's printed in a local rag who gives a shit fucking magazine.
I should bring in my interview that I did. Did I ever show you the interview I did after my first TV taping, Friday Night Videos? Really not good. I was high energy, wacky. I can't watch
I
it.
hate that guy.
Yeah, it fucking stinks.
You were a different dude?
I was a cunt.
Were you? Do a little piece of that Jimmy then.
No, I was the energy was like, how we doing? You know, I was just like so friendly.
He put on a voice too like that.
Oh, dude, it
Like-
was. Let me tell you about something I saw. It's fucking. My girlfriend wants to watch some of it. I'm like, you won't fuck me.
With a lot of these things, like I should have, you know.
You were playing a character.
Yeah, but it was awful, and I can't look
Is that
at
the
it.
one we saw recently? The one we saw recently, we should give Kevin
No, that
a
was
taste
fucking.
of.
I'm less the same to that.
Yeah, that actually wasn't as bad
actually,
as.
Right. I do an interview after this Friday Night Videos taping, and I'm just trying to be charming, and I'm fucking. It's humiliating when you see like how you thought you were being this great interview back then.
Totally.
Oh no! You really thought you were nailing it?
What a glop of shit! They never aired it.
glop?
Fucking humiliating.
When you were doing it, were you like, I like doing this, or you were like, I know I'm not doing the right thing?
Oh no! I thought I was terrific.
You were into it one night?
I'm embarrassed. Like sometimes you don't want to admit things.
Yeah.
Like it never aired. It was supposed to air after your segment. Of course, they're probably like this little douchebag. But I said something to her like. We were talking, and she asked me how I got into comedy. I'm like, well, you know, I was a big Richard Pryor fan, and then I waved in case he was watching.
No, you didn't.
Yeah, I did.
What?
I did.
Oh, I gotta see this.
Oh no, you didn't do that.
I did.
Hi, Richard.
That was fucking.
Did you say like, hi, Richard?
But no, but I was kind of trying to be funny about it, but it was pathetic and not funny and desperate. It's humiliating.
It was the day he lit himself on fire. he was watching.
I would have been watching, but I was in flames.
But you look back on that shit, and you're just like, it's fucking cringe-worthy.
Oh, yeah.
I can't watch it.
It's like living
I'd wanna.
in The Office, the British Office.
Best show ever,
God,
right?
Yeah,
Oh,
yeah.
yeah.
Gervais, just how uncomfortable is it to watch him?
You know
It's
what else was
just-
good? Like along those lines, and a lot of people didn't give it credit. Did you ever see the one with what's her face, the chick from Friends?
I loved it
hell
too
yeah,
on
I loved
HBO.
that.
Fucking the comeback.
Yep.
Wasn't it amazing?
Lisa Kudrow.
It was
I
so
thought it was so
uncomfortable.
fucking good, so
Yep.
unbelievably uncomfortable. That's one of my favorite DVD watches. I popped that in.
Yeah.
I could watch that whole season because only 12 episodes. You're
Yeah,
out
yeah,
in 6
really quick.
hours.
Yep.
And each one of those half hours, there's definitely something in there that's laugh out loud.
How great was her fucking makeup man, Nick?
Yeah.
There's one scene, and it was so well done, is she's flying somewhere, right? And he's with her, and she's flying first. And the lady goes, will that be 2 in first? And like, you know, she doesn't want to fly this lump first class, but she's like, oh yeah, okay, special, my treat. And he's like, oh, okay. And it was so
And
perfectly.
the conceit is that the cameras are always on them because it's, you know, like a documentary.
Yeah, yeah.
So she's like, if the camera wasn't there, she would have been like, no, he's back in
Yeah.
coach. But the camera's there, so she's like, okay, yeah, Mickey can ride up front.
Yeah, my treat. Oh, Mickey, that was his name. Yeah.
And the fighting with the writers all the time about her role in the show, because there was a show within a show.
Right.
And, just so like,
That was the only
douchey.
part. There was one part, like one of the writers was almost too mean to her. It was
Yeah.
like, you would never talk to the talent like that on a show.
I forget what his name
Paul,
is.
I think his name was.
Paulie
Yeah.
D. Or Paulie,
You would never
yeah.
talk to the
Nah,
the
you
talent,
would-
but she was like supposed to really be
Well,
on
she
the
was being
downslide,
shoehorned
yeah.
into
Yeah,
like
yeah.
she was the conceit of the show was she was being shoehorned into their sitcom.
Yep.
And they had won an Emmy for creating another sitcom before.
Yeah, so
the
you
one
can almost
writer
see-
was very political and kind of like, "Hi, how are you?" And the other one was just utter contempt.
Fuck you, Hostile. yeah.
And it was it might have been a little too much, like too soon, because you're like, who would ever act like this?
Just be that nasty.
Totally. But I guess there are people
And
like
she
that.
was
But then, oh,
so
fucking that
out
show
of
was
place on the show. Like
Yes.
she was so out of
Remember when
place.
she did the robot at the end?
Oh
We used to do the robot at the end of the
of her old series. Yeah, because she had a series years ago.
She punches the dude in the stomach and he pukes. She's dressed like a cupcake.
What was the old show called? The original show?
I'm It.
I'm It.
And she kept trying to come up with a catchphrase for this one. She was like, I don't even want to see that. That was her catchphrase. Oh, it is an amazing show to watch.
Really
it's so uncomfortable. It's right up there with the original British Office in terms of like something that you watching going, oh my God.
I'm going to have to find that again on DVD and watch that because I saw it when it was originally on and I actually commented
they only did one
on this show and I was like, have you guys seen this? Because it's unbearably uncomfortable.
Yeah, I thought it was amazing.
They canceled the show?
Yeah.
They just did it one season. I mean, it had its own arc. Like, it kind of self-contained. They didn't leave you hanging.
I'm sure they want a second season.
It felt like they did, but I think early on, I guess a lot of people weren't tuning in, but I think more people found it on DVD. They should really think about doing it again because it was so fucking good.
Right on. Let's go to the phones. Everybody has something for Kevin Smith today. Marty in Chicago. Marty.
Hey, boys. How's it going this morning?
Oh, we're having fun just hanging with Kevin.
Hey, Kevin, I had actually a couple questions. All right, Mad Men on AMC and Breaking Bad, what do you think? And also, I think a person who does great interviews is that Terry Gross on NPR Fresh Air. She had John Hamm on, and she really got a lot out of him, more than just a standard sub.
Yeah, Terry Gross she's been a pro for forever, man. Like whoever she interviews, I mean, she usually pulls something good out of them. Did you ever hear that fucking Gene Simmons interview she did?
No.
Because she hosts Fresh Air on NPR, if I'm remembering correctly. She did an interview with Gene Simmons. It's available somewhere online. Just can you look up Gene Simmons, NPR, Fresh Air, or something like that, where he is so over the top hostile to her, almost like the comedy writer.
Oh man, really?
Like, and he keeps there's a chip on his shoulder about NPR. Like he keeps saying, like you and your NPR people, like as if.
Well, he's much more conservative probably than they are. He probably has a political thing with them because Gene's conservative.
Is he really?
Much more conservative, I think, than they are. Yeah.
I mean, can you play this sort of thing, or is it? It's a little long. It is long. But he kind of goes at her in the first few.
Yeah, let's go. Make you feel any less vulnerable or any less like Gene Simmons or your other names, Gene Klein or Chaim Weitz, which was your birth name.
Close but no guitars. It's Chaim Witz.
Oh, thanks. Okay.
You said it. Well, the name came out through Gentile mouth, so it didn't quite have the flavor. It came out bland.
All right, now stop it real quick.
Yeah.
I don't know anything about him. Is that a sense of humor?
He might have been being slightly sarcastic, but Gene is a weird guy. Like
that's you know what that was? She pulled out like that. All right, look what I know about you, kind of thing. And he didn't like the fact that, oh, you're just saying this because you think you know more than everybody else.
It gets worse.
And he gets, and he is like that. He's a nasty man.
We've had him on the show.
That's my opinion, not Jimmy's.
I like him.
I find him to be a nasty man.
I'm with Anthony. I still like Kiss, but he's just a dick.
And what he did to Danny,
Explain the Danny thing.
Killer.
Kevin will love this story.
Danny is constantly trolling for stuff on the internet. That's part of his job here on the show. So he's next to Gene Simmons.
Studio is smaller. It's the old XM place.
Yeah.
Well, the board area.
And Danny's doing this. Now, that's what you'd hear. It's just fucking... And Gene's talking without looking over at Danny or missing a beat with him talking. He continues talking. He puts his hand over on top of Danny's hands to make him stop typing while he's talking. And we were just like...
That's like an elder statesman move.
Yeah.
And condescending at the same time.
So condescending.
Extremely.
Completely unnecessary.
Very.
And so just...
It wasn't like it was type. It was, you could
he wasn't
barely
banging
tell.
away on the fucking keyboard.
I met him in a comic book store out in Los Angeles at Golden Apple many, many years ago, back when it was on its other location, its original location. And Bill Leibowitz, guy who owned the store, who's passed now, he was just like, have you ever met Gene Simmons? And I was like, no. I was not a big Kiss guy, but my friend Walter was a huge Kiss guy. So just in honor of that, I was just like, I got to meet him so I could tell Walter I met Gene Simmons. So I went over and he introduced us. I was like, hey, man, how are you? And within, no lie, 2 minutes, he had whipped out a notebook and was showing me all these projects that he was involved in.
Yes.
He was showing me off his resume. And then he flipped the page and he showed me a bag with money on it. Who is this person? This
that
chick?
he
Somebody
owns
know?
that. Oh, this is that chick from fucking Delaware? Is that who it is?
She's running for something? What's her name?
Yeah.
She's going to win. Wow.
Well, they found something on her.
Oh.
She's an actress, though, right?
Yeah, she was something.
She used to be an actress?
Bill
She looks
Maher,
familiar to
Bill
me.
Maher
I think
found
she was in
something on her about how she was talking about being a witch or something years ago. I don't know, it's just some old clip of her saying she went on a date and the guy was a witch.
Oh, on the politically incorrect.
Yeah.
And so now people are like, we can't vote her in office. She might worship the devil.
Yeah. Bill Maher's like fucking saying shit about her, which is...
She a Republican?
I guess so, of course.
What were we just saying before I
you talking about Gene?
interrupted myself?
What happened with Gene?
So Gene flips the page and he shows me a bag, like a drawing of a bag with a dollar sign.
Oh,
on
right,
it.
yeah.
And I was just like, right on. What is that? He goes, see this? This is going to make me, this is my future. This is going to make me a billionaire. And I said, what is it? And he goes, nobody ever thought to copyright the dollar sign on a money bag, so I did it. So I was like, "You're really? Can you just do that?
Can you do that?"
And I guess you could,
Isn't it
but
in
it's kind of
every
a dick
cartoon
move.
where there's a crook.
But he said at a certain point, like it was a couple of years, it would kick in that if Monopoly wanted to show money bags running around holding the money bags, whatever that character's name on the Monopoly game, they were going to have to cut him a check or something.
Holy shit!
It's kind of weird. It's like squatting, like cyber squatting. Like, hey man,
really
you know what Earl I bought? SexInTheCityTheMovie.com. You know, it's like, why would you do that, dude? Like, well, rainy day.
Never know.
Yeah. All right, so let's see.
Let's hear Nasty Gene.
Not a Gentile mouth.
Ooh, maybe it's a discussion we can have.
Yeah, okay.
But let's not start something we're not going to finish.
Right.
But in terms of the, what was the question about makeup?
Oh, did you like being covered up by makeup, and did it make you feel less vulnerable, or, less like Gene Simmons, Gene Klein, or your birth name?
I don't feel covered up any more or less than any girl feels covered up when she wears makeup. The makeup is simply an extension of a personality, and colors, clothing, makeup all express something. And getting up on stage was a chance to sort of live out the, sort of a scream therapy meets a rock and roll band version. I wanted to put together the band I never saw on stage. I wanted to be in a band that gave bang for the buck. I wanted to be in a band that didn't look like a bunch of guys who, should be in the library studying for their finals. I wanted stars up on stage, and regular people just didn't look big enough. So we wore 8-inch platform heels, put on more makeup and higher heels than your mother, and made more money than your banker. It all kind of works out.
How can you make rock and roll sound
did you
that
pattern
boring?
I know.
And paint by numbers.
Yeah. He's just like, so we decided.
Yeah, it was a logical progression.
Yes. Well, it really sounds natural and organic.
We could cut to the chase. E-Rock just sent in all the highlights where...
Do it, yeah. Can we jump, please?
Yeah, where they go at it. We'll start with this track, talking about money. Or was that it, maybe? I don't know. Let's start here.
Are you trying to say to me that all that matters to you is money?
I will contend, and you try to disprove it, that the most important thing as we know it on this planet and this plane is in fact money. You want me to prove it?
Go ahead.
The first thing you need besides air, which so far is free, and by the way, if you went scuba diving, you're paying for air. The other thing besides that is food. It's what we need to survive. I don't know what other tool I would use besides money to buy it. Although, as a woman, of course, you have the ability to sell your body, then get the money, and then with that get food. But ultimately, money is part of it.
You are weird.
Really? How do you get food?
Well, not by selling my body, but...
But that's a choice you have that I don't.
See, that's what started, right?
Yeah, right there.
And then it could...
That is the most inane logic I've ever heard. It's ridiculous, retarded, obnoxious. He can't be real.
It sounds like the kind of conversation you would have when you were like 15, 16.
Yeah.
Kind of thing.
You want me to prove it? You want me to prove it?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Prove it. First of all, he's not proving anything. You're giving your take on something.
Yeah, it's more like, I think you've given an example.
Yeah, an example. How about people that just live in the mountains and hunt?
They trade sex for food, apparently.
Sex for food, yeah, or fuck their food.
Yes.
You could fuck a moose and then eat it.
Is there more? Or is there more?
Yeah, it gets way
There's
better.
a bunch, right?
That's just the beginning.
Okay.
Well, let's get to the chase. How much money do you have?
Gee, a lot more than NPR.
Oh, I know. You're very defensive on money, aren't you?
No, I'm not. I'm actually just trying to show
are.
you that there's a big world out there, and reading books is wonderful. I've certainly read, well, perhaps as many as you have, but there's a delusional kind of notion that runs rampant in...
Wait, can we just get something straight?
Of course.
I'm not here to prove that I'm smart. And I'm not here to prove that you're not smart or that you don't read books or can't make a lot of money.
This is not about you. You're being very defensive. Why are you doing
that? Oh, God, he's a passive-aggressive cunt. Fuck Gene Simmons and his fucking asshole.
Isn't that weird?
I hate him.
Kiss Alive 2 is fucking great. What an album. What an album. Destroyer.
That's all that should
God
matter.
of Thunder.
All you have to do is separate the work from the man.
Exactly. That's all that
matters. You can still dig
matters.
the work. I mean, because it wasn't just him. It's 3 other guys.
Yeah. And it continues here.
Now, let's get to the studded cod piece. Do you have a sense of humor about that? I mean, does that seem funny to you? Or you?
No, it holds in my manhood. Otherwise,
right.
It would be too much for you to take. You'd have to put the book down and confront life.
Not everyone wants to fuck you, Gene.
Ever talking about the book, too. He's like a real anti-intellectual or something, because he keeps, like, ribbing her for reading.
Yeah. Wow.
He's like, if you put down a book and suck a cock, you'd know what I'm talking about. He's like, what are you talking about?
He's such an asshole.
Is that if you want to welcome me with open arms, I'm afraid you're also going to have to welcome me with open legs.
That's a really obnoxious thing to say.
No, it's not. Why should I say something behind your back that I can't tell you to your face?
Wait, has it come to this? Is this the only way that you can talk to a woman to do that shtick?
Let me ask you something. Why is it shtick when all women have ever wanted, ever since we've crawled out of caves, is why can't a man just tell me the truth and just speak to me plainly? So if I do that, you can't have it both ways.
So you really have no sense of humor about this, do you?
Oh, I'm laughing all the way. You know.
Oh, to the bank, right?
Well, of course. Don't I sound like a happy guy?
Not really, to be honest with you.
I was going to suggest you get outside of the musty place where you can count the dust particles falling around you and get out in the world and see what everybody else is doing.
Having sex with you?
Well, if you chose, but you'd have to stand in line.
Oh, stop it.
Who wouldn't fuck the God of Thunder? I submit a lot of women would love to have their pussy eaten by that tongue.
The God of Thunder.
Who wouldn't? Saying he's fucking phenomenal.
You think he's getting a lot of pussy, or is that a shtick?
Of course he is.
No, I think he got lots and
but
lots
he's been
and lots.
with that one broad forever.
He said that they've had an open relationship, I thought. No?
I think half of what he says is complete bullshit, and the other half is exaggeration. Him and, what's his name, Shannon Tweed?
Shannon Tweed.
They've been together forever. They have this open relationship, but I think that was just shtick and a fucking, a publicity stunt thing. And
can I ask this?
I think during the heyday of Kiss, the guy probably got a fuckload of pussy.
Yeah, but fuck that. Like the Family Jewels is the name of the show.
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
The fake scripted.
Well, that's what I'm asking. Like
show.
that show's been on enough. Do they show Gene like chasing other women, actually having sex with other women?
So fake. No.
Seems like a normal, regular household, but they're not officially married to me.
Right.
The little I've seen of the show.
Great reality show, second only to the Osbournes.
Oh, it's terrible.
Shows you the inner workings of a rock star's life.
I watched one episode the other day because I criticize it all the time, and it's so fake. Like, this didn't happen. And I like the fake people that come over the house to do work or something, and they're actually really angry, yet they signed the fucking release, and they're not so angry where they're leaving.
That's the thing. Every time you see
act.
somebody blow up on a reality show, it's like, just tell yourself, they signed a release.
They signed a release.
No matter how mad they may seem in this moment, they were okay with it getting there.
Yeah.
Or maybe they signed it beforehand. Gene would do that because he's smart. I'm not defending Family Jewels just because there was a roast and I happen to be a part of it. Who cares? You got to do with it.
Is there more?
Gene.
Oh, there's more.
Stinks.
One of them leaves. If I remember correctly, I think one of them leaves.
Yeah, I think we're getting to that point. Let's see.
Are you interested in music
Don't you
at
love
all?
this interview? Tell me the truth.
Well, I think it's kind of a drag because you're making speeches and you're being intentionally obnoxious.
No, I'm not. I'm being a man.
That's what I mean. You're being intentionally obnoxious by defining everything that you're saying as being a man.
Well, I can't.
I know better. I know all men.
No.
No,
I always
the way that you're speaking.
You're wrong. I always defined it as for me. I kept doing that over and over again. What bothers you is you're finally hearing a man tell the truth, instead of you're the only one I'll ever live with, and he's lying. He's lied ever since he was 12. I promise I'll pull out. He's lying. And I refuse to play that game. I refuse to stand up in front of a rabbi and my friends and the woman I love, who I will tell you I can love with all my heart, and promise that she's going to be the only one I will ever have until the day I die. That's a lie.
I'm watching The Luckiest Girl in the World right now.
This is the girl that's... Is that really him?
That's Gene, yeah.
Yeah,
For sure?
And that was after the interview. That's Terry Gross. So.
Wow.
Oh, no, it's not.
I like the fact Gene's pants are still on, and he's kneeling on the bed, and he still has his
She
pants.
won't kiss, though. Look, she won't kiss.
Nah, she don't want to kiss.
He
She's
keeps
pushing
trying
his-
to kiss, and she
like
won't
pushing
kiss.
his face away.
And he's got his T-shirt on still and his wig.
Oh, is she trying to kiss him?
His
Is he trying
wig.
to
That's
kiss
a
him?
wig?
I don't know. I mean, you got to think something's going on.
You don't think
I'm
that hair.
delighted to see someone else fuck with a shirt on, though. You never see that. I feel like I'm not alone. Maybe I do have something in common with Gene Simmons.
Well, you don't think she wanted to kiss? Wow.
No, she doesn't. It says up there. It says before entering. In one alleged, Gene Simmons puts on a condom before entering his lady friend, who then refuses to kiss him. The reader may draw his or her own conclusion.
My conclusion would be,
She's a hooker.
She's a hooker.
Yeah, that would be my conclusion.
Usually the non-kissers are
That's
hookers.
my conclusion.
Is
She's
what I've heard.
That's where they draw the line.
Yeah, kissing for them is very personal.
But oddly enough, we just saw her shuffle to the edge of the bed and take his dick in her mouth.
Yeah, right.
Didn't she have a
weird.
condom on his first, though? That, to me, is what gives it away that I think she's a hooker. Is it looks like there's a condom on his dick.
Yeah,
Like
well,
she-
he did. It says he puts it on. He
Before
puts
the
condom
blowjob,
on.
though.
Yeah, that's true.
Regular girl doesn't put a rubber on before she fucking blows you.
So then do you think this is her place?
Yeah, he would have the camera hooked up. It's probably her hotel.
So
or her
she
place.
he probably didn't know what was going on.
Oh, no.
Hence Gene's secret.
Yeah. Let's keep going with this interview here. Terry Gross from NPR. And
I like
Gene
when she
Simmons.
said it's a drag.
Yeah.
It's kind of a drag.
Do you like the movie Spinal Tap? And do you think that
Oh.
That's tough. I mean,
that's
at
a
this
hack
point,
question right
if
there.
you're Terry Gross, though,
Yeah.
you're grasping at straws because this dude is kind of like just been the uninterview.
That's what.
So maybe she's trying to take it to the insult level. Of
That's
like,
a lazy.
you remind me of those.
That's a lazy
motherfuckers.
question, like you were saying earlier, though. I'm thinking.
True.
do you like the movie Spinal Tap? And do you think that Spinal Tap has any comment on
Rock and roll?
bands like
Sure.
this? Uh-huh.
Oh, yeah. Sure. I think it's all funny. I mean, when you really think about it, I'm not delusional enough to think that what I do is important to life as we know it on this planet. No, but neither is what you do. You know, the world can get along very well without us. Farmers are more important, teachers and firemen and so on, because if they're not around, it really affects us. Your job and my job, whether you wear less makeup and I wear more makeup, is to entertain people. And I'm here to tell you, I'm very entertaining. I don't know about you, but this is NPR.
He's got a real bug up his ass. It's like NPR killed his parents or something.
Always has a bug up his ass.
It doesn't matter what show he does.
He thinks people
Why
look
is he
at
so
that
upset,
like, wow,
man?
look
I don't
at
know.
Gene. He's really getting the most of everybody. He just comes across like a
Tell
dick.
Kevin the Jill story too. That was very
Jill?
telling.
Oh, when he did that, yeah.
Jill.
No, when I was going out with Jill Nicolini, the traffic girl, Gene was doing an interview over there, and she was doing like the entertainment segment that day, and then Gene was coming over here. So he gets done over there, comes over here, and he starts saying shit like, oh, how about I just, fuck your girlfriend or something.
I think you told me.
Yeah.
He was like right in your
and
face.
he was right in my face, and I didn't know that he knew anything about us having a relationship or something like that.
Right.
So I didn't know he was being that personal, and then I find out later on that he was like pinning her in the corner of the studio, saying, "Yeah, why don't you come to my hotel tonight?" And like she was getting pissed about the whole thing, and then him coming here knowing, because he said, she said, "Oh, you're going over to Opie Anthony." Anthony's, me and him are going out, and so he knew, and even knowing, sat in front of me, looked me right in the eyes, and completely just fucking disrespected me.
Yeah,
like
no
that.
doubt. On your show.
Like, I'll fuck your girlfriend.
Maybe he'll just do that.
Like, and if he was just like the generic, like if it was just a goof, like he didn't know my girlfriend,
Right.
he didn't know, whatever. But the fact that he knew, he was just trying to like pull one over on me or something.
Well, it
or
sounds like
just
he
complete
likes to go into
disrespect.
every interview scenario kind of the way he did with you.
Yeah.
With Terry
Who
Gross as
needs
well.
that?
How weird is that? Nike Town, which is a huge store on 57th Street here in Manhattan,
Wow.
is closed because of bed bugs.
Bunch of people. Lady Gaga's rally on gays and military.
Lady Gaga has bed bugs.
We got that.
That's
we got
it.
Lady
She's not even
Gaga.
dressed so poorly. She's dressed
No,
kind
she's just kind of normal. Oh God,
There
is
they
that like
are,
from
dude. The
Nike
bed
Town?
bugs.
Nike Town's got the bed bugs.
In Nike Town, there's a bed bug orgy going on. A lot of guts being fucked.
Yeah, a lot of.
I mean, you look.
Ew, that's what it looks like, dude. How can you not see that?
That's you're buying all that new stuff in there and bringing home bed bugs.
Pointy dicks.
Look, and they're under. Is that
how many bed bugs does the store have that they have to close it down until further notice?
They closed one in. They closed a Victoria's Secret here in New York as well.
Oh, it's the
for
worst.
The same reason.
Really?
Oh, yeah. Could you imagine? You bought some panties, put them on. They're like.
Somebody used to work there before the
at Vic's Secret, the same one they closed. You got some inside
dope?
No
bed bugs. No bed bugs.
Did you say and bring them home and put them on, Kevin?
I said if you bought panties, you came at that Victoria's Secret.
I wasn't sure.
Take them home, put them on.
Yeah.
You're like, ah!
Can you imagine you come out of the dressing room, you've had them on your face for a little while, and you find out
All right, let's continue with this Terry Gross thing. Almost over.
What exactly is NPR in your mind?
I never knew. It always sounds like a 6th grade school teacher. See, if I was in charge, give me the reins, I would get National Public Radio. And people start.
That's fair.
I actually agree with him.
That's fair.
Then why is he on there doing an interview?
Because he's going to change the world, dude. You can't just rebel from the outside. You got to change it from within.
Get in there.
Yeah, you got to get in there.
Yeah,
that's
right.
He's showing us the way.
He certainly is.
People start snoring. I'm not questioning the content. You should have bright people on. Maybe you should never have me on again if you don't think I'm bright. Clearly, it should be a wonderful place for people who read and are bright to have a conversation, a discourse perhaps without hearing whatever it is you hate about the outside world. Fine. How about some style? Give me a little spice instead of this bland. You ever see the Saturday Night Live version? It's pretty spot on.
Have you listened to it enough to know if it's spot on?
Sure. I was in Los Angeles and did a quick one. P.J. O'Rourke, who's great, who wrote for Rolling Stone, was on with myself and one other gentleman, I don't remember, and the the DJ guy gets on, "Good afternoon, Gene." Going, "What's the matter? Why are you talking like that?" "What do you mean?" Going, "You know what? Let PJ talk. PJ the DJ. You need, as a listener, I would beg you guys to get..."
Because he doesn't have an affected voice of
I was
going to
say, with his monotone fucking...
That's a character he's playing.
Crap. Yeah, he's just, well, here we go. Blah, 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 blah. It's the same fucking thing he's doing. He's such an ass.
I would beg you guys to get something else on the air. Something with style. I changed the call letters, NPR. I change it. Give it some oomph, Lexus, Locus, something. See?
Not a fan of NPR,
See?
but
And then I
think they do pretty well, right?
Yeah, they do very well.
They're fine.
They're very
They have a
profitable.
gazillion listeners. They have more listeners than anybody, if I remember correctly.
So they're doing something right.
Every fucking cab driver in New York listens
Has
to them.
it on.
Every cab driver.
And that's nationwide NPR as well.
And I think it's boring too. I hate listening to it. I think it's terribly dull. But it is
Great when
successful.
Gene's on. I'll tell you that.
Then why is it so successful? If
Very
it's so
successful.
dull, I don't get it.
I don't know either.
Some people like
I think it's talk that's kind of it's not.
It's not gonna
nobody's
harm
screaming at
anybody.
them.
Right.
It's more conversational.
Screaming at them, yeah.
You know, it's not offensive in that way. I
Type
guess.
of thing you can listen to when you've just come from a fucking clitoral circumcision in the sedan. Now you're driving
the
fucking...
calm voice, the soothing voice.
Yeah.
Now you're driving me to the airport at 5 in the morning.
Let's get through this. Gene is too into himself.
You said you don't have sympathy for that guy on the roof who keeps saying I'm going to jump.
None.
But my impression is you don't have much sympathy for anyone. You're so into yourself.
Well, that's so
You're just
true.
so deep
Well,
into yourself.
I think everybody should be. If it sounds like admiration coming out of you, I accept it. I think life is too short to have anything but delusional notions about yourself, which is you should really like yourself more than you deserve to, because the alternative isn't very good. You should really think you are better looking than you are, because the alternative is sort of, some bad notions. And so I'm aware, as a sane person, that I'm not the best looking guy in the world. I'm aware of it. But when I go into a party, I will walk out with your girlfriend.
See, there he goes. It's like, you know what? No, you won't.
Exactly.
Not this decade.
I'd walk out with my girlfriend and me.
Where are we going, Gene?
Yeah, Gene.
Well,
we're gonna go listen to records.
I'm gonna fuck your girlfriend.
Just clueless about the whole thing.
I'll walk out with your girlfriend. Really?
And I'm walking out with both of you. Let's go to McDonald's.
Yeah.
With duct tape and a fucking gun, he'll walk out with a girlfriend.
The interview ended this way.
Just one more question before we wrap up. I would like to think that the personality you've presented on our show today is a persona that you've affected as a member of KISS, something that you do on stage and before the microphone, but that you're not nearly as obnoxious in the privacy of your own home or when you're having dinner with friends.
Fair enough, and I'd like to think that the boring lady who's talking to me now is a lot sexier and more interesting than the one who's doing NPR, studious and reserved, and I bet you're a lot of fun at a party.
Well, we'll leave it at that. Gene Simmons,
Sure.
thanks so much.
I look forward to our meeting.
Bye-bye.
They're both right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They're both right there.
But she wasn't being shitty to him.
She wasn't. She was just doing who she
No.
normally. She was
Just
being
into
herself,
him.
doing what she
She hung
normally
in there.
does.
Exactly.
She did. I was always kind of impressed that she was
Yeah, she
able
hung
to.
in there.
She would have given him a lot of leeway, I think, if he would have just been nicer at one point. I think she would have been very, very cordial.
He was just so hostile and so coiled spring and like, you're wrong about that. It's like, I don't even think you guys are arguing, really.
Yeah, there was no need for an argument or some kind of head.
It just sounded like he was feeling kind of bad about himself, and he told his publicist, put me on NPR so I can say a lot of cool things about me.
I'll talk about me.
All right, let's go to the phones. We asked people to call with questions to Kevin Smith, and they've been holding it for like a half hour or so. Tom the trucker in Canada. Tom?
Morning, guys. How y'all doing?
Pretty good. We got Kevin Smith in studio, yes.
Hey, Kevin, I just want to give you big props there for coming up to Brantford and supporting the Walter Gretzky Foundation. That guy's like he does more in Brantford than what Wayne does.
Oh, yeah, God, yeah. It was, thank you, yeah, back in June. It happened first time last year when I was out here shooting a couple of dicks, which became Cop Out. Went up to Brantford, Ontario, and played in the Walter Gretzky street hockey tournament. And we went back this year as well, and this year we broke the record. We went for the Guinness Book World Records of the most registered teams in a street hockey tournament. It was held by, I think it was Ladysmith out in Vancouver or something like that. And we won it. We kind of spent like February till June driving it, kind of online and interviews and whatnot. And we wound up breaking the record like handily by about 30 members of a team or something like that. 30 more people. And all we needed was a number of teams, which we'd beat that handily as well.
How many teams played?
I think we had to get 195, and I think we were at 207.
207 teams.
207 teams playing over the course of a weekend. But it was cool, and it got into the Guinness Book of World Records. So, or at least they sent all the stuff over to him, and Guinness was signing off on it. So I thought it was kind of cool. Walter Gretzky's a really cool dude, and he's the son of Wayne. I mean, the father of Wayne Gretzky. His son is the greatest hockey player to ever live. But this dude has spent so many years just given to his community and to Canada. He's largely regarded as Canada's dad, so it was kind of a nice thing to be like, let's put him in the record books. His son has enough fucking records. Put the dad in the record book.
Did you go to his house or anything?
I did, and it's awesome. Yeah,
where Wayne grew up?
Yeah, at the Verratti Avenue house. They still live in the same place, and you go. They take you down into the basement and they hit you with bricks. No, you take it. They take you in the basement, and it's just like a fucking museum. It's like the Hockey Hall of Fame, and he keeps everything. It's not just Wayne, it's all the kids.
Sure.
So you see like all these trophies from when they were all kids playing whatever, gymnastics, baseball, hockey, and then at a certain point you just start seeing more and more of Wayne's.
Wait a minute.
Wow.
I got a memory. I was working in Rochester, New York, and I forgot about that. Wayne's brother was supposed to be the next Wayne Gretzky. It never happened, obviously.
Yeah.
What was his name again?
I forget.
Ted Gretzky.
Ted Gretzky. I think he played. I guess I don't know much about him actually, but I know he was,
and there was like definitely the kind of like, will he be the next great one? And he was fine.
A lot
but
of
he wasn't
pressure.
Wayne, yeah.
And it's the same house Wayne grew up in.
Yeah.
Did they add on to it or anything with all that Wayne Gretzky
they
money?
added on.
Okay.
Yeah, they added a bit onto it.
Knock down maybe the neighbor's house and say beat it.
They kind of built
we
it
need
out,
your space.
and then they put a pool in the backyard because when he was, the legend is when he was growing up, his dad froze the backyard, and that's where he learned to play hockey. And they have all this footage of the backyard rink and stuff. So now it's been replaced by a pool. There's no more kids to, put the rink out for anymore. All the grandkids are kind of grown up and whatnot. So I guess he put a pool in for him. So it was
cool.
that was weird, being in the backyard and being at the edge of the pool and just
where it all
knowing that
started.
the kid who would become the world's greatest hockey player in the world, like literally would just take shot after shot for hours at a time.
Right there.
It was kind of cool. I don't get really, verklempt about that kind of thing, but that one I was really emotional about. I was like, oh, it was amazing being at a crossroads of history in some way.
Do they still have his room set up?
No, lots of him, but they kind of, his room has gone on to
imagine how creepy that would be.
That would be strange. But
we left it just like he left it.
Yeah, we don't want to touch it. We just want to honor Wayne's memory.
And
he's alive.
His
yeah, right.
His brother's name is Brent, or is Brent Gretzky?
He's got,
okay.
he's got a.
Thanks, Danny.
Brent. There's another brother as well, too. Keith,
yeah,
but I think Brent's the one that played.
Let's say hi to Andy in Cleveland. Andy.
Hey guys.
Hey.
Kevin, I wanted to ask about Widening Gyre. It's
Yes,
a
sir.
great book.
Thank you.
Can you help us out? I don't.
Widening Gyre. This year I did a Batman miniseries for DC. Last year I did one called Cacophony. This year we did one called The Widening Gyre that I did with my friend Walter Flanagan, and it was 6 issues long, and the 6th issue that just came out, I guess maybe 2 months ago, and it was kind of a big shocker spoiler. It was a big shocker ending,
right?
And then with the next volume of it, 6 more issues starting pretty soon,
right?
But I took some heat for it, though, because there's a sequence in it where at one point Batman's telling a story. He's trying to give some confidence to this younger vigilante who's been hanging out with him. He's kind of training an adult, not a kid this time like Robin, more of an adult. So the whole arc of the miniseries is about how he has to learn how to trust. He doesn't know how to deal with people. He knows how to be Batman around people. He doesn't know how to be a human being around people. So slowly this guy's kind of working into his trust level and whatnot. And he sees that the guy's feeling badly, like he's not going to be ever nearly as good as Batman is at this kind of crime fighting thing. And so Batman's like, to himself, he's like, just give him something, give him a little something more, be a show, say something for once. So he tells the dude a story about the first time he used explosives on one of these gigs. And it was a moment from Batman Year One, very kind of famous moment where he blows open the wall of all these corrupt city officials, and he's like, ladies and gentlemen, you have eaten well, you've eaten Gotham Soul, your meal ends tonight, just scaring the shit out of everybody. So in my story, I said, same thing happened, but since it was the first time he used explosives, he wasn't used to the intense heat that was going to go off and the impact from the wall being blown out. And when it happened, a wave of heat hit him really hardcore, knocked him kind of for a loop a little bit, and he had what I referred to as a bladder spasm.
Uh-oh.
You would not fucking believe the amount of people, dude, who wanted my fucking blood. They're like, how dare you make Batman pee? Batman can't pee. Batman would never piss. He doesn't pee. Meanwhile, Batman in the comics at that point was lost in time. He was fighting pirates and fucking cavemen, but I said he had a bladder spasm, and you would not believe the amount of people that were just like, you're a fucking idiot. How dare you? You ruined this. How could you ruin Batman like that? It was 2 dudes. 2 dudes on the internet feeding one another. It lasted for about half a day, just as quickly went away. But there was a moment where it threatened to kind of take away, like the ending of the issue 6 was really, really fucking cool. It was a real shocker. But that moment, these guys really wanted to kind of oh, fuck that. This book is horrible because of this. One of these dudes was like, this is the worst comic book page ever printed in history.
Holy shit.
The history of comics. Just because, and I didn't even say that he pissed. He was like, I had a bladder spasm.
Right.
And I talked to, a friend of mine's a firefighter. He's like, dude, yes,
That's
happens.
what would happen.
Yeah. But these people, they're like, it wouldn't happen to Batman. I'm like, Batman, he's not real.
That sounds.
It's not real.
It sounds exhausting to argue that stuff.
Oh, dude. Yeah,
really
I
does.
argued for about 3 minutes, and I was like, what am I fucking...
Well, I'm talking
why
about...
am I arguing with
Right,
people who are fucking not getting laid?
Sure.
Fuck this noise.
Yeah. That's funny, man. Let me go to Tom in Ohio. Tom?
Yeah.
Hey, buddy.
Hey, what's up, boys?
Hey.
Hey, I just wanted to say, Kevin Smith, I think your movies are awesome. I've been watching them for a while now, and I used to date this girl. I'm not sure. She said she was related to you. She lives in Northeast Ohio, but she's the one that got me turned on to your movies, and I just want to say that they're the greatest things out there, and you're one of the best interpreters around, and I look up to you, and I think you do a great job.
Thanks, man. I totally appreciate that. Can I share something with you, dude? There's a picture here on the computer, which is awesome. It's Batman, and he's got He's reading a note and it says, "Dear Batman, I came in your mask. Regards, Robin."
How great is that?
He's got a wide-eyed expression like, "You son of a bitch."
Well, thanks, boys.
Thanks, guys. Thanks for the props.
What's your favorite movie, Tom?
The original Clerks is awesome, man.
Thanks, man.
And don't take any shit from those Southwest geeks, man.
Never, sir. Never.
How much did it cost you to make Clerks?
$27,575.
Which was a lot of money, though. I
That's
guarantee
insanely
at the time.
well spent cash, man. 'Cause,
Yeah, right.
still, to this day, it's like 16 years later, and somebody's still like Clerks, which is good on one hand. On the other hand, it's like, you haven't done anything as good as Clerks.
But it's like, how do you feel about the theory that, like, when you're directing something, you should tell the story visually, and the dialogue should spice it up, or do you think the dialogue
One of
should
those
drive the
guys.
story?
I've always been the other guy.
You're the
who's
dialogue
like,
guy,
yeah,
right?
because
Love
visuals
dialogue.
don't occur easily to me. Only more recently in life have I kind of started concentrating more on the visual aspect of telling a story in film, which is weird because it is a visual medium. But up until recently, it's always been more like dialogue first.
And how
That's
about
me.
any conflict? Every story has to have conflict.
Not really. It just depends. I mean, most stories do. Otherwise, they don't really go anywhere. But
Yeah.
I'm not one of those dudes that's just like, I need 3 acts and a conflict. It's just, I just kind of have an idea for a conversation, and I build everything else around there. Start with the dialogue for me.
Because somebody was saying recently that no, some things don't have to have conflict in them. But it's like, I can't think of one thing I've ever seen. It doesn't have to be between people. It could be between a guy and himself. I can't think of
Well,
one.
they say there's 3 basic stories in the world. There's man versus man, man versus environment, man versus himself.
Forgot man versus tranny. That's one that a lot of people have battled.
The fucking to the death. The eternal struggle.
Let's say hi to Tim in Connecticut. Tim, got a question for Kevin Smith?
Hey, Kevin, I was wondering if you had purchased any more massive televisions lately.
All right. What was the one you bought?
I have a
we talked about?
103-inch television. I didn't even buy that one. That was given to me by Panasonic, God bless them. I don't think I could ever, in good faith, spend as much money on a TV as that TV cost. I think when it came out, it was like $70,000.
Wow.
And unless it had a fucking steering wheel and a motor on it, I don't think I could justify that purchase to my wife. But
103
they
inches.
gave me one for judging a contest, I think it was.
Wow.
And I love it. The wife hates it. She calls it the
Why?
nuclear sun because it's so bright. She's like, we can't go to bed, dude. Just there it is. It's just like,
Yeah, I forgot it's in your bedroom.
so fucking
too.
mad. And it sits literally like 3 feet from the end of our bed.
That's so bad for your eyes, isn't it?
If it is, I don't care.
He's
Look
like
at the rest of me. It's fine as shit. What do I care about the eyes, Jim? But I love it. I lay on the bed on my belly just like this, so I'm like 2 feet away from the screen. She can't stand it.
Get away from
We're
that.
trying to turn on the AC as much as we can for you,
the
Kevin.
thing is great. Here's the story that's going on here. Kevin is really hot.
I'll say. Warm, man.
It might be that
I'm
jersey.
fanning myself. I'm fanning myself like an old black lady.
My
At
fingertips
church.
are numb.
You're freezing?
Because the air coming out of there is about 30 degrees. And like, look at me. I got goosebumps. I'm freezing sitting
cold?
here.
You wanna
I'm
switch?
No,
I'm getting hit
I've
with
never
this too.
switched.
It's cold
No,
coming out
I'll-
of here.
I'll go over here.
We'll be fine.
There's none for me. Meanwhile, I'm waving a magazine.
Yeah, I love the hockey jerseys, but they just don't breathe.
I go the other way, which is like I wear this during the summer because it breathes pretty. I mean, this is micro mesh, so it's pretty.
Oh, yeah,
it's
it's
not
got-
as heavy as the other
It's not
shit.
as bad.
It's got
I guess.
hold you.
All right. I don't know where to go. Everyone wants to talk.
Blown
to me.
BP oil well now permanently capped. That's a happy piece of
Oh,
news.
yeah, especially since someone bought stock.
Yes.
Yay!
Who bought
Yay!
Oh, I was capitalizing on dead pelicans.
Yeah.
What were you doing? How? Explain.
Once the stock dropped and the bottom
Yeah.
fell out,
You just started buying
and
a
I
bunch of
still
BP?
and I still realized that this is a company that makes a fuckload of profit
Right.
every quarter. They make billions of dollars. Once this whole thing passes and it gets off the news and people forget about it,
It's going right back
go
up.
right back up. So I bought a
call.
fuckload and I'm waiting. Price today of oil is up, so.
Yeah.
So you
It'll
still
go up
haven't
today.
made?
Oh, I've made
You've
some
made
cash
money?
on this one. Yeah,
Me too.
yeah.
Playing the markets and whatnot.
Yeah, you just fucking throw some in your E-Trade account and fucking buy and sell.
God, it's as simple
Have
as like
fun.
video poker now.
That's what
isn't
it is. It's
yes,
just,
it is.
and I don't
That's
think of
dangerous, man.
I don't think of it as anything but gambling. Like I'm not like, well, let me buy some blue chips and hold on
What's
to them
that?
for a while. Oh, no chip.
No.
I look at it as it's like playing online poker with
Your
life.
future.
You're freezing over there.
Myself.
Oh, little angel.
And then I
Now your
scratch
mosquito
myself.
bite is bleeding. You're all right over
Scratch my
there.
mosquito bite.
It's a bed bug bite.
Bed bugs.
It's
No,
bed
I
bugs.
swear it's a skeeter.
A bed bug was fucking your bicep.
Yeah.
Oh no! I hope that
you guys
fucking
can turn the AC off if you guys
MRSA
are cold.
doesn't. No, it's fine.
You fanning that actually makes the cool air go on me too. I'm in a great spot here. I like
You
it.
are. You're in the Nexus, man. Perfect storm. Right there.
I feel like Caligula. You should be feeding me grapes.
Blind Stevie's coming into studio with the fan for Kevin Smith, I believe, and he shaved his
the
head.
magazine in my hand is totally fine.
Bring him.
No, Stevie walked right by the studio. He doesn't
Right
know
into
where
an
it is.
elevator shaft.
I'm good, please. No, you don't even have to bring in the
Look
fan.
at
This is totally
Stevie.
We found this guy is the most blind you could be without having a German Shepherd.
Yeah. How you doing, Stevie?
You know Kevin Smith?
Hey, sir.
Do you know which one he is?
Hey, man.
I've heard his movies. Poor little fucker.
Stevie, say hi to Kevin Smith.
I did.
We did. He was
that was it?
Working, yeah.
All right.
I gotta hold the fan because I'm plugging this fan in.
You're not making this fucking dude hold the fan on me, are you?
That would be great.
This is horrible.
Just make him hold the fan.
How great would that be? Stevie, why don't you just hold the fan? You gave us a great idea.
Bring a Negro for Kevin Smith.
You gave us a great idea.
Put it down. Don't let him talk you into it, sir.
Kevin's like, you're not going to make him hold the fan, are you?
He's standing there holding the fan. I felt bad for him.
Stevie, why'd you shave your head?
Oh, wow, he did.
Yeah, get on mic.
I figured it was time, to
Keep the fan on him.
No, talk to the fan.
talk through the fan.
Yeah, you know how you get that effect? We all tried as kids. Can you do that?
I'm trying to make it stand.
All right.
I figured it was time.
No, that's not how you talk through a
You're
fan.
fucking fanning the microphone while Kevin Smith is
So hot.
But
you have
told
to talk
me to
from
talk
behind.
through the fan.
From behind.
From behind. Okay.
And then you sound like, what was it, Darth Vader it sounded like or something?
It's just a little choppy.
All right, it's not working.
no. Yes.
Obviously, the bit's not going to work. Let's just move on.
Bit just fell apart.
Oh my God.
And no one wanted to admit it.
I figured
No.
it was time to get a haircut, so figured I'd do it yesterday while I wasn't coming in.
All right.
All right, you sound like Babe Ruth right before he died. Enough with this idiot in the fan. Put it down and go fucking drink poison.
There you go, yeah. just put the fan close to Kevin Smith so you can get some relief.
Yeah.
I'm good, sir. Thank you.
Why are you putting the fan down his ankles?
My cankles are boiling. Can you put that fan down there? I'm feeling very hot. I got the vapors on my ankles.
All right, you better just hold it. That would be better.
Holding the fan.
Yeah.
What are you doing?
Yeah.
No.
Trying to make it stop though. It's like moving on me.
Well, repeat after me. Lodi, your show is hot, Mr. Smith.
You really
not
look
gonna laugh.
a lot more like Bobby now from King of the Hill.
Okay.
Yeah, with the
does,
short
yeah, with
hair.
the short
you're
hair,
really.
Yeah. I've gotten that before, so.
Oh, you have?
Yeah. So.
Have you ever? Well, I was going to say, have you ever seen the show? But
How about we put the fan down? And
Yeah, this is
fucking
weird.
move on?
Yeah.
This
This is weird.
Yeah.
I'm good,
Kevin-
sir. I got the fan. Thank you.
I'm a
Put it down,
fanboy.
man.
Get it?
What do you mean?
oh, he didn't.
Kevin, it's very uncomfortable. Will you
How
just
about you
Yeah,
put
this
it
is
in?
awkward.
Put it on the chair or something.
I'm going to
Yes.
start acting like Gene Simmons all of a sudden.
Why don't you be a little creative and clever? Well, this one. Just,
doing? You said the chair. Put it on the chair.
yeah.
Yeah. So what? Which chair? This chair.
You're supposed to be a think on your feet kind of guy.
I'm embarrassed.
I'm trying to be, but I mean,
What would you think would be the best way to have that air hit Kevin Smith without you holding the fan? Go. That's all you got to do.
put it down.
I
don't
am
know.
not asking you to answer me. I'm just saying do it.
Oh.
Yeah.
Figure out a way where you could put the fan. Did he put it on the floor again?
He's about to.
He is fucked.
Now aim
Is
it.
that good?
No, aim it at Kevin.
Yeah, put it up. Just put it up a little higher so he gets hit with the fan.
Just lift it up high.
Do it. No, can you aim it up?
Oh. Yeah.
Jesus.
exactly.
You're panicking.
Is that good?
Kevin, you feel that?
I'm totally good. I left this conversation 10 minutes ago. I'm now just knee deep in Life and Style Weekly.
really
You guys do what
did.
you need to with the fan.
Kevin just bailed.
Yeah, he's perusing a gardening magazine.
You know what? And I don't blame him. All right,
Did you
let's-
guys, anybody
Yeah, go
watch the VMAs by any chance?
A little bit.
Few minutes.
Did you see Cher come out at the end?
Yes, he looked good.
little rough, huh?
Did really?
Yeah.
From where I was sitting, didn't look bad. Again, my seats must have been bad.
Wearing that, what
I
was
thought
it,
she
from
looked
the
very,
old video?
Yeah, from the.
Yeah.
Do
It
we
was
have
the
a-
only time of the night. The whole time I took my kid, and the whole time of the night I kept turning over the kid, going like, "Who's that?" Who's that? Everybody that came out, I was like, I don't know any of these people. I felt like an old man lost on the train. I was like, I don't know anybody here. Somebody get me home.
You know what? And she looks exactly the same.
She
as
looks
when
the same,
when she
man.
first wore the.
Yeah, she doesn't look bad.
Totally, but that was the only time of night where somebody came out and my kid turned to me and was like, who's that? I'm like, well, that's Cher.
Let me tell you what.
I know this one.
Right.
She looks like a male-female impersonator of Cher.
Right.
She's tall, man, but she hasn't fucking aged. That's a 20-year-old outfit.
Because she's dead. They just keep wheeling her out.
Like a vampire, man. She doesn't have to poop anymore.
And you need a coat?
No, I'm good.
You want to wear my sweat jacket?
No, I'm fine. I'm fine.
All right, let's go back to the phones. Everyone's waiting to
Do you
talk
think that's a
to
wig?
Kevin Smith. Oh, yeah.
Of course it's a wig. Like he asked about Gene Simmons. I want to make Chinese food in his hair.
Gene Simmons is
Oh
a
my
wig?
God, yeah.
Has to be.
So what's under
It
it?
looks like a walk.
I think there's a picture of bald Gene Simmons, right? Yeah, Danny will find everything.
Is he bald?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
He's an older guy.
He did it. It was for something.
I'm sure he has some hair.
Yeah, no, that's him just shaving his head.
That's him. It was shaved for something.
Yeah,
he was
obviously.
shooting something.
Right.
He has a nicely shaved head, though. It's not. He doesn't look creepy bald. He looks.
Yeah,
fine.
I think I got indentations in my head. I ain't looking forward to the shave.
I got liver spots. My head's a mess.
Do you have liver spots?
Oh,
Like
bunch
Mr.
of-
Burns?
bunch
and
of
shit?
slugs fucking on my head.
3 little dots on your head?
It's creepy.
Excellent.
Oh, my God. All right, let me say hi to Darren. Darren, what do you got for Kevin Smith?
Is this the first or second Darren?
Yeah. Right.
Thank you very much.
Dick,
Old joke.
Darren.
Sargent was the second one.
Huh?
Dick York?
Dick
Yeah.
York was he was the good one.
And then the other
Dick
one was Dick Sargent.
I didn't
Both
like-
named Dick, too.
Yeah, very odd.
That's actually how I was named.
Get out of here, really?
Yeah, dead serious.
So your family's a big fan of Bewitched?
Yeah.
My brother was named after that, too.
After Bewitched?
Yeah.
What's that?
And I have a brother named Quinn after Quinn Martin Productions.
Get out of here,
Oh, yeah.
man.
We
Big
were
TV watchers.
Big TV
Quinn
watchers.
Martin Productions. Epilogue.
Jesus.
His sister Epilogue.
Yes. His daughter Quincy.
My brother Scott was named after an astronaut. You know which one?
What's your brother's name?
Scott.
Is it Neil A?
Oh, probably Scott Carpenter.
That's why I'm asking. Yeah, Scott Carpenter.
Yeah, original Mercury 7.
Jesus. All right, what do you got for Kevin Smith, Darren?
I wanted to ask Kevin what he thought about some of the new superhero movies that are coming out, like Green Lantern, Captain America, Thor, stuff like that.
I saw a bit of Thor at Comic-Con, and I could care less about that character, but that footage looked great. Like, it actually looked like it might be a cool movie, even though
Really?
everyone's running around wearing those gigantic costumes.
Who's
But
playing Thor?
It's a dude who played Kirk's dad in the opening of the new Star Trek
Oh,
movie.
oh, in the opening.
Yeah,
okay.
the one who gets killed.
Yeah. All right.
Spoilers.
Yeah, right. Spoiler right there.
You haven't seen Star Trek yet.
What was your favorite superhero movie of all time, Kevin?
Mine? I think Dark Knight, hands down.
Oh, yeah.
I love Dark Knight. I could still watch it. Still popping in.
That's the first one, right?
The first, no, that was the second one. Batman Begins was the first one.
Oh, right.
Dark
I
Knight
love
was the one with
Batman
Heath
Begins,
Ledger.
though.
You like that one?
Oh, yeah.
I
Although
like it
Heath
too.
Ledger was amazing.
I don't like Christian
obviously.
Bale as Batman.
You don't dig him, yeah?
Nah, I'm not digging him.
He's for me, he's neutral.
Jimmy
he
doesn't like this part.
Yeah,
the voice.
I talk like that.
That's the weird thing.
It's fucking terrible. Hurts my
Yeah.
throat. Sounds like Jimmy
he
Durante.
must have friends.
He was doing that
Like,
in...
don't talk to me like that.
In the Terminator movie, too, he was doing that.
He yelled
Have
at
that whole thing.
It's like, he doesn't talk like that. What the fuck is he doing?
Cha-cha-cha-cha.
But I like that movie a lot. I thought they nailed it. I thought that, and it also played more like a cop movie than it did like a superhero movie. He just happened to be a cop in tights or something. That's what it felt like.
That was a good one. I don't know.
We had the discussion last time about his head hanging out the car door.
Yeah, what a great moment
yeah.
that
Such
was.
one of
Just
the
amazing.
Just enjoying
best
the fresh
images
air.
of the
Yeah.
last, like, 10
Fresh
years
air.
in a movie.
That's what he
Just
was doing, yeah.
amazing.
Yeah, it was
Just
really
having
cool.
a kid moment in
That-
the middle of all
Totally.
this mayhem.
That and when he looks over his shoulder when the motorcycle goes by when he's trying to kind of commit suicide by cop. That's a great,
Unbelievable.
great shot. It was well shot, that movie.
Yeah, very.
I don't know where to go.
But I'm gonna say I look forward to that. I look forward to Captain America. I mean, who doesn't?
Who's playing him?
It's the guy who played the Human Torch. What's his name?
Richard Pryor?
And somewhere the young Jimmy is giving a shout out to Richard with that one, waving at the camera.
Casey's watching.
Just in case. He's checking out the new
Chris
comic on
Evans,
the
that's his
scene.
name. Chris Evans is
Yeah.
his name. And then what was the other movie he said? He said Erica.
I don't know.
Green
Green
Lantern.
Lantern.
Oh, right.
Yeah, I'm all for it, man. I'm all for seeing that too.
Jesus.
It's that character that to me has always been kind of. I don't know. It's one of those impossible characters. Like when you write for Superman, it's like how do you write for the character that can't be harmed except by one thing?
Yeah.
You know, it's like where your story is pretty much going to go at any given moment. Green Lantern, the guy has this ring that essentially whatever he thinks or wishes, the ring does and makes. And in the comics, that's historically a giant boxing glove punching villains and stuff. So his imagination kind of limited.
Yeah.
But this is the one that they've been talking about for years. And now that CGI exists, that they could actually pull this character off and make shit from his ring.
It's going to be just a green guy with a gigantic cock. Exactly. That's the whole movie. Him getting compliments.
The real Green Lantern. He gets this amazing ring from space. He's like, this is what I use it for.
Yeah. It's 2 hours of women saying it's the biggest cock I've ever seen. Of course. And the credits roll.
All right, we got a tough question coming in. John in Virginia. John.
Here we go.
Hey, Kevin, how are you, bud?
How are you, sir?
Good. Hey, back in '96, my wife died in childbirth, having my son.
Jesus.
And 3 or 4 months after that, a friend of mine brought a DVD down, and it was Clerks. And it was the first time I laughed, and I laughed through the whole goddamn movie. And you just hold a special place, man. You can do anything, and you never do shit, but you could do shit, and I would still laugh at it. But I wanted to let you know it was funny when you did Jersey Girl.
I was just gonna say, like, oh man, that's yeah.
I feel like this weird connection with you. I never met you. I don't go on the computer and blog with you, but brother, it just you helped me out a lot, not even knowing it. So
I appreciate that so much. Let me ask you a question. So your wife died in childbirth?
Yes.
How long before you started getting back on the horse, so to speak? Because Dave Anson in the Newsweek, like in Jersey Girl, the conceit was Jennifer Lopez died in childbirth, having Ben's kid. Their characters, not them. And then 7 years later is the first time he hooked up with Liv Tyler. And I remember David Anson in Newsweek was like, that is patently unbelievable. He's like, that could never happen in a million years. And I remember he gave me the benefit of doing this kind of sit-down piece with Newsweek. Like, instead of just writing a shit review, he sat down and did a dialogue piece where he's like, I don't like the movie, and here's why. Now, would you like to talk about it or defend it? So that's kind of what I did. And my point to him was like, I don't know, dude, like, I'm crazy about my wife. She dropped dead. I'm not going to start fucking like right away. I don't even know if 7 years is conceivable. He's
7
raising
years.
a daughter.
Wow.
He's like, he's in the fucking suburbs living with his dad. Where's all this pussy hitting him from?
I'd get blown in the limo on the way home. Hey, look, before you run the car back. I already got to have the suit cleaned.
7 years. He really took me to task for that. He said it wasn't
long enough.
Absolutely
7 years?
Unbelievable. He said nobody would wait 7 years to have sex.
Yeah, that's a long time.
And then I said, well, David, what if your wife died? And he was like, I'm gay. And I was like, okay, never mind.
Right?
You got me there, dude. All right.
So, John, that's the question. How long?
Well, I would say it was less than a year.
Wow.
I wore my wedding ring, and then I was in a band, and I remember my drummer and singer, we were after a gig, talking to these two chicks, and I walked up, and they said, oh, well, you're married. I said, no, actually, I'm not. I'm a widower. My wife died having my son, and the pity pussy started.
I was going to say, my God, it must have just dumped into your lap. I mean, that's the way the universe corrects itself. It's the least it could fucking do for you.
Poor thing.
Yeah, no doubt.
Yeah, it was awesome. I mean, look, I was devastated, and I still think about it every day. I said, my son's 13. But yeah, man, the wedding ring, first of all, I never knew that wearing a wedding ring, you get more pussy than if you're single.
That's what they say. That's never.
If you're a widower with a son and a golden retriever puppy, I just walk down the street with a T-shirt and a boner and get sucked.
What the hell is this guy doing? He's got all the fucking tricks.
I have a new story. I'm just going to buy a ring now and fucking wear it. You're what? Yeah. I lied.
George Carlin, when I first met George Carlin and we were talking about doing Dogma, his wife had just died, and they'd been together for years and years and years. And he had, the only request he had about the script, about doing the movie, was he's like, my wife just died. I was wondering, I can't take this ring off yet, so I'm going to put a Band-Aid around it in the scene, if that's cool. My heart broke. I was just like, that is so beautiful. What a lovely sentiment that he's just like not quite ready to commit, even in as much as like I'm just on the set for a couple days. He didn't want to take it off. He just put a Band-Aid around it.
How
That's love.
I think, what was her name?
Brenda.
His wife's name was Brenda?
Brenda Carlin.
Okay. Because he signed a photo. I have a photo with him, and he signed it.
After Brenda died, there was a chick named Sally who he was with for a while, I believe. Sally Mann. Not Sally Mann. That was the chick with the dancing fan. Sally, I forget her last name.
Did she die as well?
I don't think so. No.
Okay.
I think she's
because he
still
put
around.
like an S period J period after his autograph. It's really weird. On my on the photo that I have with him.
Right.
He signed it and he put an S.J.
I wonder what her last name was.
I don't know.
Stupid jerk for you.
Probably.
Hey, John.
He was like, I heard you gave a shout out to Pryor in your youth. What about me? Where's my wave?
I was so uncharming. Yeah, I was never very good in school. Really, faggot? Tell us more.
Uncharming.
Oh, I was fucking awful. Behind the music.
All right, John. Thanks for the phone call, buddy.
Thanks, man.
Yeah.
What a good guy.
Yeah, right on. Had
What a
happy
good guy. And
ending.
isn't it nice to know
That
that,
phone
the
call
fucking
had a happy
universe
ending.
took... I know, really.
Thank
Because
God.
at the top, you're like, oh, man.
I know.
But I mean, the universe corrected itself. It's like it took something really important from him, and they're like, well, we can't give it back, but we'll do some of this.
And he's laughing his ass off at Clerks after like that happened.
Yeah.
Imagine that.
Probably like uncomfortably hard for everyone around him.
Yeah, like, oh, look, he's laughing.
That fucking that De Niro and Cape Fear laugh.
Yeah.
Hands in the back of his head.
Yeah.
And shit.
Everyone's just sad.
Oh, what a sad thing.
All right.
It's gotta suck for any kid that, like, your mother dies.
13
when
years
you're-
without
yeah.
a mom, and
You think there's guilt there?
But then you get that guilt
the
thing.
kid?
It's gotta happen.
I don't know. Like, if it happened to me, let me try. If I was responsible for my mom's death and childbirth, no, I don't think so.
Yeah, it's just a thing of nature.
Yeah, it's just
Yeah,
like I had
but-
nothing to do with it. I mean, you just hope your father never gets mad at you one day. It's like, you fucking blah, blah, blah.
Then again, kids blame themselves for divorce. It's
Yeah.
like it's not always logical.
And then you got to wonder if your dad kind of resents you a little bit because you were having a great old time, and then, kid comes out, no more good times with the wife.
I think it makes you go the other way, where it's
Yeah?
just like, this is the last piece of that person you'll ever have, is that kid. So you
Can't
tend
fuck
to...
it, though.
Good point. Good point. You can, but it's
Speak for
not
yourself.
defined favorably at all. You can, but why would you want to?
That's true.
Is it,
Oh, Ant and his logic.
I think it's leak. Let's take some leaks and continue with Kevin Smith. The big news today, Kevin came in to announce that he's doing the Smodcast for us now.
Yes.
Which is really good news.
We're
right
taking
here on the
it
virus.
here on the virus.
Yeah.
Yeah. One exclusive news show a month, and then they play a bunch of the other ones that we've been playing for years.
Which
now.
is awesome because
Yeah,
those
it's cool.
shows are great. And
Thanks,
we'll have
man.
promos on the channel to explain the whole thing for you. So stay there. More with Kevin Smith.
The Virus, Sirius XM. This is the Opie and Anthony Show.
Metallica. Kevin's done our show a lot, and it just hit me. We've never talked music with you, have we?
No, not really.
What?
I have pretty shitty musical taste.
Oh,
Not
you do?
shitty, but they just kind of stopped at a certain point. I don't really listen to anything all that new. A lot of 80s shit, a lot of Run DMC, a lot of Public Enemy. Lately, though, I've found myself going back to the 70s tunes. All the songs that I hated when I was a kid that
Yeah.
would play, my parents would play, or I'd hear on like those K-Tel commercials. Now that's what I listen to, like so many of them.
So you, growing up in music, not so much.
Nah, not really.
But right now,
I hate live music too. I can't
Really?
Yeah, you can't hear the lyrics, man. I'm a word guy, so
Right.
all you ever hear is like instrumentation. That's fine, but I like hearing the
Last
lyrics.
concert you went to?
I think it was. Do you count shit like High School Musical? I had to take the kid to that
wow,
High
it's been a
School
while.
Musical concert. But for me, I think Liz Phair is the last time I went out
Okay.
to see. I saw her play. I think at the Spider
know
Club
her
in
stuff
Los
that
Angeles
well.
or something. But she was she was lost in the orchestration, the music itself,
Yeah.
without hearing. I couldn't hear the dialogues. I was like, why am I here?
Well, it's kind of hard to grow up.
Lyrics, sorry.
Kind of hard to grow up not being into music, though.
Yeah. I grew up in Jersey, so we had music given to us. He's like, you have Springsteen.
Right.
And then later on, you have Bon Jovi.
Right.
So we were instructed who
pretty
to
much
like
it.
from an early age. Yeah.
For Jersey, that's about all you're allowed. Yeah.
Totally. And my father was a big country and Western fan, so there was a lot of that playing in the house.
So that kind of takes you out of the music
It
mix
really
right there.
does. And it's not like, you could put in your Kiss album.
Yeah,
You'd be
yeah.
like, take that off. I didn't even have a Kiss
My
album.
father was like
I
that
did.
too.
Did you?
growing
I
up.
know, you had a
Oh
bunch.
yeah. Growing up, my father was in the country, and it was just the oddest thing.
Do you remember names from your country youth, like Charlie Pride?
Yeah, there was all those guys.
You remember that name, right?
The Silver Fox.
Yes. Tom T. Hall.
Oh, my God.
All those names from my youth, man, that like I would see and hear all the time. Every once in a while they come up and you're like, oh, my God, I haven't thought of that name.
Yeah.
Wait, who was the one that would go, oh, how they love to talk? He says, was that Charlie Rich or Charlie?
Maybe Charlie Rich.
He says his K's too hard. Walk.
I like old school country. I can't name.
Take the
much
ribbon
of it,
from
but-
your hair.
Yeah,
that
was one. And he stopped loving her today. He plays the wreath upon the door. Always in my father's room, real loud. I never understood it when I was a kid, but I listened to that song when I grew up. Sad.
Yeah,
what was my old man doing in that room? Why would you listen to that music?
All those songs are so fucking just sad.
But he had a pretty happy life. Like, you know, he had a wife who dug him. It's not like he had some lost love, but he listened to all that fucking music. I never quite understood why.
We went out to California, me, my brother, my father, and my father's like chick at the time. And it was in a Pinto, in a fucking hatchback, not even one of the longer Pintos. And 4 people, 3,000 miles in a Pinto, with him just blasting his 8 tracks of country music. So in the middle of the, the track would change.
I remember.
No one knows what goes on behind closed doors. There it is.
I remember that. Yeah, it would end. Like a song would sometimes end in one of the tracks, and then it would track over to the next track, and then the song would ramp up again.
Yeah, they couldn't time it out right.
But why couldn't they figure that out? That seems like something they should have been able to figure out.
Say fucking 8 tracks. What the hell do they know?
I know, but come on. At that point, they were just like, hey, man, we put music on this tape. That's a miracle.
Yeah, that's
amazing.
good point. What, are you going to take a record player in your car, motherfucker?
All right, good point. But yeah, it's so weird, like what you would tolerate. And now, if somebody did that to you, like we're going to break up your track, you'd be like, fuck, you're out of your mind.
Stop. I never thought we'd get any further than the cassette player in a car. When I had I agree. That, and you just popped your cassette in. And then they had the
fancy ones would flip it inside.
Yeah.
My friend Ernie O'Donnell had that. He had that. He put it in his truck, put the tape in. It would self flip. But then one day it stuck, and we can only listen to the Blues Brothers soundtrack for the next 3 years.
You said that in the Cop Out commentary.
Yeah. Totally.
I thought that was a great story.
It's true. It's like where I learned to drive Ernie's car listening to fucking
Bruce Willis.
Yeah.
All right, I got to bring this up because I swear I love the commentary on Cop Out. You had one of your childhood friends play a scene with Bruce Willis
Ernie,
because
that guy,
of that
for that
cassette.
Thing. Yeah. Ernie O'Donnell.
Can you tell that story real fast?
Absolutely. He's a friend of mine growing up for many, many years. And he always wanted to act. He was way into acting and whatnot. So he's popped up in the movies over the years. He was in Clerks. He's the guy who's like, I'm a trainer. He's the guy who's giving Dante shit about lifting up the milk and whatnot.
Hysterical.
So going into this, there was honestly, when I got the job to do what it was called A Couple of Dicks then, it became Cop Out. Once Bruce Willis was cast, there was only one person in the world that I wanted to talk to. It was Ernie O'Donnell. It was the only person who I knew would be more excited than me. Everyone else is like, oh, good for you, man. Bruce Willis, that's kind of cool. But I knew Ernie would be like, you're kidding. Like, because that was, he taught me how to drive in his truck listening to fucking Bruce Willis's album,
right.
The Respect Yourself album. The Return of Bruno, it was called.
Right.
So I gave him a shout, and I was just like,
cool is that?
I'm doing this movie, dude. The next movie. I said, I got to tell you who's in it. And he's like, who? And I was like, Willis. He goes, get the fuck out of here. I said, even better, dude, you're going to be in a scene with him. He was like, get the fuck out of here. And he came up, and he's the guy in the sequence with Sean Wayne Scott. They robbed the house.
Right.
Jimmy knew where I was going.
The card store.
Card store.
Isn't that wild? All based on the cassette.
Your stupid cassette player.
I know, right?
Stuck. Those are the worst when you just hear it start grinding away in there.
Or slow down just for a split second.
When was the last time you listened to a cassette and heard that hiss?
Yeah, the cassette hiss. And they couldn't figure that out when they flipped it, too, because sometimes you'd have the end where it was just dead air for a while because the other side had a make
Had
up
to be a
for
little
it.
bit longer.
Yeah, a little longer.
But then
and-
they figured out how you could fast forward right to the next song without trying to figure it out
but
yourself.
that was hard too because
That was more home units. They would look for the 3-second gap,
Right.
and then they
Yeah.
would and then it would stop horribly,
right?
And you'd think it was going to
It
split.
was so hard to try to figure out, like, all right, I want to hear a certain song. I'll put this in. I got to fast forward it on the other side. Wait a minute. No, if I put it this way, I can't find the song. It would piss you
God,
off.
we're old.
There was a report
sucks.
I saw. You guys probably did it at one point, but there was some news report came out a couple weeks ago where they were talking about all the things of the class entering high school right now. I guess is the class of 2014.
Oh shit! Yeah.
And so they were saying these are the things that the class of 2014 has no concept of and are not familiar with. Number one, they've never twisted the phone cord while they were on the phone because they've never lived in a world with phone cords. Number two, they have no idea what this means when you tap your wrist because nobody wears watches anymore. Everyone has their clock on the cell phone. It was a list of all these things. I was like, that's fucked up, man. Like shit that
I want to see this list now.
You
We didn't do this bit.
yeah, it's common.
Yeah.
It's all the shit that you do and all the shit you
take for
are
granted,
used to
whatever.
take for granted.
Cassettes,
It doesn't
yeah.
exist in their world at all anymore. Like there are
Dubbing.
some people that like one of the things. Yeah, there it is. The Beloit College. Yeah.
Remember dubbing cassettes when you had the dual cassette player?
Yep. Oh,
and
yeah.
you were able to put it in
Fast forward.
and make it,
Twice the speed.
twice the speed.
Skip down
Yeah,
to go
that-
to.
that
I just found a
Shit.
bunch of my old stand-up cassettes. Which I used to tape every set, and I want to know how to put them on digital so I can
You
goof on
can't
them.
do it.
Here we go, man. Number 32. Czechoslovakia has never existed for the class of 2014. Number 41. American companies have always done business in Vietnam. If you're graduating in
shit.
2014. Number 58. Beethoven has always been a dog. Isn't that strange?
You know what's funny? Beethoven, always been a dog, is just as important as never having seen Czechoslovakia.
Exactly.
Irrelevant.
It's right there on the same
It's
list.
irrelevant.
It's a weird list, though.
There it is, man. There's a full list right there.
Any other ones worth mentioning?
Few in the class know how to write in cursive. For these students, Benny Hill, Sam Kinison, Sam Walton, Burt Parks, and Tony Perkins have always been dead.
Ooh, that's fucked up.
Isn't that
right
weird?
there.
Email is just too slow, and they seldom, if ever, use snail mail. Al Gore has always been animated. I guess since '92. Is that the year they said? If you were born in '92.
Born in '92. Yeah, that's fucking.
Caramel macchiato and venti half calf latte have always been street corner lingo.
Jesus.
John McEnroe has never played professional tennis. Clint Eastwood is better known as a sensitive director than as Dirty Harry.
Oh, Jesus.
Dr. Kevorkian has never been licensed to practice medicine. This is all shit that's happened since '92, dude.
That's not that
There
long
it is. They
ago.
never twisted the coiled handset wire aimlessly around their wrist while chatting on the phone. Cop Killer by rapper Ice-T has never been available on a recording.
Why? Was that yanked?
They yanked
Oh,
it,
yeah, they
remember?
yanked that
and they
one.
still have never reissued it.
You can still get it somewhere, right?
Yeah, probably online, I'm sure, but you can't go into a store and buy it, though, unless you're going into like a fucking second-hand
Who's going
used
into
store.
stores and buying anything?
Yeah, I was going to say, oh, that
It's
doesn't
like,
really
if I like a
exist.
song,
That's the thing you see on the bus, dude.
iTunes.
Crossing the country, how many fucking malls are abandoned and empty?
yeah.
Like, just malls are just going under, man. Just kind of like...
Who's going out?
Because everyone's buying their shit.
I like to go to an Aubon Pen with a young lady. Coffee and a croissant, perhaps a good conversation.
I never knew how to
pronounce it.
No, until just now.
Aubon Pen is a wonderful place for a young couple in love to go and getting to know each other a little bit and talk about their fears.
Over a turkey sandwich.
A turkey sandwich served by some Indian lady, and then you're
This is the best of France.
do you notice if movie theaters too are kind of dropping off? I mean, I know
I haven't seen
movies are still grossing a lot and everything, but of course the price is going up and shit
I haven't
like that.
seen too many, but it almost seems like a matter of time, right? Because more
Doesn't
people,
it?
especially with like, have you seen the Netflix streaming technology?
Yes. Yeah.
Where you can literally watch a fucking movie on your phone and
Yeah.
it's streamed in 20 seconds. It's there.
I know, it's right there.
And it's crystal clear. It's like watching a DVD.
And that's right at the beginning of that technology right now.
No doubt.
Yeah.
So if you're doing that, you're going to be able to do it at home way quickly.
And
but there's still always going to be that element of like, let's go out. Just like the theater never
To go
died.
out,
Movies, I don't think will ever die. People
Yeah.
still like going, having that collective experience.
But you can't have the theater in your house.
That's it.
Live. You
Yeah.
can't have a movie. And the better home theaters get, the better surround sound gets. You put a couple of bad incidents, bed bugs. I keep finding bed bugs in movie theaters.
Right.
You know what I like?
Couple of chasing
I like
that.
fucking Pause. I like drinking beer if I'm sitting there and watching a fucking movie. I don't want to be a slave to people that are sitting in front of me. Man.
I think really the movies are fast becoming the domain of the young, because you're right. You get to a certain age, you're like, I want to build my perfect movie watching environment. And I can do it in my house for like less than $5,000 or something like that on a low end scale. At that point, you can make the choice to be like, I don't want to deal with that shit anymore. Teenagers and kids, though, they'll always go to the movies. Kids, because parents just need something to have them do. Teenagers just get the fuck away and suck cock and make out.
I like the
pop. I remember getting a hand job at the premiere of Friday the 13th.
Would you really? The very first one?
Yeah, the first one. And it actually first came out.
It was actually by the actress who played
13th.
by the actress who played Mrs. Voorhees.
Oh, it was great.
Throttling your dick, calling it Jason. Save my boy, Jason.
Come, mommy. Come, mommy.
I thought you were going to say it first came out during the previews. Because
No, it came out on Friday the 13th.
Yeah, you're right.
It's actually
the movie or your fucking watch?
My watch. The date they put on the bottom of the screen was Friday the 13th of that year. Like it was, and I was like, "Wow, I'm sitting here on this day." You know.
You're watching the movie and suddenly you're sucked into the reality.
Yeah, it was like, "Wow, that's."
And then broken from the reality because some chick's like, presumably some chick is giving you a hand.
It's a great story.
Yeah, it's fantastic. Well, any hand job story in a movie theater.
Absolutely. Beats. I had my ass fingered during Stardust Memories. That's fucking great. Because that was so scary, that movie. Friday the 13th, I knew what happened at the end. My friend Jonathan Blatt told me.
Scumbag, you spoiled it.
Didn't matter. It still scared the fucking balls off me.
But isn't it weird how they just dropped her like a bad habit for the second one on? That was it. Like, she was the villain of the first movie. It wasn't Jason Voorhees.
Which is that
it was
great
his mom.
trick question that people are asked, who was the killer in Friday the 13th?
Yeah.
And everyone says Jason, and no, it's Jason's mother.
Jason's mom. Yeah.
Well, maybe they realize a dead guy back to life with a hatchet's a lot more interesting than a woman who probably is a lesbian. Yeah. Who's overacting. Yes, kill him, mommy.
Great hairdo on her, huh?
Oh, yeah, her very outdoorsy shoes, tough skin pants.
I never thought about it.
Do you realize the great thing is that, like, even though Jason was born and became a monster after he drowned, somebody stuck their dick in Mrs. Voorhees. That was the most horrifying part of that. Dumb Jason couldn't swim. Everybody has to die. Oh, fuck.
Never thought of it that way.
No.
Swimming lessons would have just negated that whole series.
Yeah.
If that dude could swim, that'd be it.
Or little swimmies. How could nobody...
For $1.99, there's no Friday the 13th series. And Jason lived happily ever after.
How is that bitch so strong? That's how you know she was dyking. When she was grabbing heads and sticking knives. There's no way that was
She killed Kevin Bacon, man. He was in that, wasn't he?
What are you doing? No, he was in Nightmare on Elm Street.
No, I thought Johnny Depp was Nightmare on Elm Street.
I'm sorry.
I think Kevin Bacon was Friday the 13th.
Oh, what are you doing this?
He gets stabbed through the bed, I believe.
Oh, wow, okay.
Did you just question Kevin Smith on his movie knowledge?
You could. I'm getting old. Shit slips, dude. I can't say that I know for sure, but I'm pretty sure.
Pretty good with horror shit.
Yeah.
Is this the ending?
Yeah.
This was fucking...
That's her in the boat, right?
Can you turn the volume up? Not that you have to hear much.
Oh, nice.
And you didn't see this coming, too. 'Cause this is how movies ended.
This is a Carrie ending.
Yeah.
That was like the first one that really just...
Where her hand juts up at it. Well, here you felt safe because you're like cops.
Yeah.
So everything must be okay. And the old lady's dead, so what could possibly happen?
She just is crazy in a boat. The end. Roll the fucking credits. We're done.
But the music is more masturbatory than anything else, right?
Yeah.
I feel like she's going to touch herself.
Yeah.
Oh, she's all happy.
You know, when the chick was making this movie, she's like, I'm going to be huge.
Oh, damn. Yeah.
That is a fucking horrifying... That still made me go like a little like, eh.
When that happened in the movies, that place just went bullshit.
I don't understand, though. What happens in the reality of the movie? And why is he a little boy there and a fucking man in the next movie?
I don't know, because they probably figure a little boy walking around killing everybody would be silly. Right. I think she might have been dreaming that. I don't know.
Was she?
I don't remember.
Does it keep going?
I know
Does she wake up or no? That's the
why a hockey mask? Why all of a sudden a hockey mask and a hatchet?
Well, they didn't do the hockey mask until, I think,
third one.
Yeah, the second one he
had
was
a sack on his head. Yeah.
Oh, did he? They probably called silly. Everyone was challenging him to races at camp.
That was a movie they were working out in front of us. Every movie. Wait a sec, the killer's a woman. No, it's a little boy. No, it's a big man with a bag on his head. No, it's a hockey mask.
absolutely did. Motherfuckers.
What was the scariest movie for you, Kevin, of all time?
Let me see. I mean, I still think those two little girls from The Shining will unnerve me no matter where I am in life. And still haunts me, like, if I turn any corner, there's always a piece of me going, it's going to be two little creepy British chicks.
Why the fuck are they scary? They're not ugly.
Because you weren't
They're not,
expecting
like,
it. And they were so creepy and calm.
And you realize they were dead and they had been slaughtered, but now here they are inviting a boy to play.
I think it's
and they're talking, they're synchronized speaking. That's always scary.
Yeah.
Like, come play with us.
And the music and the fucking Kubrick shot of that, like, look, just look there.
Oh,
Doesn't
come
that
on.
just fuck you up?
And what's really weird is you remember them as
goosebumps.
twins, but I don't think
They're not twins,
technically
no.
twins.
And they were not in the book.
Well, they were naughty girls, though, trying to burn
Where
the
do you
place
think
down.
these chicks are now, man?
Yeah, where
That's
are
what
they?
I always think. I would love to know what they're up to.
Come and play with us, Danny.
Oh, God. Yeah,
Like, where do you think we are? We got killed by Delbert Grady.
Delbert Grady, of
Yeah,
course.
but they technically they did steal matches and try to burn them. What was he supposed to do? Live with that?
He had to correct them.
Yeah, boy.
Shining Girls Now, he wrote. That was a good call, man. This is a dude who surfs the
Oh,
internet
yeah.
a lot.
Danny knows.
Kubrick got the idea of them from a photo he saw of two girls that looked like that. That's why he put them in. Stephen King hated the movie because he's an idiot. So the movie was scary.
The book, well, that was one of those
great.
rare instances where the book is brilliant and the movie is also brilliant.
Yeah.
But they're two very different things.
That rarely happens, you think?
Yeah, I mean, very rarely is it where both kind of stand there as their own
stand
kind
their
of
own.
unique entity.
Carrie did both. Carrie book was scary and the film was scary, but not as scary as the book, I don't think.
But was it close? I didn't read that.
I don't remember, but I think so. But in the book,
Remember, in the beginning, he was always mad that everyone was screwing up his shit, and then he directed one himself, and it was dog
Oh, and it was
shit.
horrid. Terrible. Like anything he was involved in directly, unless it was just
Maximum
taken from-
Overdrive, which
It was-
we all wanted to see so bad. Like, it had a green goblin head on the front of the truck, and we're like, "This is
We're like,
amazing."
oh, this blows.
the
Dude got killed by a toaster.
Yeah,
Like it was about electronics turning on people.
Yes.
he did The Shining. He redid The Shining as like a miniseries, and it fucking ate balls.
Oh, with fucking the dude from Wings.
Wings.
That's the dude. They're like,
Why?
your agent calls you, and they're like, "Hey, man, there's a lead role up for grabs." You're like, "Fucking A, man, Steven Weber. Fucking A, I would love to do it." And they're like, "You're playing Nicholson's role in The Shining. Wouldn't you just be like, fuck off?"
There's a no-win
I'd rather work craft
scenario.
service on that movie.
That's the Kobayashi Maru of fucking
It
movies.
is,
You
man.
cannot win.
And Weber didn't figure out a way to fucking break the machine.
Reprogram
well,
the test.
in the book,
Oh, those are girls?
Yeah. No way.
Yeah, they kind of
Take it from VH1's Where Are They Now?
They're a
Horror
little
stories.
scarier now.
Yeah, they hot.
Where are
They
they
definitely look
now?
scary still. Ugh.
Oh, shit.
Yeah.
What happened?
They must be around our age, man, because
Yeah,
I
I
remember
guess so.
being around the
Right.
same age as those girls.
I wonder if they still hang out together.
You think they just lurk in hallways?
Yes.
Like, hey, remember us? Come play with us.
And no one knows them.
But they're older
"Hey,
now."
Move, I'm trying to get through here.
Fuck our mouths forever. They just say dirty stuff. What a great porn team that
The
would
one
be.
on the right looks like the lady that got out of the tub later on in the movie.
What a fucking buzzkill that was.
Yes.
You got ugly fucking Shelley Duvall and bag of bones upstairs. You're gonna fuck this hot chick and it's an old dead lady. Oh, drat.
I love when I saw The Shining in the movies, though. How hot was it when the English chick first gets out of the tub?
Yeah.
She had a big, hairy, fucking
Massive
70s
mat,
bush.
yeah. Which
and
in the
tits
70s, we
and-
didn't call 70s bush.
No,
we
it
just
was
called bush.
pussy.
Yeah, we're like, look at her pussy.
Pussy is great.
Meanwhile,
look
if
at
you took
pussy.
somebody from today, back then, they'd be like, what
Horrified.
pussy? Where are they?
Yeah.
Where's the
Where is
pussy?
it?
I don't see the
Like,
pussy.
it's behind that giant
Call
mat.
it pussy because there's hair on it, dummy. That's why it was called a pussy.
Not anymore.
Yeah, there she is, a fucking English chick. And
Where's
then
she today?
Oh my God!
You don't want to see
She
a
probably
picture.
does look like
Now she
old
looks
chick.
like the older
Yeah.
version, probably.
That was really creepy too.
It was so
Just
fucking
laughing.
scary because the door's open. There's a lady in the tub. It was probably Grady's wife.
Do you think that's who it was meant to be?
Delbert
Maybe
Grady's wife.
No, she's way
You
too
think
hot
Grady
for
was
Delbert
fucking
Grady.
that? Come on.
Maybe a young version. I don't
Rubbing
know.
some avocado on her
I just
pussy and
assumed
licking
she
it off.
was
Well, he's
some
probably-
person that had been killed there.
Oh,
you know,
maybe she
earlier or
was.
something, but
Yeah,
I-
that's true.
They never said much about the Grady wife,
All I
except
know-
in the book he talked about her.
I put on a little bunny ears and I wanted to blow my friend in the. That's my favorite scene.
That's fucking. There's a shout out to that in Red State.
Oh, really?
That is one of my favorite moments in a movie ever. Is that fucking
dog
snap
costume?
zoom to the dude leaning up after blowing the guy.
He's
Oh, that's
ashamed for a
disturbing.
couple of reasons. He has a lousy costume and he's sucking a dick in an abandoned hotel.
I didn't want anyone to see this.
Why would you leave the door open? Close the door if you're going to
I
suck
know.
dick in a dog costume. It's like my dad always says.
Leah Belden, that's her name.
Who, that lady?
Yeah.
The younger one.
Yeah, Danny's close.
Oh, I bet her tits
The
are fucking so
younger one.
juicy, though.
When that old bag is laughing, and then they have that shot of her just slowly sitting up in the tub.
Ah.
That is a fucking creepy ass scene.
Yeah, it's a very, very... I think that might be the scariest one. The Exorcist was a horrifying movie, too.
Oh, my God, yeah. it was.
You know what the scariest part of The Exorcist was to me was when he's having that dream and he's trying to tell his mother not to go down into the subway.
Right.
But it's silent.
Silent,
yeah.
That was fucking...
And that fucking demon
and the
face
flash,
is flashing.
demon face.
That was a woman,
like
by the
3
way.
frames, was it?
Yeah. I've been trying to squeeze that into a conversation for 4 years.
Oh, fuck. The hell was that, Danny?
Yeah.
I'm getting scared.
I know.
I'm getting scared.
Would it have sucked, though, if he went into the... Nope. I thought I had a joke, but I don't.
Did you guys see there was an ad that they did for I want to say like BBC, and they were doing some kind of Stanley Kubrick week or something like that, showing all his movies. But they did this tracking shot like this. They reenacted the entire set of The Shining and did a long Kubrick tracking shot from the back rooms onto the stage, across the fake
shit.
snow. But they had to reenact the whole thing.
Wow.
It was pretty astounding, man. It was kind of cool.
That sounds like a lot of work.
It really was.
My job on the film would have just been to type out Tuesday. That was going to flash on the screen.
Dong. That was a great fucking part of that movie,
Brilliant.
too. Dong. Just like cutting with a dong.
Him playing handball in that giant room.
Yeah.
You just hearing the noise. You're like, what is it? And then you just see him whipping that ball as hard as you can.
I hear Kubrick was crazy with like focus, getting everything like complete, and it would just take him.
He was
fucking
one of those multiple takes guys.
Ever,
Yeah.
with like 1,000 takes on
They say
shit.
Fincher's the same way.
Yeah?
People say like Fincher is such a bear for detail and multiple takes. I was talking to somebody who was doing some job on our flick. I think it was a sound recorder. I think it was a guy with a boom mic. And I was saying, we ain't got a lot of money, dude, so trust me, we ain't going more than 2-3 takes. He's like, so you ain't going to Fincher this? And I was like, what does that mean? He's like, he's going Fincher, man, with the takes. I was like, what do you mean? He's like, 40, 50, easy.
Holy shit.
That's weird.
How do you
what has he
paw through
directed?
all that?
But that guy's like a true
amazing.
artist.
What has he
like,
directed?
gives a shit about that. What has he directed? The one coming out now is The Social Network. He did Fight Club. He did, God, what else has Fincher done?
Alien Resurrection.
Alien 3?
Yeah, there was
3, the third one.
I heard Kubrick took like 80 takes to get Scatman's face when he's being summoned by the kid, like that when he's shaking his
pushing
head.
in on him in the
that
bed.
face right
Yeah.
there.
Jesus.
80 takes your Scatman Crows. You're like, I don't have much time left.
He couldn't get the contrast of his nostril right, I think. Jesus Christ, it looked like a tunnel.
How great.
Did you ever watch this documentary on the
Oh,
DVD?
yeah.
No, there is
Great.
one.
You would love
yeah.
it. It opens with him brushing his teeth.
Fantastic.
He's brushing his teeth and he's talking about like you do this out of respect for the other actors. And he's being Jack Nicholson while he does it. And then he kind of leads us onto the set. You see Stanley Kubrick yell at Shelley Duvall.
Shelley Duvall is just being
Shelley Duvall looks like she's gonna cry. He like literally he's like, God damn it, Shelley, you just keep fucking it up or something like that. He's very harsh with her. She was the one that gave
there
him
you
the
go.
most
Look at
trouble.
that pussy.
Here it is, man.
She's got them long legs.
It's like a catcher's mitt down there.
Yeah.
I love he doesn't even care that there's a ghost pussy. He wants to fuck anything with that AIDS patient upstairs. She is very long and thin, right?
Yeah.
And she goes right for the kiss.
Yeah, she goes right up to him.
When I look at her now, that looks like my wife naked. Maybe that's why I married my wife.
Wow.
It didn't
Damn.
look like the chick in the pool in the fucking tub of The Shining.
Make sure you specify which one, though. It's good. Look at how still she is. That's what's great about her. Her sea scar over her pussy. That's great.
Look at
the
that
colors are
muff.
great in the room too.
Oh, yeah. She does have a sea scar.
Yeah.
Yeah, she does.
But nice, heavy, droopy tits.
Yeah, those are just natural little fucking.
She made the first move.
Saggers.
Yeah, she did.
She made the first move.
She's touching his coat. She has to just touch his fucking dirty coat.
And this fucking music through this whole movie was just
So
the creepiest
creepy.
heartbeat thing going on behind
Composed by a man who became a woman, Wendy Carlos.
Same one that did
Really?
Clockwork Orange. And
Sex
dead
change.
now.
Dead? But Wendy Carlos
Yeah,
died?
dead, I believe so, yeah.
it. Grady was in Clockwork.
Yes, he was. He played the father.
Yeah. Grady.
Now she's reaching her hands around Nicholson, and he's doing exactly what anyone would do when you
Yep,
see a fucking
grab her,
ghost.
The small
Jerk
of her
off.
back.
Yeah. I love the kiss. Right for the fucking smooch.
That sounds very much like Full Metal Jacket too.
Yeah, very much.
Same music.
I guess she probably. I think she probably composed that.
He's
as well.
smooching around. I don't know what gives it away that he's kissing a dead thing.
Yeah, well, maybe he opens his eyes.
Now, is she? She's probably still the girl.
No,
there.
she's the old lady.
That looks like old
No,
bag.
that's a switch. They just hid the. They did a whip pan and hid the cut in it.
And she's all rotted, and the kid is shaking, of course. This kid does not handle crisis well. We get it.
Shit, what a scene.
That's so creepy.
Yeah, she's laughing, and I like get out of the tub.
The thing is, I find that as a 10-year-old, I found this bullshit because I'm like, even if she's laughing at me, I'd still want to have sex with her. We would make it out and stuff.
And that's such a nice room. What a suite Delbert Grady had. It's like a 3-room suite.
Are you going to screw it all up by hacking your kids apart?
I'd move the family in there. Fuck the ghosts.
That whole getting out of the tub thing with that old lady is the creepiest fucking thing.
I know.
But once he gets outside in the room, man, that's where I'd be really scared because then you got to get from there throughout the rest of the hotel.
Yeah.
Why did they leave the key in the door? I would have taken the key.
He's a little shaken. I'd be down at the bar in a second.
I like the fact that Scatman flies Continental to fucking Denver to see Larry Durker.
Larry Durker's got to give him the snowcat.
Apollo Creed's trainer.
Yeah, I just like how he doesn't have the time to explain like the shine. And so he's like, the people that are taking care of the hotel are just a bunch of assholes.
Unreliable assholes. Yeah, he doesn't want to say the boy is summoning me because the hotel is murdering
you
his
see, the
family.
hotel's haunted. The guy's trying to fuck it. They're just a bunch of assholes.
Assholes. I need a snowcat.
Well, technically he's right too, because Nicholson didn't do any upkeep. He fucked out. He took the thing out of the snowcat.
The distributor, yeah.
Yeah, exactly. He's fucking.
And they took the transistors out of the radio too. So
Took
they
the transistors. He ruined the bathroom door.
He was the opposite of a caretaker, man.
Fucked everything up.
I love Shelley Duvall. Her skinny ass couldn't get out of the fucking out of the window.
Right.
KDK-12, KDK-1.
And in the book, it was a hedge.
And the cop is just like anything else.
Oh, she was babbling.
No, the worst part of that is everything's fine here. How's it with you? Over.
Over.
Yeah.
And the whole scene is over, and you know the dude on the other end was like, "Shut the fuck up."
And the cop took his dick out because he was hoping it was Tub Lady again. But then he realized it was just her. Those long shots are the best though. Like when he's on the fucking on the big wheel.
Yeah.
The quiet and then the fucking noise.
That was Steadicam. They're following with Steadicam all around and whatnot. That's he was one of the not one of the first, but it was one of the most.
Steadicam is a guy on a fucking.
No, that's the camera that you wear like remember Aliens?
It's like counterweighted.
James Cameron like took the idea of the Steadicam and turned it into the gun unit they wore. Essentially, the Steadicam harness is put on by the guy operating the camera. And it's like a jumpsuit. There it is. And it goes around you, and it has this arm that has a gyro on it that keeps it level. It never bumps. So you get all that creepy smoothness. So like when they're following him on the big wheel, they were probably using Steadicam and low mode.
Amazing.
To follow him. Yeah, it's really, really
Was he
smooth.
using that?
Anytime you're in a movie and you see like 360, they go around people. That's what they're
They
using.
show people like running upstairs with those, and that camera just stays exactly
stable. It's so
where it is.
stable.
And then you see the actual film of that, and it's the smoothest going upstairs thing.
Did he use that in Clockwork too? Because he always has those fucking long Kubrick. You could always tell a Kubrick movie because the long hallway shots and just the greatest.
Yeah, the colors, the impeccable focus.
I mean, the dude literally composed.
That always amazed
with his
me.
images.
I brought it up before. Like some directors, you can watch and just go, "I know who directed that just from the look."
Yeah,
it's like, how the fuck do you pull that off?
Tim Burton's another one of those guys.
Yeah,
Tim Burton's
Spielberg.
definitely a guy.
Spielberg was a guy that kind of had that going for him too. Yeah, Tim
Spielberg
Burton.
has moments. If you look at the movie, you'll see a Spielberg moment.
A moment, right?
And then you're
right.
like, oh, this is a Steven Spielberg movie.
Yeah, the push.
Anytime you see me in a movie, you know who directed it.
That's my signature.
Exactly. I have to put one fucking Special Olympics contestant in it.
Oh, Jimmy.
So what is this that you have on, Danny?
He's just showing us how the Steadicam works.
The Steadicam and how it works, and like what it looks like when
There's
they're
Jim
filming
Cameron
compared
right
to.
You ever use one of these on anything?
Yeah, I've never personally worn them. They don't make a harness big enough for me to wear it. But we've used them in almost every flick since Mallrats.
Really?
Yeah.
That's got to be fun to use. It looks like it's fun.
It is a cool thing, but the people that wear it's heavy. The camera is heavy once you got it on there. Unless you're shooting with like a digital camera. When you're shooting film cameras, those things are fucking heavy. So the dude will put it on there and it stabilizes, but after a certain point, he's like, all right, I'm putting it down. There's a big rush to get it off him because he's just reached the
ready
point
to
where
fucking
he's like,
collapse.
Yes, totally. But now with a lighter camera, with like an HD camera, you wouldn't have that problem. You could sit there and probably wear it most of the day if you want.
How does it not shake when you run?
It's got gyros built into it, some kind of, what are they? I think they're just called gyros, right? Those things that keep you balanced no matter where you are.
The thing that prevents gimbal lock in the...
gimbal lock.
I love saying gimbal lock.
There it is, yeah. They use it in the snow. See all that running stuff.
How'd they prevent their footprints from showing up in the snow?
That's why they don't look down at the snow.
That's pretty
they kind
good.
of keep it up here and don't look back too much. And Danny fills the frame, so you're not seeing the trail behind him too much.
Otherwise, you'd see two sets of footprints, and you'd be like, why isn't the cameraman helping the kid?
So, yeah, like, help that boy. His father's trying to kill him.
Hit the man with the axe with that heavy camera, you selfish asshole. Stop trying to get the shot. That was a very scary thing, though, when he's fucking backing up. And you're worried Nicholson's going to come around the corner and fucking catch him backing
I just
up
remember
on his
being
own
a kid
footprints.
and being like, that's clever. Like, I never would have thought of that. I would have been
Me neither.
killed.
It made me feel like stupid as a kid. 'Cause I'm like, oh, God.
I would have just, like, dropped and cried, like, don't kill me.
Then again, you wouldn't have
like Brady's
drooled and
kids.
summoned a Negro from Florida either. You wouldn't have written murder backwards.
Those are all the tips, man.
Yeah,
like
yeah.
parents can't read those signs anymore. When your kid's writing murder backwards, it's time to pay attention.
You wouldn't have worn an Apollo sweater that was
I
torn.
might have. That I might have done.
The kid walked into the fucking, I guess the tub lady or somebody ripped his little sweater.
Yeah. It was supposed to be the tub lady who abuses him. And then he
Nicholson's
tells his
frozen
mom,
face.
and that's what she thinks. It's Jack Nicholson.
Maybe he hurt himself. Jack with the worst suggestion ever. Maybe he did it to himself. His wife's like, you idiot. You shitty book.
I'm going to go see Lloyd and have another drink. Shut up.
Oh, Lloyd, the ghostly bartender.
He's great.
He was
I'd
in
love
Paths to
sit
Glory.
and get a drink from Lloyd.
Hair of the dog that bit me, Lloyd. The hair of the dog that bit me.
Lloyd knew just what to say. He was the guy you talk to. Your money's no good here. That's what you want to hear when you're going to pay for a
Course you
beverage.
do.
At Aubon Pen.
Best bartender from here to Timbuktu.
Timbuktu to Portland, Oregon.
Portland, Oregon, Portland, Maine.
Portland, Maine.
He corrects himself. Then describes how he fucking broke his kid's collarbone by accident.
He does. He somehow finds a way to blame him, too.
5 miserable months on the wagon. But the way he holds that drink and the way he fucking sucks that down, it's like, God damn it, that's what it looks like to take a drink when you're dying for a drink.
Yeah.
That was terrific.
I know. I've seen it a lot in Danny's face. He's seen it a lot in mine. That's what it looks like to really want to drink every day. My God, man, look at the time already.
Yeah, we got to get you some heat, Ant.
What time is it?
No, I
freezing
just
over.
got. I don't
You
want to
all
get stuck in that UN dick traffic.
What do you mean?
Why can't they move the United Nations to like Iowa?
What's going on?
Where
You
people
got, you got all the world
masturbate.
leaders coming in and messing up the city for a week or so.
Yeah,
a couple
there's a
weeks,
bunch of
right?
street closures and shit until
Yeah.
September 30th. When you have like fucking Obama and Ahmadinejad and everything, it gets a little security
president in town
sensitive. He's coming in Wednesday.
It's just so
But there's a bunch of
inconvenient
diplomats
for
here.
everybody.
They closed down like everything around the Waldorf
I
Astoria.
saw some
so
streets were closed down as I was
there's-
coming in.
Yeah, I don't know if I could get out going eastbound. The
knows?
streets I usually take, I might have to go
Up and
further
around.
down. I don't know. I don't fucking know.
You'll figure it out.
Cocksuckers.
You can get around town, right? Cab-wise and shit.
You're still kind of fucked. They have frozen zones.
Yeah,
where they're
frozen
just-
zones. That's something that you never want to hear.
zones. Yeah, and then you'll just see like 5 SUVs with lights on them, blinking, and every part of the road shut down with motorcycle cops following them, and not know who's what, where.
Just when they take a lane away and they do the cones in the middle.
57th Street.
Oh, fuck.
Certain guys get that, but like
All right,
Obama,
let's-
the whole
let's
area
end
is
the
shut down.
Yeah.
They shut the city down for Obama, basically, when he moves
I
around.
hate that one.
We
57th.
watched last time, Jimmy.
2 lanes. They change it to 1 fucking lane either way, and the middle they cone off for diplomats just to drive back and forth.
That's smart, though. Whoever thought of that is smart.
In what way?
I never would have thought of it. I just would have wondered how diplomats were going to deal with
Sucks, though.
traffic. I know, but
Sucks.
it's a smart way to get them
You're
around.
not a
though.
diplomat. It sucks.
I'm a diplomat. I'm a true gentleman.
Yes,
And-
you are.
And I have to plug Marco Island.
Yeah, hit it, Jimmy.
Friday, this Thursday, Friday, Saturday, I'll be in Florida at Marco Island at that comedy club, Off the Hook. So come see me if you're down there.
Off the hook, is it?
Yeah.
And the big news, Kevin Smith's Smodcast starts back up on the virus. Very cool. Starting this weekend.
Yes.
We're going to have promos explaining the whole thing on the channel.
Hey, can I
So
plug
keep
something
listening.
else, too, that starts
Please.
this week? Over at smodcast.com. That's our little podcast network over there. Tuesday, we start a hockey show.
Really?
Yeah, my
Ooh.
friend Walter Flanagan is doing a show with a couple of our friends called Puck Nuts.
Nice.
And it's mostly Devils oriented, but all of the NHL. So that's our first kind of like non-comedy, but there's a lot of laughs in it, but more
that's exciting.
Sports oriented. Yeah,
I'll
we're
check
trying
that
to
out.
diversify the
You
network.
are all
Trying to grow.
over the
We got
place,
7
man.
different shows. Now there's 8 different shows a week. Like we have
8
one
different
one day we have
shows
2
a
shows. It alternates, so it's they're all different.
He's taking over this channel.
Yeah,
We're fucking finished.
Not at all.
You feel it?
We're done.
All right. Well, Kevin, it's always a pleasure. You know that.
Yes.
Awesome being here. Thanks for having me in. And only for you
fun.
guys do I fly early. I was supposed to be on an 11:55 flight last night. That would have got me in at like 8 or 9 or something
Right.
like that.
Well, we appreciate
I
it.
jumped on the 9:30 so I could come out and sit down.
Are you selling
Fine,
tickets tonight
fine
or no?
jump.
It's not.
No, I'm pretty sure it's sold out. Tonight I'm in town. I don't know if I mentioned it. I'm
Yeah,
in
we didn't
town to
mention
do
it
this
at all.
Breakfast Club 25th anniversary screening at the Paris Lincoln Center's hosting. I think all yesterday and today they've hosted a John Hughes retrospective,
Nice.
and tonight they're doing a 25th anniversary screening of the Breakfast Club with 4 of the 5 cast in attendance. So Molly Ringwald, Ali Sheedy, Anthony Michael Hall, and Judd Nelson. For some reason, Emilio couldn't be bothered.
Wow, really?
Really?
Yeah, I guess he's a
Come
director
on,
now,
Emilio.
so he's like, I don't know.
Might be doing a movie.
Ah,
He
show
could be
up,
doing a flick, absolutely.
Could be doing
but he
another-
also didn't do the Oscar thing either, which I thought was weird when they gave the tribute
Right.
to Hughes
Maybe
on
he
the
just
Oscar.
wants no fucking part of that whole...
Maybe he
The
didn't
way
like
I've heard
John
it
Hughes.
is he's just kind of like, that was then, this is now.
Yeah.
He's done with the whole thing, huh?
Which was a movie he was in, wasn't it? That was then, this is
Thanks.
now.
Oh, he's making a movie.
That was an
with
S.E.
his dad or
Hinton
something.
book.
Was it? Yes, that's right. It
Yes.
was. Same chick that wrote Outsiders.
She wrote
and
The Outsiders and
Rumblefish.
Rumblefish, right. By the way, I didn't know that she wrote Rumblefish. As he was saying it, I just kind of followed suit.
Good job.
I knew she wrote The Outsider, but I didn't remember that he was going the Outsider. It's called piggybacking. I just piggybacked him completely.
As soon as you heard Rumble.
Yeah, what else could it be? Either Rumble in the Bronx with Jackie Chan or Rumblefish. One of 2 things.
I don't think the same person
gambled.
wrote the same
You
thing.
assimilate the information
You made
quickly,
it.
man. That's the important thing. Just get it and like, it's in my information now. Yeah, I knew that.
Yeah, but I'm glad it wasn't. That would have been humiliating if it was wrong.
would have been.
All right, let's get the fuck out of here. Kevin
All
needs to
right.
sleep and eat. And
I'm
do
gonna
all
go to
sorts of
sleep, man,
shit,
for a
so-
couple hours and then go over there
Naps
and do
are
that
good.
thing tonight.
All right,
I
Kevin.
get to moderate. I get to kind of be John Hughes tonight.
That's
I get to
fucking
stand there with
cool.
the cast and ask them questions and whatnot. Try not to be too geeky. Try to keep it funny. But then I noticed they only give us 45 minutes.
Why?
I mean, fuck. Like, why even bother
It's a
showing the
union
movie?
room.
We've all seen the movie. Let's
Right.
just do 3 hours of asking
How
these
cool would
motherfuckers
that be?
questions. I know. So we'll see. Hopefully, we'll push it later than it's scheduled to go. But this is, you can go on for hours. You can do an hour with each person minimum. So and hopefully we try to keep it interesting.
Ask Ali Sheedy if she did fuck John Candy and Only the Lonely. I've been dying to know that for fucking 10 years. Great
Like, I
movie.
know this has nothing to do with John Hughes, but
Yeah.
but Chris Columbus wrote that, and he was a Hughes protege. So a backdoor question from Jim Norton, who's not in attendance.
He's got it all figured out.
Did you fuck John Candy?
He's got it all figured out for you. You think she did?
No.
Why not?
I don't know, because it's just not the way it is.
Yeah.
Yeah. But he was good. It was a great movie. I thought it was.
It was a very good
a
flick, yeah.
semi-serious movie.
Love
His
John
mom,
Candy.
right? His mom was like
Maureen
kinda
O'Hara
big,
was
yeah,
it? Yeah.
Maureen O'Hara was the mother.
All right, we're back.
All right.
Kevin, thank you so much, buddy.
Thanks for having, guys.
Thank you.
We'll see you soon. And, yeah, that's it. Stay tuned for Ron and Fez.